finish in this tournament. So what can you tell us about his performance yesterday? 카론 선수 얘기를 하고 싶은데 사실 퍼시픽 신인 선수들 중에서 가장
Halo guys, sebentar.
끝에 웃는 건 또 카론 선수였잖아요.
Halo.
어제 임팩트가 정말 대단했는데
Halo,
방송
halo,
보시기에는
halo.
특별한 계기가 있었을까요?
Halo guys, sudah mulai.
사실 저희
Aduh,
막내 카론
agak
선수가
ngaret ya
조금
hari
경험도
ini, tapi
많이
nggak apa-apa.
부족하고
Belum mulai.
경기도 많이 뛴 적이 많이 없기
Halo,
때문에 사실 긴장을
halo,
엄청 많이
this is
했어요.
your
근데
virtual Mythia
사실
Batford di sini. Halo
그룹
semuanya.
C에서부터 이제 뭐 플레이스까지
Ya,
해서
jadi hari ini
경기를
adalah
굉장히 많이 했잖아요.
watch
그게
party terakhir kita ya.
저희 팀한테는 좀 더
와.
도움이 된 것 같아요. 특히 카론 선수한테도
It's
많이
finally
도움이
the
됐고,
day.
그리고 특히 어제는 긴장을 조금 하면서도
Finally the day.
좀 자신 있게
아khirnya.
플레이해서 좋은 결과가 있지 않았나 그렇게 생각하고 있습니다.
Well, Karan coming in this year to Pacific, he didn't have a lot of experience playing on stage and playing a lot of matches, but having played so many games throughout our run in the Group C and also down to the losers bracket and back
makin
here
cakep ya.
all the way up to the
Beda ya
finals,
Mbak yang
I
kemarin
think it
ya.
helped us out a lot building that experience. and
Beda ya
pushing
Mbak yang
for
kemarin
Karan
ya.
too. Well, I think
Halo, hari ini
a little bit, but
kita
yesterday I could see the
kedatangan
confidence
tamu
in him
ya.
and he performed
Bang
very
Cio,
well
kita
yesterday.
bakal watch
Well,
party
last but
bareng
not
Bang
least,
Rio
PRX,
Rio
they're
Jaja.
known for their counter defaults,
Yo,
sometimes
Tapi
nothing,
masih
literally
nunggu.
nothing
Hi, I came
works
from
against
Thailand.
them,
Hello,
and
Thailand.
Having a great response to that
Bisa
kind
nggak
of playstyle
halo?
would be a huge win condition for you. So how did you prepare for today's matchup? 이제 페이퍼렉스가 상대의 디폴트를 깨부수는 것으로 또 유명하잖아요.
Halo.
여기에 대해서 어떻게 젠지가
Ini
대처하는지
Karina Espa beda banget.
좀 어떻게 준비하셨나요?
Prediksi skor mid belum lah.
짧은 시간이었지만
Kita lihat mapnya dulu.
저희도 맞받아치겠습니다.
Kita lihat
저희도
timnya dulu.
피지컬이 저희도
Bener nggak? Lihat mapnya dulu sih.
생각하기 때문에 소극적인 플레이
Iwan nih gitu.
상대로 할 때
Charo, welcome.
같이
Welcome to Budakford. Thank you.
네, 그렇게
Kakak Miti halo Joko. Jangan spam ya.
네,
Biar nggak dibom.
재밌는 경기가 될 것 같아요. 네.
Mid masih ada tukang nggak? Masih, tapi
Wasn't
dia di
a lot of time
depan
to
rumah.
prep coming into this matchup, but for PaperX, I am fully confident that we can definitely fight back. And if they want to fight, well, come at us. You know, we're ready to fight back. We have great aims, we have great skills, and I just feel like it's going to be a great game once we all go
Wow.
proactive and aggressive and take those
Best of 5 ya.
who
Best of
comes
5.
out on top.
Kita pasen ya,
Well,
boleh
thank you,
boleh.
Solo. And
Bisa
listen to
best
you,
of 5
Alex.
ya. Ini bakal menjadi match yang
Gen.G,
lumayan
they've been
panjang.
growing and
Semoga
becoming
kalian
stronger
tidak
and stronger
bosan.
match by match.
Sepertinya
So,
tidak
how
ya.
much bigger of a
Di grand
threat
final
is
apa final?
Gen.G
Grand
now
final.
compared to 6 days ago? 알렉스 감독님, 젠지가 경기를
야, best
거듭하면서
of
정말 강팀으로 성장하는 모습인데요. 이전에 만났던 젠지 그리고 오늘의 젠지 얼마나 달라진 것 같나요?
Can you speak Thai?
Yeah, I think they played like
No.
16 maps on stage. So
No, I
You know,
can't.
you get used to the stage and conditions and you get more comfortable with the situation, especially if you have rookies in your team.
Apakah match
They played
PRX
5,
pernah membosankan? Nah,
And well, they have more, you know, it's a give and
aku
take.
berharap
Right? They have more
Uncle
footage to
tidak
review, but I
bau
think
ya
they,
aimnya hari
they might be a
ini.
little bit more comfortable, more relaxed. You know, it's something that we're just growing into right now.
젠지가 알렉스 감독이 생각했을 때 한 15세트를 한 것 같은데 페이퍼렉스 같은 경우에는 5세트밖에 치르지 않았다고 얘기를 하는데요. 근데 젠지 입장에서는 또 팀에 신인이 있기 때문에 이렇게 경기를 많이 치르는 게 좀 팀의 손이 풀리는데 그리고 몸이 풀리는데 도움이 많이 됐을 것 같다고 얘기를
Amit lu
하면서
ganti rambutnya, ganti
페이퍼렉스는
rambut.
또 한편으로는 젠지에 관한 데이터가 많기 때문에 좀 각자의 장단점이 있는 것 같다고 얘기를 합니다. 그래도 오늘 젠지가 좀 많이 몸이 풀리고 선수들도 경험을 토대로 좀 자신감을 얻은 것 같아서 오늘 재밌는 경기가 펼쳐질 거라고
Matchnya 5
예상하는데요.
Mit, iya emang.
Well, they took down DRX. Definitely
Kok
a force
21?
to be
Matchnya
reckoned
5, guys.
with. What was your utmost priority when you were preparing for today? 오늘 그러면 젠지가 상당히 위협적인 모습을 보여줄 거라고 예측하실 것 같은데 경기 준비하면서 특별히 신경
배ak
썼던
belum,
점이
belum.
있을까요?
Ntar aja.
I
Apakah
think we
kita
were
akan
just
melihat
trying to review the game that
Odin
they played
lagi
against
ya?
us
Itu
and
sudah
see how they
pasti
were
ya.
playing. That was the one
Akmije,
that we drew the most,
ikuzo, ikuzo. Nggak ada
just wanna
2-1
review the most,
guys.
basically.
Kan best of 5, bukan
I
best
think
of
our most
3.
priority
Jadi
is to
5
make sure that
ya
we start
skornya.
off well. We haven't been starting off very well in this tournament at all. And we know that
Amangan
against a
meja
team
buat
that's
coach
as confident
PRX.
as them and has as much time to like get used to the stage.
I don't
we need a
know.
strong start.
50 maps, that's a lot though.
Chris, thank you.
젠지가 그동안 해왔던 경기를 분석하는
언니는
것에
옵셔널,
집중을
맨날.
했다고 하고요. 오늘 페이퍼렉스에게 중요한 점은 좀 시작부터 빠르게 흐름을 가져오는 거라고 얘기를 합니다. 특히나 젠지가 현재까지 몸도 많이 풀렸고 또 이런 경기를 치르는데 너무 익숙해져 있기 때문에 그런 흐름에 휘둘리지 않기 위해서 페이퍼렉스는 좀 이전 경기들과는 다르게 빠르게 흐름을 잡는 게 중요할 것이라고 얘기를 하는데요. Lastly, now more generally though, coming into this year, there were a lot of questions around whether PRX can still be
Interviewnya
the number one
panjang
team
juga
of
ya.
Pacific even without Jing. Now we're about to see that
Tumben
today,
panjang.
but judging from how the team
Ini
has
Bang
performed
Cio
so
udah belum
far,
sih? 5
would you
match kah
say
finalnya
you've
ya?
answered some of those questions? 올해 찡 선수의 부재로 많은 분들이 좀 페이퍼렉스가 퍼시픽의 왕자를 지켜낼 수 있을까에 대해서 많은 질문을 던지셨습니다.
Ini follow
이런 우려의
Mythia.
목소리가 있었는데
follow.
여태까지 팀의 경기력을 보면 좀 찡 선수의 빈자리를 완벽하게
Predict Mid,
메꿨다고
kira-kira
볼 수
selesai match
있을까요?
mejanya Alek berapa persen?
I think probably not fair to judge because they
lima
only
nggak
played
sih?
2 games and both of them
Sisa
are playing
5%
same
nih.
team again, you know. So
Katanya sama
and then
Rio.
even
Iya,
depend
sama
on
Rio.
I
Tapi
think if you want to be the number
nggak tahu
one
nih
team, you need
anaknya
to
udah
win,
siap
like,
belum? Aku menunggu.
majority of the games, you know.
Aku menunggu
and
sampai
then,
dia siap.
So I hope that I hope that I don't know.
Tadi anaknya lagi beli
Monday, yeah, we're
makan,
gonna
Bang
put it.
Cio. Bang Cio tadi lagi beli makan.
아직은 조금 대답하기 이른 것 같다고 얘기를 하십니다. 왜냐하면 이제
아니,
또
ganti rambut
경기를
그래.
많이 치르지
What?
않았던 데다가 젠지와의 리매치를 치르기 때문에 또 같은 팀을 2번 만나는 것이기 때문에 아직까지 뭔가 찡 선수의 빈자리가 완벽하게 메꿔졌다고 단언할 수는 없지만 그래도 이제 리그가 계속될수록
Nah,
좀
udah
승리를
tuh.
계속해서
Aku kiri,
거듭하고 또
aku
견고한
pin, aku
모습을
pin.
보여줬을 때
Biar nggak ada yang nanya ya?
퍼시픽의 왕자를 지켜낼 수
Aku yakin
있다고
masih ada yang
얘기할
nanya
수
sih.
있을 것 같다고 얘기를 해주셨습니다. Well, thank you coaches for the interview. Have a good game. Good luck to you both and over to you, Victoria. 이렇게 해서 양 팀의 감독님들 만나봤고요.
Hah, 5 match PRX buat 3 game gak sih? Aduh, gak gitu. Gen.G tuh susah tahu. Kalian inget gak sih match yang kemarin?
Thank you so much, Jen and coaches. You know, she asked Solo what kind of strategies they would be using against PRX. I was thinking maybe Solo was going to teach the rest of his team the Lokia move, where you jump over, you Mario
You
jump.
jump over the
Over
showstopper.
raid.
Ganti
Yeah.
judul, kok ganti
That's what
judul?
that's what I would
Just
do.
like, whoa, whoops, sorry, I'm good.
Mythia's
Oh, sorry,
coming.
sorry.
Like, that's just jump over it. Mario jump it. Now, it's a really interesting interview. We mentioned this a bit yesterday. Alex said in his interview before that he looks up to Solo, Termi, and
Kepencet,
Vile,
kepencet.
even the previous coach of Gen.G. They used to be ex-teammates back then, and when Alex was a younger player, he used to study everything they did. So I imagine he's going to be studying everything that they've been doing and trying to get into the mind of Solo.
Bukan si
because Solo's
tekstur
obviously figuring
doang,
something out.
si itu
Yeah, no doubt
loh.
about it. I mean, Solo
Si,
seems to have found a good
siapa sih
balance
namanya?
with this team of
Meteor,
some level
Meteor
of
juga
kind of that
serem.
static, disciplined Korean
Enggak.
style, some good
Kita
executes, but they
kita
seem a
nggak
little more
boleh
free-flowing as
underestimate
well.
guys
Like,
kali
there's a
ini
lot of
guys,
moments where it
karena
seems like
karena
they're pretty good off the
kemarin
cuff, and that's maybe
kemarin
because,
perlawanan
you know, they
Gen.G
haven't
itu
had much
sangat
time with
sangat
Solo yet,
sangat
and they have to
sangat
kind of
sangat
rely on their own
nggak tau lah
skill and
anjir.
those kind of things, but
Karena aku
when
berharap
it gets messy,
DRX yang
so
masuk
far,
kan.
Gen.G has been really, really good, and it's been on the backs of players like Texture, like Keron.
Gitu.
Locky has had a couple great clutch moments as
Semoga
well.
Texture banyak
you know,
wave.
these players have
I
all
don't
been there,
know.
done that for the most part, except for a couple new ones.
I don't know. Itu pertandingan Valorant nih ya.
Get down and dirty with that PRX style, and I think they're going to hang very, very well, and that's something that
Meta
PRX
apa
has to
hari
be
ini,
concerned
Mit?
about.
Mari kita
Yeah,
lihat.
I think they do.
Gila banget
Just
Gen.G.
when we're
Ih,
looking
gila
at our
banget
talent
Gen.G mah.
predictions,
Jangan.
Julian said this,
Oh,
nothing
shit,
has happened the
kan.
way it should have happened, and I completely agree. A lot of our predictions were
I
actually wrong.
don't
There were
know,
serious
guys.
predictions, and a lot of teams
Sabar.
have surprised us, and
Bang
this is
Cio,
actually
apakah
very different
sudah?
right now.
Halo?
Today's prediction, we're actually split.
Halo?
PRX
Halo?
and Gen.G. This is
Udah?
very different than the very first
Udah
time
lagi makan
these two teams
bakmi.
faced off.
Anjir.
definitely does not feel
Tapi
the same
udah
way.
live.
It feels like anything can
Udah.
happen right
Oh,
now
udah
because
live.
we
Lagi
can do all
live
of our
mukbang.
analysis. We can
Enak
base
tuh.
all of our predictions based off
Bakmi.
of games that we've seen before in the
Ya Bang
past.
Cio lagi makan
But
bakmi
once you
guys.
get down into that server, once you get on that stage playing with a whole crowd watching you, feeling everything
Iya.
that's happening at once.
Tuh William gak beda
Everything's
sendiri
different.
lah. Kemarin
Everything is different, and I think
kemarin
Solo had a
enggak
really
tuh,
good
kemarin
point about
sama semua.
Karon's confidence as well. So, you know, I
Iya,
think
bakmi
PRX
enak
has
tuh.
to be in the right mindset. I think they gotta feel good. They gotta feel
Teori
ready.
apa sekarang,
And
Mit?
so
I don't
if
know.
not, if they're a little bit shaky, let's see what happens.
Katanya bagi dong
Yeah,
bakminya.
I mean, I I think we all don't know. This is
Ntar di
even
Madrid,
split.
guys.
I do want to chat with you on your prediction for Gen.G after this, but I hear the players are ready to enter
Apakah
the
3
stage. So
duelis
let's see who's
lagi?
going to take their shot at getting closer to Champions
Semoga enggak.
qualifications. Is it going to be
Pasti
Gen.G
aneh-aneh
or
pikir.
PRX?
Pasti aneh-aneh, nggak ngerti.
Masih aneh-aneh guys, lihat aja guys kalau nggak percaya guys.
Welcome to vtuber, thank you.
Oh shit.
Anjay, jadi
Ketahuan
member.
cok, nama dashboardnya Mythia Agus cok. Dimatiin overlay-nya.
No, aku terdoksong. Aku terdoxing, namaku Agus. No. Apa sih? Thank you. Welcome to vtuber dulu juga. Thank you. Aduh. Iya, namaku Agus.
Information.
Ini turnamen tertinggi Valorant enggak?
My name is Jason, aka Forsaken, and I play for team PRX.
Miti.
By beating my brother, and we went to the finals. My brother used his ulti to defuse the room, and it's like really make us a bit mental down. That round is really important for us, and we just lost because he just defused with the 200 IQ, always W gaming. So I think it doesn't matter for us. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for Gen.G, I think they're looking really strong with the new member. The player that I watch out for the most in Gen.G is Texture, because he play really well, and he show us that his duelist is really crazy. I mean, like on fire. So, yeah.
Tapi ini tekstur gila banget ya Mythia.
Even though we play small
Aduh,
number of
makanya.
games, but
Makanya kan
during
tadi kan
finals,
pada
we still
Gak pernah bau tau
nggak pernah bau, iya nggak pernah bau
I'm
aimnya.
really excited for
Aneh.
Master Fighter. I'm really excited for what we can
Aneh, guys,
show
kayak
to you
robot
guys in
tangannya,
Madrid,
guys.
and
Asli.
I hope you guys just keep supporting PRX all the time until we can bring trophy for this year.
Kalau kata ini di GE nggak begitu di GE.
Semua orang juga ngomongnya gitu, di GE tidak begitu.
안녕하세요. 젠지에서 활동 중인 메테오
Tapi
김태우입니다.
Meteor juga serem loh.
Iya makanya
Kemarin.
1경기 끝나고 이제 2경기
kemarin
들어가기
yang dia pakai
전에는
Killjoy
진짜
itu
한
kan
걸음
ya?
남았다 얘들아 이런 얘기 많이 오갔고 두 번째 맵에서 로터스를 했는데 저희가
그럼
세계에서
봐.
가장 잘한다고 자부할 수 있고 스크림 때 또 성적이 좋았어가지고 연습해온 대로 했던 것 같습니다. 썸띵 선수가 가장
이거
견제되는
다음에
것
내가
같고
그래.
항상 썸띵 선수의 플레이를 보고 있으면은 감탄밖에 나오지 않아서 썸띵 선수만 조심한다면 저희가 충분히 이길 거라고 생각합니다.
Gua tau
단
guys
한
kayaknya
경기
skillnya
결승전만을
monyet
남기고
di GE diambil
있는데
sama tekstur deh guys.
페이퍼렉스를 이기게 되면
Kenapa?
킥오프 우승에다가 그리고
skillnya monyet
1시드로
di GE
진출하는
diambil
걸로
sama
알고
tekstur
있는데
cuy.
그 점도 저희에게 유리하게 적용할 것 같아서 페이퍼렉스를 꼭
Di sini
이기고
lagi ini guys
저희가
lagi
마드리드에
adaptasi,
1시드로
susah.
올라가겠습니다.
Adaptasi sama gameplay kali ya? Gameplay yang lain
Iya
gitu.
susah soalnya beda. Suruh jadi duelist lagi kan beda tuh.
The defending Kings of Pacific are looking to retain their
Aku masih menunggu main freak mode BU ya dari kemarin.
Forsaken,
Kemarin udah BU, kemarin udah.
the master of mind games, a mind freak, the sultan of clutch to buy.
Guys curang Midi udah punya kaosnya, aku belum punya guys.
Ya duluan ya.
Voting ngapain voting sih udah pasti votingnya. Ini gue votingin deh. Gua voting lagi kurang ajar kalian.
Udah pasti guys. Nah itu tuh kalau kalah tetap ke Madrid, tapi kalau nggak juara, tapi nggak juara satu apa aja, benar.
Ya, tapi ini juga kayaknya nggak dapat piala
Nggak
guys,
dapet
tahu gue kayak gini guys. Pialanya
Jadi,
nanti soalnya yang tengah-tengah.
nggak tahu deh.
Ya ini nggak ada prize pool, nggak piala, juara satu cuma dapetin kickoff apa? Circuit point doang guys, makanya menurut gua nih kurang ini ya, kurang worth untuk tryhard banget gitu loh. Udah have fun aja gitu jadinya.
Ya pantesan mereka main-main.
Santai, guys. Ini kemarin juga kayaknya PRX malam nih lagi pada habis dari warkop ini habis ngongkrong nih.
Habis
Lagi
dibeliin
istirahat kayak santai aja
ini.
besok santai.
Kalau kemarin itu Coach Alessia tuh ngomong, kalian kalau menang nanti dibeliin gacoan udang keju.
Oh iya.
Udang keju 100. Beneran menang tuh 2-0.
Kan senyum Senyum kan tuh abis makan udang keju
Full
semalam.
senyum.
Lu juga makan udang keju Bang Wit?
Kenapa?
Lu juga sering beli udang keju?
Sering buat ngemil. Enak weh. Enak loh.
Enak sih guys, gue kalau ubi gacuan tuh 2 bakmi atau udang keju guys.
Nah, anjir kalau 2 bakmi enggak deh kayaknya. Pedes gak sih?
Kan beda perutnya. Ya enggak cabenya.
Oh, perut black hole beda sih.
Please welcome GEN.G.
Jangan sampai nge-troll aja nih PRX, mengingat match ini gak ngaruh-ngaruh amat. Lah, kamu berharap PRX tidak nge-troll? Yang bener aja.
Bener aja kamu.
Yang bener aja
pasti
kamu.
kemasan udah pasti guys.
Udah pasti.
Makanya nyantai banget.
Nah tuh guys, ada suara tukang.
Guys bayangin guys, kalau gue umur 20, gue sejago Jason, terus gue di Korea kayak gitu guys. Gue akan jadi fucek boy sih fix dah.
Ya. Mereka loyal loh. Enggak.
Iya lo lihat deh, lihat papan namanya cewek-cewek cantik, tulisnya siapa? For second cuy.
Bener.
Ngeri loh, Jason lo. Biar bisa ini guys, biar bisa kalau misalnya makan siang tuh ada lagunya Kinjana, Kinjana, Nega, Nonegana, Kinjana. Itu guys, itu pengen guys ngerasain kayak gitu guys, kayak ngeliat matahari tuh ada lagunya gitu.
Deh.
Kayak Evan guys, gue sih cuma satu doa gue guys. Doa gue tekstur tuh tiba-tiba bau hari ini.
Ya, tiba-tiba nge-whiff gitu.
Kalau tekstur bau udah menang sih fix guys. Fix menang. Dia tuh ACS-nya mid di rumahnya itu udah 260 lebih.
Gila.
Berapa match itu dia stay di situ, gila gede banget.
Ayo guys, tebak guys. Itu Bang Alek ngomong apa tuh? Semoga tekstur salah makan sampai diare katanya.
Iya lagi monster. Bentar paus itu boker. Toilet guys, bayangin guys, lagi sakit perut guys.
Iya anjir.
Bisa kan gacoan dia malam.
Astaga.
Alright, as we have 14-0, we'll begin.
Nah, ini nih map
PRX and
nih.
GEN.G go through their
Aku tebak Sunset di band sih.
Wonder about
Aku
Breeze
tebak
because
Sunset
that
di
was the
band.
first map to kick things off
the
between
Breeze,
the
Breeze,
teams
Breeze.
last time, and
Breeze.
it was really
Dia like
close.
Breeze-nya Paper.
It was close, but it did favor GEN.G, so you might want to think twice
Map
about
selalu kalah
playing the
anjir
same
Paper
map
Breeze.
again. But then
Yeah.
again,
Final kalah Breeze, ini
after
kalah.
seeing everything play out, you know, we've seen GEN.G's improvements all across the board. Now we're starting to think, like, maybe you want to watch out for what GEN.G has in store. Like, maybe you want to ban out something that they're good at, like an Icebox, maybe?
Tebak
I
skor
think
bang.
we've got 3 tough choices here.
3-1 kayaknya guys.
You're gonna have to fall into a map that
Wih,
you're not comfortable with, whether it be
Cius
Icebox,
tuh.
Breeze, or Bind. Right? Like one of those 3 is gonna come through. They haven't played Bind yet.
3-1 untuk
So,
Jet.
bukan.
Bang.
They were able to get it in overtime. A map that
Namanya pengkhianat guys.
widely good on Bind. You know, talked about it
Kamu
yesterday.
tidak boleh berkhianat seperti itu.
Beat, Fnatic
Ah,
on
coba.
Bind at Champs
Aku lihat
last
mapnya
year.
dulu
I
sih,
think
baru
it's slightly
bisa
across their
nebak
map.
sih guys.
It is what it is.
Udah pasti nih, Breeze
Bind
juga.
Guys, siapa yang menang? Belum,
What does
weh.
GEN.G not
Belum,
wanna
weh.
play? Sunset.
Ah,
Sunset
kan benar
Breeze.
Sunset
Udah
juga.
sisanya
Yeah,
tuh habis.
Icebox?
Guys,
Snap right
Wait,
now.
what?
They've got so
hell?
much control with that Sage wall. I don't think they were able to dial
Ascent
it.
dulu, oke Ascent.
Yeah, they were really busy this kickoff,
Ascent
I would
meta
say.
kemarin udah tahu coy jadinya. Apa ganti lagi nih Reina nih. Keluar Reina percaya nggak lo? Kayak Ascent nih.
All these Gecko plays coming
percaya.
through, and it happens on
Reina
Ascent
sih,
as
Reina
well.
sih
So
keluar.
interestingly enough, that GEN.G picks it against PRX because that was the map that PRX had a slightly better time
Insider
against
mapnya
T1 on,
Lotus nggak sih?
with
Slightly.
Forsaken and Fade and his
Just
Odin.
a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, a little bit. 13-6, a little bit.
I mean, it's interesting. Both
Lah.
teams kind of maybe leading into the maps I didn't expect initially. So GEN.G goes for Lotus. They lost.
Tinggal PRX pick-nya.
The
Tek,
first
tek,
time
tek.
around, what have they
Lihat,
been able to
tek,
figure out? I mean, they do a lot better on
Nggak
the
orang pick
map,
defense, lihat.
especially with Meteor and Munchkin lurking around the map. Have
Oh,
been
Bind.
an absolute
Bind.
nightmare
Oke,
for
Bind.
other
Bind
teams.
Yoru keluar
Oke,
fix.
oke.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right,
Bind
and then
Yoru keluar
leaving
fix.
Breeze for the last one. Bind, PRX
Master Magnet
hasn't
diambil berapa
shown
tim?
their Bind in the
Diambil
longest
8
time,
tim dari
but
tiap
we
region
also
kan 4
did
region.
see how
Decider
Gen.G
mapnya
counters
Breeze ya.
DRX's
Berarti-
Yoru pick on mine,
Decider kok
which
kalau
again
kata
is
gua
something that
3-1.
PRX could do, but then again, you never
Pede
know.
banget.
Last
Buat
year
Gen.
they suddenly picked out Arena, so
I think we might see ISO
Yeah.
there.
oh ISO.
Bener ya?
Look, there's like 4 agents Forsaken
Apa ya?
hasn't played yet. So
Deadlock.
Deadlock, ISO.
berapa ya, guys, ya?
Sage, So far this, the last couple of seasons.
Kata aku sih
Yeah, exactly. He's busy making his Pokedex full.
3-2 kali ya.
Beli Demit yang lo beli juga deh. Ntar yang
Go
bener.
to Ascent.
Yang benar dari kita
Classic
beliin
competition.
McD.
PRX playing
Nah.
the same thing that they did yesterday.
Nah.
The
Tiga
thing
satu
about
sih.
this competition for
3-1
PRX
sih
is
Wah,
that
3-2.
we need every single player to pop
Oh iya,
off, right?
tipis
And
banget.
while Mythia
Soalnya
did have
3-0
some great entries,
Toto
stats-wise,
3-0
it
sih.
wasn't quite up there with the rest of the team. But
Ya, nggak pakai
again,
Reyna
it
kan,
doesn't
nggak
really
seru ah,
matter
penting.
if something and Mythia
Ascent
are
dulu kan
working in
ini ya.
tandem to secure a lot of these sites.
Ya, pakai kayu
It's
nih, wah
just
pakai
I'm
kayu
more
kelar
worried
guys,
about
susah
what
guys.
Gen.G has prepared because the way
Kemarin
that
yang
they
dibilang
played
guys,
Ascent
PRX
against
kemarin
Zeta
enak di
Division
Ascent karena nggak ada kayu.
that they
Taiwan
absolutely
sekarang
do
ada
have
kayu
good
susah nih
defense.
masuknya.
Yeah, and I think you're gonna have a little
Ya,
bit
Gen.G
more
tahu
ability
sih
to
cara
adjust
mainnya,
to
jadi ya.
the
Iya
fast-paced
nih kalau
PRX
misalnya
combo
di
with
silent
KO.
sudah nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain kan dia pakai util semua ini PRX.
Well, the Tiger Nation is facing off the Rexes, facing once again to close out the Pacific kickoffs. Taking us through the action is Achilleos and William.
Thank you very much. Yes, here we are, another grand final, but this time a very different face on the other side of the arena. PRX punching a ticket, as expected by a lot of us, to get to this point, to go to Madrid. But it's not DRX on the other side of the arena. It is a different Korean squad, Gen.G, the young up-and-coming challengers, to see if they can take away the throne.
Yeah, exactly. Of course,
Kira
not
sadar perlu
entirely
kayu, iya.
unfamiliar faces, right? We've got
bilang, guys,
Echo
kayu
Solo
itu-
and Locky on that side. They have succeeded in during DRS before, but this squad, a
PRX
lot
tuh
of
bakal
people
ke counter
thought
kalau ada
they're going
kayu,
to
guys.
need a lot
Agak
more
susah ini pasti.
time. Of course, the talent is there, but they're going to need to grow into it. They say, no, we want to get all the experience we can in kickoff. and
Seperti
go
biasa,
right
Viper
into
adalah
Madrid
Sentinel,
with a
benar.
strong force. And
Apa
today,
itu
last
Sentinel?
time they matched up,
Kita punya
PRX,
Viper.
it was a 2-1 map score, so it could go either way.
It very well could. I mean, you're talking about getting experience.
Hasilnya
Gen.G
sengit ini
have been
3-2. Oh, berarti
getting
kamu dukung
the
Mythia ya, oke.
maximum amount of
Kamu saya
experience
tewot.
Sengit sih. Kataku sengit sih dari pilihan mapnya sengit
to
sih.
get to this
Mungkin
point.
Gen.G
Aku
duluan kali
sih
ya
bisa
yang
kelihatan dari
menang
map
ya.
pertama sih. Kalau map 1 nggak terlalu sengit berarti udah 3-1. Atau nggak 3-0.
Oh, iya, iya.
With higher expectations, with the
Kalau
trophy
sengit
on
udah
their
berarti
Kayaknya di
tiga-dua
sini,
sih.
di
They're gonna
sini
be able to earn it.
susah sih,
Kicks off
susah sih.
nicely with a map win here on Ascent.
Di sini somehow aku
Terus kalau tiba-tiba
pede.
something one tap udah kelar sih.
Ah, kelar sih. Kalau itu kelar. Tapi masalahnya dari kemarin something turu nih.
Iya, dari kemarin nih, turun.
Dari kemarin turu nih.
And they have used
Ntar
it
kita lihat
quite
ya.
a bit to great success against T1.
3-1 Gen.G menang duluan. Lah jangan gitu dah, Bang.
Studied all the tape. Another difference, of course, PRX when they went up against T1, it was against Execurate Cypher.
Jangan ngomong gitu tau
And it
guys,
did
nanti
prove
kalian
some
kena
trouble
karmanya.
for Monyet's Raze, whereas he was kind of getting caught off guard a lot on the entry. It was really the follow-up trades that worked. This time, a little bit more familiarity with the Killjoy setups now on the A site. Looking to just delay that, looking for a retake for Gen.G on A.
All right, well,
Nah kan, itu kayak gue bilang.
Dulu, mereka nih alergi pistol harusnya.
Iya.
Meteor as well being tracked over in towards main. The door is going to be broken
Gila,
down.
cepet-cepetnya
They're able to
untuk
pick
ini
up
loh.
damage there. Meteor.
Aduh, udah
Classic.
fine miss.
And now it doesn't manage to find a buy, but a quick peek from Forsaken gets the one tap. Meteor goes down. It's something
What?
finds the
Lihat
second
kan?
kills. Munchkin will fall.
Itu something yang ku kenal guys.
There. I mean, Meteor, he did his best
Headshot,
to hold
headshot.
on to
Tumben.
it.
Aduh.
Even popped the nanosword
Sakit
before he
tuh.
went off. As you see, a lot of damage still
Tumben.
quite doable here for Gen.G considering the health.
Tumben loh. Maaf guys, ada tukang guys.
Rotate back around, but
Eh,
Logia
what the?
so
Gila.
familiar back
Nah kan,
position
ini
this time.
Tar dulu, tar dulu.
W
Gini,
gaming,
gini,
bro.
gini. Mereka harusnya alergi pistol nih bang. Ini kalau tiba-tiba
Iya,
nggak
makanya
alergi,
kalau udah
Now, a lot of this,
Berarti
of course,
menang kan?
is PRX
Menang,
just
menang.
knowing when to keep up the tempo. As soon as
Kalau
they
kata
get
Alex
that
tuh
contact,
mereka sama kayak
they
kemarin tuh startnya
understand
jelek,
that
sekarang
as
startnya
we
bagus
got
tuh
the
guys.
first kill,
Nah.
they want to push through. I mean, you know it's the
gila.
Jet peeking out,
Sabar
then you
ya, guys.
catch sight of the Killjoy. You just want to run through and make sure you destroy everything before backup arrives. So it's a matter of Gen.G just
Temen
maybe
banget
not
loh, something
expecting
loh.
the
Di
entire
awal-awal
force
nggak
to
bau.
follow at full
Baik,
tempo
baik.
speed, full running all
Oke,
the way
bisa
up
guys,
mid.
guys.
apakah ini serius?
Jangan-
Nggak
jangan
tahu.
throwing.
Lihat
Wah,
aja
nggak
tuh.
beli Jason Jason sama si something.
Four spies coming in.
Masih
Counter.
saving
Oh,
ya.
trying to
Hah?
just go
Apaan
for a
itu?
bit of a tempo TP up. Try to
Oh,
get
mau
somebody
ke
off
atas ya?
guard.
Gagal ke
Or
atasnya.
instantly, and he is taken down.
Dia mau ke
Yeah,
atas
we
guys,
gotta keep
gagal
in
itu.
mind that this
Mau di
screen
recon
right now
atas
is
itu.
really set up to try to disrupt mid. So Gen.G trying to wonder if that was the case. No, it's a pass push into A.
The Prowler in, Lock it
Waduh.
on. Texture has
Oke,
to
tekstur
dash
belum
back.
wangi guys ya.
Headshots through.
Yo.
Will
Waduh.
not
Nah, kan,
pulling
belum
his
wangi, guys.
attention.
Wah ini efek gacuan semalam ini.
3K. Looking now for potentially the 4 as Mythia goes down to 15 HP.
Waduh, gila monyet.
Ini baru monyet
Wah,
guys.
gila, Wah, ini dia nih.
Yes, I mean, we saw it in the win contribution round as well.
I know
not
it.
really being a big part of the round wins
Wah.
that PRX has gotten. That's not to say that he's not necessarily
Ah,
apparent
yang bener aja.
this raise. His goal is to
Taker guys,
just
Odin
create that
guys.
space, create those angles, create those trades for his teammates, and no better teammates to have for that other than this squad on PRX.
Kebiasaan nih
Kemarin
anak.
gue nonton klipnya
Always
Git,
good
si
for
Tarik
that
ngomong
follow-up
katanya,
kill.
ini
And
baru
held the
Valorant
Forsaken Odin
nih,
right
nonton
from round
Pasifik,
three.
nonton Amerika sama Eropa ngantuk
Lucky
kayak
as
gitu.
well. Bilkin trying to utilize
Bener
that.
guys,
Who's
makanya
gonna
rame
be
kan,
benar.
itu ditonton orang-orang bule guys.
Mohon maaf itu Lakia pun juga pakai Odin ya.
Oh iya ya.
Iya.
Iya ini shatter soalnya. Oh udah lo tuh masukin. Nah granat kayak.
Monyet agak agresif gak sih?
Kalau lagi agresif gitu emang.
Lagi agresif loh ini.
And they could try to bring that back over.
Kemarin gue
towards the
ngapur
B
doang
side
bang
as well. I
kemarin.
mean, PRX have already accomplished
Kemarin
their
gue
mission
main-main
at the
doang,
very
Bang.
end of the round. Disrupt A main
Kamu
control.
juga bule,
That
Bang,
keeps
ya,
them
ketahuan,
guessing on the
guys.
A side, and now you can shift your
Ah.
focus.
Ya.
Main trik. Lurking
Lakia doing the
ketahuan.
scouting, Mythia doing the killing.
2 B 3 A guys. Mythic kosong gitu
Good
guys.
opening kill to be found here for the side of Gen.G as they look to get themselves on the board in this bonus round.
KO-nya di 3 sih.
Running down below a minute now.
Something kalau dapat 1 menang.
Seems like ultimately
Menang,
PRX do want to end up over here on this B site.
Huh?
Alarm bot giving that early warning here.
Tahun 2.
Yeah, but without the full 5, slow down just a bit, trying to set up for the pinch from main.
Prowler wingman sent out.
Aduh nggak
Lakia
dapet
able to
dia.
find
Aduh nggak
another
dapet
kill
dia.
here on the B side. Meteor as well. Nanoswarm taking down something. Monyet will
Ya.
fall. He manages to
Wih, oh
find
nice.
the second elimination. Spike down. Can be retrieved, but now finds himself in a position where
Oke, nah it's okay.
He's
Tapi
clutch.
dia belanjanya banyak
See
guys.
if anybody's close
Beli
by.
Vandal, beli Odin.
He's
Hear
more
that it's not held.
Yeah, he's more focused on taking down weapons rather than the spike. Now he's going to
Let
stick
them get
it.
closer. He does have a showstopper online now. But as he swings up on the
Aduh.
ball,
Senjata belum siap udah
taking him
ngepick
down.
loh.
So only 2 players
Oh,
lost.
dapat
Gen.G
point,
retained
dapat
3 weapons
point,
to get
dapat
themselves on the board.
Main,
Yeah,
main,
one of
main.
those rounds where it doesn't feel so bad for either side. Lakia playing heroics there with the Odin, just making sure that PRX
Something
can't
suka
play
skin
their classic
gosok,
W
enggak,
gaming
guys.
style.
Dia suka
Meteor with
RGX.
good coverage too, all the way from backside, or rather
Nggak dipakai
towards
aja,
their
nggak
spawn,
tahu.
Soalnya
able
map
to create
defender
that
kalau
crossfire.
agennya kayak gini,
Of course,
guys.
a lot of delay on the
Dia
Nanoswarm,
mau defender
making
banget
the
ini.
kill onto something. Not quite sure what happened there. But this is, I mean, all the way through the paranoia as well, just knowing that you have the crossfire ready to go.
Iya lagi kokang tuh.
뭔지 모르는데 종민아.
Coba nonton sama
Things nice and
Mythic.
calm for the time being, but
Hai.
saw yesterday just how rowdy Gen.G can get on that stage.
Oh udah ada
More
ulti si
wins, I'm sure
Something.
that we're going to be seeing that energy spiking up. But for now, has been a slow start for the likes of Texture as well as Karon.
He's over
Something
it.
going to
Oh,
get
what?
Yeah.
Texture up on the top.
He didn't
Itu
quite
udah
catch.
stylenya
Ah,
PRX
udah.
banget begitu.
Flown right over the
Nggak
thrash.
kebaca.
And this seems to be something that Gen.G has kind of read through. PRX, whenever they get that
Karon
thrash on
udah
the map,
mulai
they use
nih,
the get-go, they
pengen
will
main
use it
jorok
right
dia.
off the bat just to get some map control, and then they'll happily rotate to the other side. When you have that updraft,
Kalau nggak agresif siapa
really
yang mau
fake 'em
agresif
out.
siapa? Kemarin tuh,
Stacking in this position and Texture, yep.
Aduh.
kemarin tuh agak ini guys.
Then he wasn't on the board, now finds himself with 2
Kurang
kills.
ya.
Mind Freak pushing in from 3, however, going to be able to find 1. Fragment nade coming down, does take out much,
nice,
quickly
nice.
traded by that showstopper, but
Gila.
Nah, udah mulai panas
Ah,
doang nih.
udah
Okay.
malas.
to tie things up at 2-2.
all he needed was a bit of setup in this round to get
Ayo,
that
siapapun
first kill,
dikasih
and then he
gacuannya
gets
ya.
going.
Mereka
You love to
jangan
have a
sampai
duelist
biarin
like
nge-push
that.
guys.
I love the setup that Gen.G brings against this thrash.
Padahal
I mean,
pressure aja
obviously,
terus
we've
ya.
seen plays like that before.
Wah, ini
not
bahaya, guys.
necessarily against
Davanya
the thrash,
belum
but
tentu,
this is
guys.
perfect because the
Ini malah
get-go
berbahaya,
only
guys,
has
ya.
the vision through that thrash ultimate. So once it ends, you're kind of wondering, did that play happen or not? They tried to time the pinch in with a showstopper from Link,
Shit.
but Texture is just ready for it.
And-
He's just playing like he's streaming from home.
And there's the energy we were talking about.
Oke, guys, monyet 8 kill guys
Still
ya guys.
investment
Monyet kasih
coming in
tau
though for PRX. Stingers, and this does put a couple of the players quite low on cash.
Yeah, this, I mean, it really has to be considered a bit of a force here on this 5th round. You don't win this one out, you're gonna have to reconsider some of those broken buys in the future.
Ini gue bilang nih, ini kayaknya nih
Zero
ngeselin
point
coy.
going to be very nicely timed to find pretty much everybody on the side of PRX. 3 players going to be caught on that as they try to push their way through, but through the
Yeah.
smoke, Munchkin's going to be able to find Forsaken, not force out the angle fast enough by the Molly. Now spotted here at back Gen. Nade coming out, flash is being sent. Monyet going on the hunt, but doesn't want to push into his own nade too much. Texture swinging out, finding 1, dashes forward, catches Monyet over at
Itu
Gen, and now it's
sumpah.
all onto something.
He just won't stop! I mean, he just
Nggak siap
knows
itu
that
si monyet,
he's
nyatanya.
meant to be the one picking up all these frags. Munchkin just buying time, gives him the call that they saw Mythia get into the side, and another 4K for Texture. 8 kills in 2 rounds.
Wow.
What an unreal good
Panas,
shot.
panas,
Saw
panas.
Mythia
Map defender,
top of that
mid
chart,
santai aja,
he said,
santai.
I'll be there. Now he
Aman,
is.
aman,
Dapat
aman.
5 aja udah bagus banget guys ya.
in the lead, and it looks like already a
Bener.
timeout call getting ready to come through.
I'm not surprised, especially with the buy that we just had, but Munchkin just spraying through the smoke. I love that because we're seeing this change where teams are trying to get as close as possible into these sites before they start their actual execute. So really denying that possibility. After the first one, he's like, oh yeah, this feels common enough. Just calm down on the 4K.
Map defender terus
And there
map
we go.
pick Gen.G juga bang, ya juga sih.
PRX.
Aman guys, aman ini.
Alex wanting to try to slow this down a little bit, maybe slow the
Ini
momentum
dapat
from
1 atau
Texture
2
as well.
round, dua round by round
you
udah
have to
enak.
consider the impact that timeouts can have outside of the server as well. Sometimes just one player is
Ya,
heating
harus
up too
timeout lah,
much.
guys.
We've seen coaches talk about it time and time again. Alex has
Bahaya.
showcased it
Habis
time
timeout
and
sih
time
menang ya
again. Even in
biasanya,
this
guys.
tournament, back at the
Biasanya
AEL as well, when Cypher
langsung
was
bener
popping
mainnya.
off on that Sunset map, just calls the back-to-back timeouts. Really
udah main
slows
guys,
down the
GE dulu sama
tempo
Monyet.
now. Gen.G, they've been on the receiving end of this against multiple teams even throughout this kickoff, and given the energy they showed on stage, I don't know if it's going to be enough to cool off the primary duelist in Texture.
I mean, he's just been so
Dave
consistent. I
belum
mean,
mati.
maybe a
Dave
handful
belum
of times
nge-kill,
those first
guys.
couple matches.
Fire,
Ya,
fire.
Dave belum
Gen.G
nge-kill loh.
when it did go to that map
Aduh,
for
Uncle.
would slouch a little
Gimana
bit,
nih,
but
Uncle?
rise to
Dave
the
ini.
occasion and kind of try to compensate for that impact. But I mean,
Uncle.
that's
Guys
just
ya.
steamroll the whole way
Bisa
through.
habis kill nih, kill 3 langsung.
Yeah, the fact that they even feel comfortable enough to kind of tell each other that, right? It's just saying, I'm having a tough time this map. Someone please carry us through, and then I'll get right back into it in the next half. Comms like that, you love to hear from a team that had so much trouble finding the right ingredients around themselves as players.
Mereka kenal. Oh, nice banget guys.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
mistaken.
Thanks.
Bringing that right into
Menebo,
territory
menebo.
again. This Texture does get taken down, 0 point to 9. Sees a bit of that utility, spotting out 3 players.
Kayaknya ganggu banget.
Mind Freak still lurking around outside of B main, just tucked away. The drone won't be able to spot him.
Okay, nice fight.
This has to be, oh, they don't spot Meteor. This is huge
Dapat,
because the
dapat
page
sih.
might get slowed down by the
Go far
Killjoy.
enough.
Ah,
He's got enough
sudah
damage
gila.
across. We're going to be taken out. Alarmbot trigger might have actually
Ya
caught
elah,
him.
kena rata
Gonna be able to
guys.
find 2. And after a good
Dapat
start,
nggak- Dapat
finding
timingnya nggak
Texture,
dapet, guys.
getting rid of the tip of the spear right off the rip, suddenly down to Mind Freak and Divide. They were working some miracles yesterday, but they deliver some more.
Iya, kita belum nembak nih guys.
The answer is going to be no. Divide just stuck out here outside of A main.
And this is the trouble that PRX is going
No!
to have throughout this match. As Munchkin gets another
smoke
kill
loh.
through the smoke once again.
The 0 point didn't even go off.
He was just ready for it. He's just ready for a reaction with these pre-fires. I mean, this is where that experience comes in for someone like Munchkin. But Gen.G, there are no slouches when it comes down to these 1v1 duels. So PRX can't just get away with trying to create a distraction one side and then just push as one force step by step into another area. They're going to get craftier. They're going to have the aim to fire back. I mean, Meteor hiding from that Prowler was everything. Just bigging up each other on that team.
Belum guys.
Somewhat,
Biasa,
including
biasa.
myself,
Pelat panas biasa.
the players
Udah
can kind of
biasa
get
ini
along
mah.
even, given the history they have and the egos they might have from the pride that they've built up throughout their careers, but they are getting along just fine.
Di A cuma ada.
Push Texture sama OP-nya.
Iya.
Seeing him around the studio, just hanging out. And oh boy.
Aduh, duh.
Don't think they would have spotted him just
Oh,
yet.
Mind
Woo!
Freak still does get tagged, down to 25
Kena
HP.
dong.
Oh, kenal lu
Rotate
anjing.
Iya,
back
pernah.
around towards Gelato, joining with the rest of the squad. Potentially, we'll have to hand off
Classic
that Guardian
PRX.
to somebody
Biasa.
that's a bit
Biasa.
sturdier on the HP bar.
Yeah, and the anchor here from Karon. The Paranoid buys just enough time for all the backup to arrive.
He does get in, but he's get dizzy. But now he backs away, and the kills start flowing.
Wih, semua cuy.
All they can get so
Kenapa
far is
ini?
just one kill onto the enemy Killjoy. Mind Freak, the player getting tagged up right off the rip by the operator. His last one standing.
Apa Iko sih Iko.
He's had some amazing clutches yesterday, but with 25 HP and a Guardian, you have to imagine he has to save for the next 40 seconds, at which point, Gen.G, there's nothing stopping him from going on the hunt, especially for Lakia. I mean, toss that Odin to someone else, go and make this Hunter's Fury happen for the next
Fine,
round.
nembak fine.
Karon can pull a divide. He could just go TPing forward, trying to scout him. Mind Freak will swing in. Texture will get the shot. And Gen.G will continue
Kayaknya harus
upward
dapat
5-2
sih guys, 5-3 nih
now.
round penting nih.
It's impressive
Dapat
how many
5-3.
moments like this that Karon has in his very
Yang
first
sering. Iya lah, kan
VCT
udah tahu,
tournament.
guys.
Yeah,
Pasti
he played
dibilang
one
kan,
event
di
in the
counter kaya
offseason
tuh susah
at
mereka.
Convergence,
Iya.
but even there, it took a
Karena
little bit to
mereka
warm up. Yeah,
main
he had
util
some
semua
individual
sih.
moments, but it was a very short-lived event. for the squad of Gen.G. And head coach Solo talks about how he thinks, yeah, all these maps at the
Santai
end
aja
of the day,
Ton. Ini match pertama aja belum kelar guys.
And he is fitting right in onto the stage. He's been starving for an opportunity like this.
Emang kalah ke Madrid, ini udah nggak ada kalah menang guys, kalau menang sama aja.
Throughout kickoff.
Iya.
Sama aja benar, kata gue.
I was trying to ignore it.
Nggak dapet duit juga sebenarnya. Maksudnya nggak dapet trofi, nggak dapet duit gitu, nggak ada prize poolnya.
Might be in the game, but this isn't like a T-Rex where we can just sit still and ignore it, and the pause ends up going away. So it is in fact going to be a tech pause, much to the chagrin of literally everyone.
Yes, yeah, but we've been able to sort these out a little bit quicker here, so hopefully we'll be able to get right back into the game. But listen, things like this happen, and what's important at this point is going to be keeping up that energy for the side of Gen.G, right? I mean, whether no matter what the reason is, it happens now and then. It's part of a real tournament, and for Gen.G, it's about keeping that energy up. For PRX, it's about not letting the thoughts get to your head. Because obviously you can't discuss any of the actual gameplay here during this part of the
Apa ini guys? Ada apa ini? Audio issue guys. Sabotas.
Audio issue. Our old friend rearing its ugly head once more.
Ini guys,
right. We'll see if it gets sorted out quick enough. Talk about the match so far though. 5-2 lead on a comeback from Gen.G after losing the pistol round. So far, this is one of those maps that's looking like you got the pistol, but what more did you make of it, right? You got the 2 rounds that you're supposed to get if you win the pistol. Obviously, the pistol won off the back of some nice shots and really fast tempo, as PRX often does. But then, once the buys came in from Gen.G, they just fire right back.
Yeah, it's just incredibly impressive. And again, I mean, for Texture to just kind of start things off, not really be present in those first couple rounds, and then just slingshot his way to the top of the standings. Karan as well was right there with him. This is a scary team, and it's been a very long time since there's been any kind of real belief in Gen.G. Not since the 4-0 start and then the insane fall off at the beginning of Pacific last year.
Si Textor lagi boker, Jason lagi pasang makeup.
Yeah, and there's no hope. Okay, now they're bringing in Solo. Yeah, wasn't able to get much done when he
Tapi
was
mereka tuh bisa izin ke toilet nggak sih kalau
yeah,
buat boker gimana?
Wasn't able to get through
Boleh
some of the
aja,
matches that
boleh.
everyone
Iya,
expected
itu ntar
that they would
technical.
win at Ascent. Is this going to work? They have Karan. Who is this guy?
Tapi itu bodoh banget sih kalau lu lupa kencing terus tiba-tiba lagi tengah game
And
kencing.
I was part of that group that was doubting this team. I mean, sure, Story of Redemption sounds great, but that's all on paper. I felt like maybe all of them had enough chances, and now I'm proven wrong, and I couldn't be happier about it.
PRX. See if they can get themselves back into this game here in round number 8. Operator, of course, still in the hands of Textures. He is just aggro pushing out. Ooh, goes for the flick. Can't quite get the connection, though. This time, Mind Freak getting away
Dia tetap
unscathed.
lurking di tempat yang sama. Aduh, satunya OP, satunya Odin, nyebelin.
They're going to look to really
Nyebelin.
flush him out of this position.
Ini sebenarnya ini kalau mau hit B-nya jangan ya.
Prowler coming in.
Oh,
Yep,
nice.
Lokia not able to find the kill.
Nice.
Good amount of damage out, but otherwise will still be standing. Haunt going up in towards the window. Cloudburst going to be slapped down. He does get caught. Covering fire here. Back ramp. Put up the kills. Mind Freak pushing forward, gets the headshot, opening
Texture belum mati-mati.
Here's the push, things out of the smoke, able to find one, but it's quickly traded by Devi. 1v2, no command, 2 flashes available here for the side of Munchkin.
Matinya telat.
Devi, though, could reposition if he so chooses.
Yeah, but something is low, and considering that op might be picked up, Munchkin surely goes for this. I mean, you look at the creds and everything, you have to.
Guys, kalau kalian lihat aku mangap, berarti aku lagi
absolutely a
serius.
possibility.
Here's more.
The second thrash.
The other thrash, but 0 point. Going out to interrupt, and it does.
Just in time as well.
Stops it and it distracts before the dive can come in. Flash.
Hilang.
Ascent.
Makanya KO, aduh, nyebelin.
Itu pandangan apa begitu Lapis?
Spectator bug there.
Yep.
Pushing forward. Swing to the one
Iya
side.
juga.
Can't transition back. Munchkin making it damn close, still making it costly, but PRX will be able to break the win streak.
Barely so, though.
Okay.
Yeah, off the back
Emang kuncinya tuh Texture.
To take out what they thought was the operator. In fact, it ended up being
Texture mati
the
udah sih
Sova.
sebenarnya.
But then the thrash, I mean, you get the detain onto the jet, and Karon's just there
Nah,
for backup. What
itu
a guy
tuh
to
dua
have
orang
his
tuh,
body
Karon
guard
sama
to the side of
Texture.
Texture. And Meteor, I don't mind the timing. He's trying to just make sure Texture can stay alive for just a bit longer. Misses, obviously,
Ini
the
kurang
kill
ini guys,
just
kurang
fast
apa? Kurang
enough, but he's dwindling the
pick
numbers
angle-nya
down for
kurang gede,
potential
digedein
clutch.
sama PRX. Mereka jaga lihat satu angle
Back
terus
into
ya.
it.
They start push out mid.
5 ults available here on the side of
Waduh,
Gen.G. One
dimajuin
already
tuh.
popped as the knives are in. Texture rushing up, but he mows down too. Something finally able to get the punish to Hunter's Fury as well, crashing in as Lokia hunting for a
Gila,
tag.
di-push sama
Managed to
mereka.
find anything else. But still is a 2-for-1 trade up here for Gen.G.
They don't know about this. Mind Freaks lurk. I mean, surely you have to know. PRX, they've been lurking so much this entire tournament on any map they're on.
I mean, he's just shoulder to shoulder basically with Munchkin. He was just sat there top mid. Mind Freak slides his way in towards straight. They very well might think that this is protected. The violence, the TP forward, but Lakia over on the corner of Dizzy, not soon enough. He ends up falling. Mind Freak swings in.
Ada yang mati sih, astaga! Itu udah buta!
Kill and GEN.G is taking that momentum
Hey!
right back out of PRX's hands.
Well, I'm not sure
Itu
if it was
buta,
just
hey!
staying through the
Kok
smoke
nggak
or
mati,
what,
hey?
but that seemed a bit disjointed even for PRX on those swings out from the
93
smoke.
keras
Mind
nggak
Freak's
sih?
timing as well. I mean, Mind Freak, I think,
Atau nggak
waited to get
84?
the info, but this was good. We've seen that move time and time again, but the fast 180 from Texture for the anti-flash from his teammate.
Wah, si Mind Freak nge-whiff cuy.
What a start for the team.
Dedet,
That should be
sepuluhnya
the
udah
next
di samping
timeout
kiri dia.
coming out right off the
timeout
bat for
lagi.
PRX.
Iyalah.
We saw this just yesterday, you know, on that opening game, a split. PRX needing to use both timeouts in the first half. And yeah, they went
TP-nya
all the way
Dava
to
nggak
it was
ini.
multiple overtime
Nggak masuk
resets,
timingnya
and
sama
staying
blindnya
close.
si something
This
nggak sih
is
tadi?
a very bold attempt here from the side of Alex, but he's just not liking what he's seeing and is expecting
Udah
to have
gebrak meja
more
ini.
success on this attacking side.
And I do appreciate the style of timeout from Alex. Really, just as soon as he has enough to say, he
Nah,
calls
kan?
for it.
Ayo lo,
You
ayo
can
lo,
see
ayo
he's not
lo.
stopping. He's not missing a beat here. And oftentimes it brings results. Is it always going to be the
Gimana, Bang?
safest
Itu
and
maksudnya kamu
wisest
punya
way
istri.
to call timeouts? Maybe not. But if it works for your players, and if you have trust that in a best of series
Nanti
that's
udah
going to
nanti
be a
omennya
long haul,
keban.
that
Si
you want to correct
Karen
things as soon as they go
keban.
wrong,
Tapi nggak kebunuh
I
guys,
don't
nggak
mind it
kena
at all.
Mm-mm.
The real question
Kena
is,
flash dua orang
GEN.G,
kali,
their
guys.
timeouts
Tinggal
have
si
been quite
Mindfreak harusnya
successful
dapat
this
satu.
tournament as well. I had my doubts on the coordination between Solo and HSK. Of course, Solo joining a bit late into the off-season, but so far they seem to be on the same page.
Equal lagi coy.
PRX with another weak buy here.
Udah bye-bye sih.
Hero rifle in the hands of Divide.
Ya punya banyak duit, dia punya
Sheriff's
duit.
across the board aside from something. Otherwise, does have that classic, which was putting in some serious work yesterday. Prowler, check forward, Lakia. Get caught by this one. Wingman's going to be cleared out. So
Nice.
that hero rifle to good use.
Us.
He's going to find one, but Lakia sat in the corner.
Nice.
Down two.
Nice,
Now that
nice.
can be an Odin recovered.
Nice.
Taking it out, the headshot
Nice.
flying.
Ah,
They swing out, but Karon
Udah
still
gitu
anchoring here
dong.
on the side.
Karon is nasty with it.
Forsaken grabs a Phantom. He has the spike in hand. Where does he decide to go? For now, just staying sat here in market. Texture swung around to
Masih
alley.
raja terakhir
Karon
guys.
nih
Tries to push
panas
out.
loh hari ini.
He's going to be giving them line of sight.
Yeah, he has all the time in the world though.
Enggak
Still
cuy,
a
ini
full
timingnya
minute,
si
so
ini jelek banget.
playing for this mind game to try to
Ngambil
get them to
senjatanya tuh
search
kayak
for
nggak
him
tahu
first.
kayak
I
udah
like
nggak ada
it.
musuh
That
lagi
waiting for
dia
the hot
ngambil.
timing, which he now has back online. But
Ya, timingnya.
Karon eventually will find him a 3K.
Ya setnya belum clear tapi udah kayak santai gitu mereka guys.
Iya.
Great
Dua orang
effort,
ngambil senjata.
you know, still here from the side of PRX, considering the buy that they had. It's looking dangerously close. But GEN.G have proven in this tournament they are the kings of the thrifty.
Karon
Oh,
panas
absolutely.
sih.
I mean,
Kemarin
that's how they
belum
shut
panas
down
dia.
the entire team of PRX. And Lakia just dwindling down 2 is enough. It slows him
Udah bagus
down,
loh.
gives an opportunity for Karon to find these 1v1s. And how many rounds is that where Karon's had a multi-kill? I gotta say, I think probably all of his kills coming from 2 or 3 Ks back to back as well.
Kayak Byron guys. Dapetin satu lah. Dan 7-4 coy.
As
Kalah.
effectively
ult
a brand
nih.
new player. VCT, that is always a good sign. Something, however, showing a better sign for PRX. He takes
Ya
Texture's
udah
head off.
kena.
Ya.
Ini coy si monyet
Forward, hitting
ultinya.
the switch, market door
Ya,
now.
ini ngapain lagi?
Gets taken out by the Nano Swarm.
That's the second time today.
Right here.
Bit of a brutal kill to be found.
Dapat plan.
Trying to jump up there onto the half box.
Dapat plan sih guys.
Dapat plan.
These boys getting sprayed down by the Odin through the wall. Hit going to be invested. That's actually just to cut off that alley access, but as we can see, GEN.G, they're not going anywhere near it right now.
This is good
Flash
news.
in, taking turns from it.
Oh.
GEN.G to
Oh,
find
nice.
one. Munchkin picking up the kill, but Mon yet
Nice.
lurking. Finding one, putting some shots there into Karon. Looks like he wants to go for
Ooh.
the challenge. He
Ya,
wins it.
Nyet.
Takes him down, and suddenly
Kalah
it's a
mulu,
2v2
one by one
despite
coy.
uncovered by this pit.
Nge-wave mulu.
Karon falls. Mindfreak able to find it. The spray coming
Nice.
in. Trace
Nice.
around,
Nice.
just lead
Nice.
Mindfreak
Nice.
to his
Nice.
target. Locky goes down. PRX looking to rescue this half. Potential 7-5.
Yeah, a little bit of an
875
unfortunate round
juga
there for GEN.G
bagus
because
banget
they
menurut
had
gua
their
guys
own
kalau dapet
lockdown
ya,
as
dapet
well.
poin.
And it looked like most of the team was on board to empty the site for a potential nightfall. Texture just thinking he could get away with a greedy kill and dash out into market. Unfortunately, he gets taken down, and that's an instant trade all the way onto Meteor, and the plan falls apart.
Nice.
But if they can get back up to 8, they should be okay for the
Belum
second
2
half.
digit mereka guys.
Thrash online now, though. See if
Oh,
GEN.G
bentar,
is ready
guys.
for it this time.
Oke, oke. Dah.
Well, last time
dah.
it was used, we just
Maaf.
didn't see much value
75
coming
bisa
through.
lah.
Something getting caught.
Tahu guys.
75
Oh,
enak
outside
sih.
of A.
kalau udah 75 enak, jujur enak.
Enak banget guys.
Enak,
Apalagi
Set
mereka
on B.
Gue juga ngarep
untuk
75
dapat
sih.
pistol guys ya, kalau dapat pistol
Iya,
nih
tapi
habis.
lihat Texter sudah bersiap OP.
Thrash will be coming in. Recon does get destroyed, and the Thrash not going to be able to make the jump. Sees connecting.
My
Mythia
God, nice
jumping
banget.
forward, looking for.
Lihat itu lihat itu Jet, lihat itu
Thinking
Jet
about
di bawahnya.
going to the drone there for a brief little second. The jump across comes in, but he's right in front of the
Aduh,
Kickoff.
gila.
He's able to take him out. They're still being encroached on. Swing out some shots to the box, connecting there on a Forsaken, whittling him down.
Lock is still
trying
alive.
to hold
Nice
the
for
line.
second.
Does eventually fall.
Nice, Davai. Nice. Nice, 75. Dah,
PRX.
enak ini.
Just picking them
Enak
up
ini.
one after the other as rotations come in. They will be able to get this back to 5.5.
Ini menang nih,
I feel like
pistol lagi
Mythia
nih guys.
Meteor did everything they possibly could in the entire
Ah,
multiverse to
itulah.
stay alive
Gila,
there at the
ini
back
dia.
of site.
Bought a lot of time.
Yeah, and yet, as the backup arrives, it's PRX who are able to actually just flood the site and then hold all the trade angles, all the crossfire.
Nyet,
PRX,
nyet.
when chaos comes,
Nyet.
they know how to adapt into it. They know how to really thrive.
Ini padahal di kandang
in
loh
those
guys, ini
situations.
kandangnya GEN.G
I
loh
mean,
guys.
now suddenly a 5-7 half. This is
Tapi
not
tetap,
what Gen.G thought
banyak
they'd have
juga
going
guys
into the
yang
second
Kickoff.
half. Of course, getting 5 in a row,
Bener
starting with
juga.
their first buy round.
They still do have that.
Ini di tuan rumahnya mereka ya.
Pocket,
Sure.
but we know
Final
how difficult
Cup.
it can be to stop PRX if
yang
they
nonton
start
cewek semua loh,
stringing
guys,
together
guys,
those
tuh.
rounds. If they start
Iya
getting
tuh.
streaky,
Kayaknya di
then
Korea
even the
tuh Valorant
timeouts might
cewek-cewek
not
tuh
be
pada
enough
main
to
guys.
really try to
Kayaknya
slow their
nyaman
roll.
kali kalau main Valo di Korea di
Gen.G
ranked ya.
going to be looking to come out here
Mulai
and
nih.
pistol.
Besok aku ini ya.
Mode
VPN.
fucek boy ini, mode fucek boy ini udah.
Besok
Yeah,
VPN.
something Gen.G
Ini map pick
will
siapa?
have to
Ini
keep an eye
picknya
on is, of
Gen.G.
course, some of these retakes that
Iya kan ya?
PRX
Picknya
has
Gen.G kan ya?
planned with this composition. I mean, so many projectiles, so
Mesin
many
Susanti
different
semua
volleys
itu,
and
iya
nades that they
makanya.
can throw out. And on top of that, the toxic screen. If you watch
Aduh,
back to
please,
their
Davai,
gameplay, the
defense.
toxic screen really
Panas,
does give a
please,
lot of tells on
please,
what their retake setup is going to be. So we'll see if Gen.G is able to keep tabs on that round to round.
PMA atau sih PMA? Atau PMA atau apa sih PMA?
Nggak tahu PMA apa.
Posisi mental attitude. Oh iya, PMA posisi mental attitude.
Little bit of that catwalk access as well as B main.
Yeah, just trying to really funnel them in to the A site, really, if things go their way for the side of PRX. And if it is a B hit, still a lot of options to delay, even without something like the Killjoy. Just with the fact that you have to go through Toxic Screen 2-3 times.
PMA kirain permodalan asing. Ngaco banget dah.
Lu kebanyakan belajar ekonomi ya?
Enggak, itu viewer gua loh.
Mid so far and something hanging back.
Ah.
Avoids that zero point, but the drone over the top will be able to spot him. Is he getting ready to come through? And the drone should have seen Forsaken as well. Texture.
Aduh.
He has the flash.
Aduh.
Kenapa?
A-site. Very
Kenapa
well
tuh
open.
kira-kira?
Break the window,
Alergi
make somebody
pistol
going
ya?
up. Meteor is going to look to hang back. Lurk
Defend
Bagus,
loh guys,
bagus.
defend.
Pulls all the way back actually over to
Ini mah
short.
dapat satu tadi harusnya nih.
So
Mindset
far, I don't
mati nih
believe
guys.
he's been spotted.
Mati sih.
No, they still have the numbers advantage in the site as well, so they're just trying to buy enough time, but fine
Oh
free.
my god.
Great
Dapat
check
dua
from
sih.
Forsaken as well off screen, getting the shots through the
masih
box to be able to
ini
take him
bawah satunya loh.
down. Munchkin out looking to try to hold the side. Dizzy up over the top, does manage to get the flash out.
Ah, keonya.
No one's
nyebelin.
Blinded up, swing around the
Ah!
back. Actually able to steady the aim, finds the headshot there on a Forsaken, and now something with everything to do. He's been spotted, shock dart, a little bit of a botch there from the side of Lakia. The wingman
Nice.
now going out to try to start this defuse. The push forward, something
Ah!
to win the
Oh.
Ah,
fight.
tuh lagi dapat menang itu.
Can't
Aduh,
quite
kalau
get
kita
it
itu
done.
menang tuh sumpah.
Menang.
Gen.G will tie up the pistol round count and now move up by 3.
Oke.
I mean,
Ah,
we know
keramik
that
udah siap,
the devs
ah.
over
Ini nih.
at Riot were just waiting for that wingman to finish that
Ini
defuse
kalau dapat
just
itu
to
guys, dapat
showcase what
si
Gekko is possible
Omen tadi tuh
here
si
at
something
the
menang
pro
tuh.
level. Something, of course, someone who's capable of it. But what a great fake sell from Gen.G, sending both of your initiator and all that utility all the way up through mid. You send
Kalau
the zero point, you
komentator
send
Indo
the
kan
drone.
delay ya
Really
guys ya,
selling
soalnya
that you
dia
want
di
to go for a
YouTube.
B pinch,
Jadi
and
mendingan
then
di
it's
Twitch.
just the forces barreling through a link. PRX just bit right onto it.
Samping tuh ini guys, first bulletnya sakit banget. Tapi kalau dia udah miss first bullet dia tuh
Oh, udah langsung stres.
Force ups again.
Better, beda sama kayak texture
Saw
kan.
them
Texture tuh
going for that force
stabil
buy,
banget.
which is uncharacteristic of
Sensinya, guys.
PRX
Soalnya si
overall.
ini si
Yesterday,
Samping tuh tinggi banget sensinya
finding
guys.
great success with it.
Pakai
This
Jason.
time, just going to be sticking with
Sekali
these
udah
classics.
nge-whiff,
One sheriff in the
nge-whiff
hands of Blind
terus.
Free.
Ya tadi kan kalau main pistol tuh dia sekali
And
whip
this is
kepalanya udah.
this is a
Klasik
nice
semua,
play
guys.
by PRX because this is that screen
Ya,
that they
apa
often
itu
like to
pistol
use for a
round?
retake
Bener
onto
sih.
B. They'll
Jangan
pinch
lupa
in from
beli
both
klasik
main
PRX
and
karena
defender
buat
spawn.
bikin PRX tambah
Try
kaya.
to
Terima
utilize that toxic
kasih.
screen for a nice pinch.
Let's
trying to sell the fact that
go.
they're
Tuh,
not
lihat
here,
tuh klasiknya.
no info now. They want to start dwindling it down.
Swinging out, but Meteor
Woi, gila 4 orang nembak atau mati-mati 1 orang.
The fact that he only has a ghost, he also puts the buy down to 44, Mindfreak at 76. Couldn't ask for much more than that from your Killjoy player in that position.
Kata apa ini?
Now Spike can get planted.
And if it wasn't for the Sheriff and the Ghost, you have to imagine this is one of those rounds where you just call for the save right away, go down to the Spike, but they're not even in a good position to do that. Looks like they will try to wait for it. Just trying to pick off some early kills, trying to bait them out with the audio.
Seems like Gen.G just have
Bang,
a strong read on it. 0 point to go check towards Heaven. Now Munchkin is going to be spotting over towards trees. They reopen the door. And as they see nothing, very much assessing it. Everybody's going to be on this side of the map. Mindfreak will be able to take one more down with him.
Trying to
As
bring
they're
this
trying to juggle it over.
Munchkin.
Can he get it? He got it.
He was celebrating for a little bit. So he wasn't paying attention there, but...
Well, I mean, this esports thing doesn't work out, Texture. You can join the circus. Fantastic juggling.
It's things like that
Kan,
where you start to
oh,
notice that
okay.
Gen.G's really in it for the victory. They really want to get this first title in 2024 because little things like that could make or break the snowball towards a map win.
This is
Cahya tadi early roundnya doang guys, bagus
the
nih.
turning point it feels like here for PRX.
Bisa bau dia.
The bonus. Still so much firepower available to Gen.G, but Odin now
Please,
brought
Davai.
into the fold by Forsaken on the opposite
Aduh,
side of the
monyet,
map.
ngapain itu, monyet, jangan.
Just finally able to stray away from the heavy presences.
Aduh.
Davai and Mythia trying to
Dudunya
swing
low,
out.
coy.
Spray comes in, they get whittled away.
Nggak dapat
That's
apa-apa
gonna hurt a lot.
guys.
The paranoia down. You know that you scratched up a lot of members if you were a Gen.G player. So you know that the A site should be weak overall. Meteor
Masih
going
aja
back to
tengah one way.
try to just disrupt the default just a bit from PRX. Make sure they have to spread out once again.
Smoke-nya habis dong.
Just activates its turret and now returns.
Yeah, peeking back
Nice.
out. Smoke comes down. Gen.G just going to be cutting noise and starting to drift away. Wingman not spotting anything. Potentially recoverable here for the side of something, but still considers to be a great risk, and now it certainly is one.
See if he's wise to this. A little wary of the catwalk push, but not quite down on the
Oh my
grass.
god, something, no. Ah!
Aduh, timing.
Timing jumps away.
Munchkin's
Goes
gonna
all the
try
way
to sell
back.
fake. On to B once again.
He's going to do his damnedest. Mythia in position here.
Ngapain
Just
tuh
waiting a
saya?
little bit more.
Ya,
Just cutting off the
coming down.
backup should be enough here for Munchkin. Oh, he hears rotating. He calls for him to go to B. What a
biasa
brilliant call.
Swings out, he's not ready for Mindfreak, but they actually miss each other, but Mindfreak, he could just be able to shut this down, depending on when he decides to swing out. The time's so very
Iya
limited
kok,
for now.
guys.
He's turning his sights away so the spike can get planted. Mythia jumping forward, and oh, what a shot
Really?
from Munchkin! Looks for more!
Really?
Mindfreak now the last one
Nice.
standing on this side of the map.
Nice.
He's gonna come up with 3.
Please.
Something getting ready to join in, pushing his way in through market. Texture on his lonesome. Try to clutch it out. Swing onto the corner. He gets the headshot. They knew where Mindfreak was. Can he read where he is now? Push down.
Astaga!
biasa anda
The clutch
guys.
coming
Apa dah?
through. Gen.G now moving up to double digits.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful from Gen.G. You have an incredible call from your IGL who
Gila,
puts
gila,
himself
gila,
at risk
gila.
to not only sell the fake, but you are still looking at the clock to say that we have time to rotate. If I hear them starting to flood back to the A side, then a brilliant triple kill, and then Texture to clutch it on a bonus.
Kenapa ini
This is
mereka
everything
nih?
you could hope for. If Gen.G doesn't close this
Banget,
map out,
Texter.
I think these
Hidupnya
players have
main game
plenty
doang
to
apa
be
gimana?
upset about, because this should pretty much spell the end of it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Munchkin is beautifully serving that one
BO3,
up.
BO5, BO5. Best of 5.
Anjir dimajuin cuy.
Slowing
Something
things
up and
down. Spotted now is Texture. Something able to find that headshot with the Sheriff. Backs his way out. Meteor. Same time
Something
over.
gimana,
Keeping
Cok?
Mindfreak on
Something,
that
do
lurk
something.
forward out of B
Please
main.
do
Di main anjir dimajuin di mainnya.
As well.
Tapi low sih.
Trying to push this. He does have a Bulldog.
Low.
And Meteor at
Low,
11
low.
HP. Severely disadvantaged here.
Oh, dia mundur.
They're going to back away and miss each other there in the end, but Karen pushing up into bench. Taking down something. Giving that advantage back over to Gen.G as Lakia is here, sat outside of Gelato, and this time Mythia not going
Dia
to be able to
selalu
win the fight.
piknya tuh belum siap
Around that
senjatanya
old
kayak
door.
tadi guys.
Iya, ini makanya kan dari tadi.
Semuanya jelek
Belum
banget.
siap senjata, masih
Bangun,
mengkokang.
bangun. Ini
That
bisa
Forsaken
jadi
was
hard
pretty
game
pressured
kalau
on the
Nice.
B side.
Great timing from Dubai, swinging out right before that ping would come down. Catches Lakia completely off guard.
Winnable guys, winnable guys.
Finds the punish, keeps things close, as well as recovering a weapon.
Karon, be wise to just tuck in somewhere, make sure that you can cut off the backup, maybe get some info. They're a little scared because Meteor's so low.
Ya, ya, kena.
Not thinking about it.
Udah. Ayo,
Karon finds the
Uncle.
kill, leaving out
Uncle.
Devi on its lonesome. Cover going out. Find a quick pick on the Meteor would bring it into a 1v2. He still holds on to a Paranoia as well as 1 TP.
Yeah, but 3 members, they can watch every single possible entrance. It doesn't matter if the mind games are here or not.
Shadows traveling.
Does he go for a shadow step here? I love that Munchkin enters that smoke right away. Doesn't want to take any risks.
Flash into the back, but now they're very well aware of his position. The swing out.
Aduh, nice try.
Meteor does remain standing at the end of it.
Oh my god.
11 HP and 11 round wins. Gen.G 2 away from taking their map pick on Ascent in dominant fashion.
Bangun lah bro.
Lihat tuh
And
ada.
finally an operator comes online for PRX, but
Ini mah
Match
defender
pertama,
bro,
guys.
ayo lah bro, hello.
what Gen.G's been doing here is really just
Kata aku
shutting
sih
down
emang
the
udah
possible
ketebak bakal ente sih
positional
map 1.
advantages that PRX is looking
Soalnya-
for. I mean, they have so many ways where they could really initiate this
Susah
attrition of all that utility.
대황제.
And they just have, I mean, Gen.G just has the counters to it. Obviously, this composition, the classic composition on Ascent, it's good for a reason.
Texture up and over, diving his way in towards the B side, but no one there to greet him.
Wah, jadi tag bro.
For the snake bite, now the free entry coming through. Spike will get planted. And as Meteor plants this, that's also going to give him a lockdown.
Ada ulti lagi.
Ya, udah
The ultimates here for the side of PRX, that they're just 1 away from things that they could very well utilize and would love to have to try to get this retake going, but now it's just going to be that tempo lockdown coming through.
You have to flood it.
They're going to have to try to rush, break this one down. The Dizzy is there. Knives coming back through though. Locky with covering fire, able to take out Mythia. They got the lockdown, but they've lost the war.
Oh my god.
Mind freaking something last one
Wih, dua orangnya
standing.
belum masuk,
Goff
guys.
able to find one. The rush in.
Oh my god, really?
Takes him down.
Ya.
Throws him to weapon. The Parents already claimed the kill. Gen.G.
Nah, jelek banget guys
Now
ini guys,
map
parah
point.
guys.
Texture pretty much asking how big's your mouse pad something because you ain't
Ya
flicking for this
Allah.
one. Shuts him down.
Lapar lagi gue.
The high sense not going to save you
Lapar,
there.
ngeliat kayak gini makin lapar.
My gosh.
13-5.
And I think one of the things that might be, I mean, sure they face against each other in Group
Apa,
C,
guys?
but one thing that
Baru
really
1.
is keeping PRX scratching their head is you just haven't seen a
Garuk-garuk
Korean
kepala
squad
nih,
play for contact like this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they just greed for these duels and they're not backing away from it.
Aduh.
The confidence right now is just something that is so dangerous that PRX has to deal with, but breaking the confidence of Gen.G has proven to be incredibly difficult for every single team that has faced them thus far.
Oh,
Full
they
push.
just, wow,
3
they want to
players
send a
up
message.
mid.
Try to take down this pit.
Swing on the corner.
Nah, kelarin lah, biar cepet nih resetnya.
The back of the wall.
Ah,
Full catchy and on Forsaken. Another one in
Udah.
hand. Mythia will be able to find the kill. Showstopper at the ready, spotting. Lakia dead.
Nice, itu dong.
Mythia keeping it in this
Back it up,
one.
back it up.
Also finding its
Yeah.
back. Texture, however, around the back. Regains his audio, dashes away. The Boombot only able to find the kill. 7 bullets remaining here. As Meteor, recovering fire, out in mid, finds it, and it's a 1-tap to finish the match. 13-5, Gen.G showing up to play.
Aduh guys.
Getting a confident win on your map pick when they faced off against each other in the groups. They took each other's map and went to that
Emang
map
susah
3,
guys, susah guys.
where PRX
Dapat
brought out
sama
this
sekali,
unconventional
bayangin
no
defense,
duelist composition sunset. That's what shut them down. But Gen.G comes back and says, "Now we've got some tape on you. We've got all the warm up we need. Even Karon has now gotten used
kan?
to the stage." And immediately,
diomelin
Coach
loh.
Alex wanted to make sure he doesn't forget all the things he saw that they need to fix if
Diomelin
they
tuh.
want to extend this best of 5 in the finals of this kickoff tournament.
Joking aja guys,
An
3 orang kan
incredible
nembak ya soalnya.
display put up
Ada 3 orang kali kan.
23, 9, and
Aduh,
Ya, iklan.
just a monstrous KDA.
Enggak tuh nggak jadi iklan.
Gen.G, what a start. We'll see if that carries forward. The split is going to be on the horizon, but first we'll let the analyst just break down.
Enggak nggak jadi iklan tadi di gue.
Jadi.
What an incredible performance by Gen.G. They definitely had the PRX Zoo comp figured out. I mean, the moment Solo picked Ascent, we were like, he's either insane or he's figured it out.
Yeah, I was actually pretty worried about this pick, to be honest. I thought, oh man, the PRX look really good on this map. Like, what are you cooking here? But clearly it's looking great. I mean, it's so many things going right for them. The firepower is not lacking today. It's the same Gen.G we've been seeing throughout the entire year. And on top of that, you're getting some of this like mixed style of Gen.G. It isn't that standard Korean style, especially with players like Munchkin there, who are just pushing their way through to the spawns of his opponents and just tearing them apart.
That round is like, it's reminiscent of what we saw in PRX versus EG in that Finals of Champions. You know, these deep lurks that PRX somehow just doesn't quite expect, especially down mid. And they have the aggression, you know, they got the early contact and they continue to push through it. And Texture is someone who, I don't know how he gets those tailwinds. The timing of it, the way he dodges some of these utilities sometimes, it's just too darn good.
Yeah. It's crazy. There's a lot of them hanging around spawn area, and that's where PRX tends to go down. Munchkin with that Guardian tap.
Oh,
on the
Mythia.
Oh my god.
That sent shivers down my spine. I mean, that was absolutely nasty. And think about the fact that, you know, they were juggling the guns to get that Guardian into play still. And their head is so in the game right now, it's insane. And the other thing is like for PRX, it's a tough adjustment because T1 plays nothing like this. Like, this is way different. T1 doesn't really take much mid control. They leave it pretty well open. Sometimes highest player is there, of course, to try to, you know, use the op or whatever. But for the most part, it's left open, and it is not the case at all for Gen.G. They are going to try to punish the weaknesses in your defenses, and they absolutely did it. They like it to a treat.
I mean, the thing that stands out to me the most, if you take a look at the bottom of your screen right now, is the 5-round win streak on the Gen.G's defensive half. Because, you know, PRX wants to start out strong on attack. That's kind of their whole game plan. That's what this composition is about. You got Raze, you got Get-Go, you're trying to break things open, especially off of that Dizzy. However, Gen.G has clearly figured it out. You know, there were times with that A-split push that PRX repeatedly tried to pull off. Texture gets an early pick. They are set up. They've stacked up on the site. You have, I can't remember if it was like Munchkin or Lakia, but someone hiding in the corner of A site, just right outside of A main. And they're just preemptively shooting down that Dizzy that gets sent out. So no matter what PRX throws at them, they always get numbers advantage. They're ready to receive contact, and Gen.G just shows that they have that preparation. And apart from that, I mean, yes, MVP is Texture, but can we talk about Karen for a second? There were some of these rounds where he picks up impact frags, just holding Boathouse on B site by himself. 1v2 clutches, 1v-X's, and he just does so much.
He's so confident right now. Solo was saying in his interview, because of all these games that have been happening, in a way, Karen has leveled up. And he's shaken off a lot of the nerves. When you're playing through that many games in 1 week, by the time you get to this one, you're probably super warm, and, you know, nothing's going to throw you at this point.
Yeah, and Alex touched on this in his pre-match interview, where he was saying, like, sometimes it's a blessing and a curse to have to play that many games. Like, on the one hand, your opponents are going to have a lot of tape, and that's where PRX has to lean into, right? They have an idea of what they're going to do. This was different today.
Ya, soalnya emang
quite seen just yet. But also, on the other hand, your opponent's going to be warmed up. They're going to be comfortable on stage, especially with a rookie like Karon there, able to get that experience under his belt to really understand what it's like to play in front of a crowd, to play in front of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people online as well. So this ability to get Gen.G this far with their just determination, their mental grit, things like that are really starting to pay dividends.
Now I do have to bring up Texture. Everything, you've been a long time believer of the Texture
Iyalah. Lihat tuh ACS-nya 300.
Yes.
Iyalah. Butuh buff potong keramik. Ih, tukangnya udah pulang. Udah nggak potong keramik di depan kamar gua.
Mostly I leaned toward Buzz because of his ability to be so stable as an entry fragger, but the thing he was always kind of lacking compared to Texture was his op. Texture is the package. He has explosive plays, he has steady plays, he can do a lot of different things well for you, and his operator is top tier. So this guy is so fearsome to deal with. He can set up individually for himself. You saw that top mid play where he turned that flash and got that Blade Storm. I mean, things like that, and he's able to pull out, taking a page out of something's book. To be honest, we saw that last year. So like those kind of plays that he has in the bank on top of
jujur nih,
of his teammates, and his teammates supportive.
seseram itu ya,
seseram.
Gak ngerti gua, serem banget loh.
Yeah, I mean, it's Texture really the make or break here.
Makanya tadi kan aku udah ngomong, Ascent ya, terus ada Gen.G, ya Terus ngeliat line up timnya, ya line up tim yang kemarin udah kebaca lah pasti. Makanya aku bilang, ini susah ini buat menang. Terus aku kan ngomong lah, kan PRX biasanya pistol run bau. Berarti kalau nggak bau, something is definitely wrong. Okay? I just feel like that.
That's the craziest thing because that culture difference from like some of the other Korean teams and how PRX operates even, there are some similarities here and they all.
Nah itu masalahnya, potensinya monyet itu nggak bisa dikeluarin sekarang karena dia tuh kan masih adaptasi ya guys. Ini VCT Pacific nih tempat debutnya dia yang pertama kan.
Out of all days today, they are the hungriest I've ever seen.
Texture is hungry again, and you know what happens when Texture is hungry. He gets a lot of kills.
Soalnya mau ngasih buff juga udah tahu guys hasilnya lah, susah ini mas. Game map 2-nya apa? Game map 2-nya tadi apa ya? Split. Bisa lah ya.
I mean, look, it got over the line yesterday. I mean, if it isn't for a few key moments, right, that could have very well gone T1's way. So, and now you have to look at what Gen.G is able to do. You have to start thinking that T1 probably right now isn't as strong of a team as Gen.G, and not just because of the way this map went, but because of how this whole season has gone so far.
Terus juga si Forsaken sama Something tuh kalau udah nge-wave terus sampai satu map.
T1 is a much more stable team. They're a very fundamental team. This Gen.G team doesn't really scream that to me. They're screaming, we are going to take duels sometimes, and we're going to win.
Juga kan line up timnya PRX tuh kan memang ngandelin ini ya. Ngandelin utility kan ya. Sedangkan di counter sama KO ya makin susah. Dari awal tuh udah susah. Pas ngeliat mapnya, ngeliat timnya ya, udah lain ini. Tapi nggak apa-apa guys, kalau kalah pun juga tetap ke ini Master Madrid mereka. Si PRX. Jadi tenang aja. Menang kalah nggak apa-apa.
And it wasn't the best game for Texture. They actually lost that map to RQ 13-11. They really struggled on that attack. But the thing is, RQ had a more traditional composition. They had that double controller, so I think that's one of the main factors why. If PRX plays triple duelist against
bau sih split kayaknya 2 smoker lagi deh. 2 smoker 3 duelis gak sih?
I'm not too sure if they are going to do the same thing again.
Yeah, I think if you're assuming if you're Gen.G,
tenang Vin, itu aimnya nggak sekonsisten kayak Texture kok. Tenang aja.
Double sentinel here from the side of Gen.G, something to really shut down some of that firepower, to utilize those gaps in the abilities. But it is going to be the same thing here for Gen.G. They're still going to use that double duelist, so
gue udah ngomong ya.
Frankly, didn't have enough.
Gue udah ngomong ya. Gue udah ngomong, oke? Gue udah ngomong. Ya. 3 duelis.
Triple duelist for PRX. Let's see.
Let's do it.
Bang Cio mana Bang Cio?
It did work.
3 duelis lagi nih.
Makes a duelist effective.
Takutnya tapi seremnya dibaca guys.
So important.
Iya.
Right now we can see Texture.
Ini formnya sama, enggak sih beda sih.
The cam was on him. He was screaming. He was
pasti
singing.
mereka latihan
He was
kan.
looking happy.
Ya pakai
double
duelist.
PRX, they need to feel confident. You have 3 duels. You have no confidence. That's it.
They're just having fun, guys. It's alright.
Over to our casters to take us.
Thank you, Vincent. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Yes, here.
Iya, Bang Cio lagi jauh tuh sama mic-nya kayaknya. Ntar kalau udah teriak, langsung clipping guys. Nah, baru gua ngomong juga.
Overall blowout.
Kalau Bang Cio nih kalau kayak gitu loh. Jadi gua kecilin dulu bentar. Ya ada Astra. Nggak apa-apa.
Yeah, and now starting on the attacking side as well. So Gen.G, they've been banning it since that loss
attacking
against
duluan
RQ.
nih. Ini kalau attacking nggak dapet, defense-nya susah.
Now they're bringing it back. Now in that game, their defense was, by miles much stronger. So trying to just get a head start here on the rounds. And guess what? PRX, they favor the attack here with this composition as well.
Main retake mereka. Happen.
For now, nice and quiet over here at B. They get into some very deep positions. Flash health at the moment there. Is a nice interrupt.
Kecilin suara caster, gimana caranya gue kecilin tuh suara caster, anjir.
Nice. Classic buff guys.
Amazing fast hit.
Full skin, lupa.
Ayo guys, dibeli skin klasik.
Klasik yang membuat, tapi kok itu beneran tambah jago tau, gak bohong.
Oh iya.
Gue sekarang gak pernah beli gold lagi, klasik guys.
Anjay, ini Dava ini lagi bau loh.
Yeah, I thought Gen.G
Dari
might
map tadi
just be
loh.
going for the delay there with the paint shells and then take that time to clear out back alley once more, but they kind of initiate the retake.
Berapa round tuh tadi Uncle kill 0?
They've already gotten off of the spike plant. They still have all 5 members available. Still good positions from within the site. So Gen.G, see if they kind of reconsider some of those timings, because we know how crazy PRX's post-plant situations can get, especially with Forsaken Juru.
Mythia still going to be picking up that Marshall. He's on the jet. Very standard eco buy from him. Otherwise, Karon ready for some close contact.
Nice!
One of the things that we saw he was so damn good at was shutting down side player snipers, swinging quarters with his Vandals, and finding the headshot instantly. So he doesn't want some more here. Start off this round.
Nice,
nice.
Dilematik banget kemarin, 3 kill.
Elimination there on the Lakia. Now Karon making his way over.
Wih, timing.
Lakia's gun because Shorty on the retake.
Nice, nice.
Good backup from Forsaken as well. So we see that Mind Freak's pretty low. You don't want to lose those rifles. So Forsaken going down with the Sheriff is fine. You still have 3 rifles that you bought up. Want to try to keep that in play. And Divine hears that. He's ready for the quick kill onto Karon. That's 2-0 lead for PRX once again.
And that it is. This is where we saw the turnaround and the streak beginning for Gen.G. So PRX, see if they're going to be able to
aminin dulu nggak sih?
clinch this
Amin.
Gen.G will be able to get themselves on the board, but really nice hot start there from something Mind Freak with fantastic angles. Not allowing them to find any presence.
Udah mulai nih.
Given the compositions once again and PRX, the record that they had in yesterday's game, I gotta imagine they have to be looking to throw something out of the book and get this bonus round conversion. You want to get as many on the attacking half as possible. It starts with that.
He does it again. Swing main, kill player, over at screens.
Screen.
Aduh, nggak kebet, Cok. Ya, something sendirian nih.
Iya, something sendirian.
Dapat 1 juga.
Swinging, they're going to try to double face here. And ready for that swing to come back through. It's going down. The rest of the team rotating over towards B, where Karon's still going to be sat by dodging around. Trailblazer a bit.
Gila, keren.
Nice. Forsaken, but that outlaw to use does manage to find Karon. Texture up and have an
nice.
Menang, guys.
Freak very quickly replies with a kill of his own. Push out. Damage there on him on yet.
Bang.
On the plan for now means that
Nice.
at least one more.
Nice.
But widely with the teammates
coming through. Jago banget loh sih, kanan gini. Itu anjing nggak kelihatan itu karena
nice banget.
Start off 3-0.
I'm a little shocked at how confident Divide was that the Trailblazers didn't see him. I mean, he just knew exactly the angles that it would be able to scout, especially around the toxic screen. I think that's more so what he was banking on, the fact that, of course, when you're right up against that
nice
screen,
banget
it does get blurred a little bit already. And with all that distraction, you know that the site should be weaker. That's going to be a turtling timeout. You got to imagine from the Gen.G side, finally using one.
Nah, it's Alex. Just saying, all right, good job, guys.
Yeah, he's like, this time I want to tell you, good job for once.
Keep this up. Just do more of what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, first timeout call that we're seeing from
Aaron kayaknya dikasih rendang oleh buat gacor munyah mulu.
Much in the driver's seat, they were on that
Punya
opening
rendang
map,
tuh,
never
iya tuh, benar
needed
tuh.
to really pump the brakes. So after dropping that bonus, we're talking about what the game plan is going to be.
Iya, beli
They're
makan.
identifying so far.
Beli Padang.
Gua tebak. At the end of the day, these rounds
Wah,
are
udah
starting
gua jawab gimana
headshots
sih?
to you.
Yeah, I mean, you're already down one man.
Oh, ya udah.
You know, I was almost going to say PRX not really gaining that much more space after something goes to the site might bite them back, but it works out. Gen.G gets a little curious because they still don't have as much information either. Of course, they're also running a double duelist here.
Bosen ayam tahu.
Util that you're used to having, especially with the sky changes. I am curious if Gen.G might consider
Belum pernah
not
makan malah
to
itu.
use the operator too much, right? Don't try to build up to that too much economically, because you might get the first kill. But when you got the Raze Gen and the Yoru all teaming into sight, that just spells
Tai
trouble.
banget. Ya iya kan, gue udah bilang, udah gue jawab.
Dengar sumpah kan gue lagi ngomong soalnya kan gue pakai ini gitu
He was the one going into the dimensional drift. They're just TPing.
Sambil monitoring juga nggak sih suaranya?
More often than not.
Enggak enak kalau dimonitor gitu suaranya aneh. Kayak kalau mendengar suara sendiri tuh aneh banget.
We'll have to just wait and see as things continue to develop. For now,
nice, kosong B-nya bro. Nice read.
The A side, as they are very quickly going to learn that they have gambled.
Nggak ada cipher.
That's unfortunate. And
Biasanya ada ulti yang plan harusnya monyet sih.
have
Oh,
somebody that needs
plan kocak.
Lah, kocak kali ya?
for the spike plant.
Kayak nunggu-nungguan anjir.
Finally volunteers.
Oh, mainnya tuh, lihat.
I guess I'll take that.
Nah, main jorok nih mulai nih. Lewat God.
Knowing that they had the
Main
time
jorok,
as well.
main jorok.
Now, I'm going to be curious if PRX all decide to push back out of main because it looks like that's the idea. They don't want to push any deeper into the site.
Ya.
So PRX perhaps the idea, not really necessarily going for kills, right? They just want to say we want to snowball as much as possible. We want to keep the weapons we have. Don't necessarily hunt for kills. If they die to the spike,
Depan
that's
main
it.
freak nih susah nih.
Creep it up. Mind freak finding one, Karon.
Susah.
Ini trade-trade mereka tuh serem guys, lihat guys. PRX tuh trade-nya masih suka kadang with dikit.
Yeah, you're going to want a double stack here. Something alone could be dangerous.
Mythia checking all the way back over towards spawn.
Yeah!
Not being checked.
Nice, nice dapat.
But Karon with another nice shot texture as well. Getting some solid
Lah, lah.
They clean him up. They can't stop the spike.
Tapi nggak apa-apa.
They will be able to
Cuma,
get the 4.
what the hell?
Gen.G doing some damage, recovering some weapons.
This is by far the absolute worst case scenario for PRX on that round. Sure, you're supposed to win the round. Yes, you can buy up to most of your weapons. But giving over those kills and the free weapon upgrades, that allows for the operator to still be a considered purchase here for Meteor. That gives Gen.G a ray of hope to get back into this first half.
Sengaja kah biar kita grogi?
I mean, Meteor not going to give him the opportunity to really swing in towards
Tapi kalau
main. He's going to try to creep them off the rails. Hemlock here to try to back up.
Allahu Akbar kayak aimku.
With the dimensional drift coming through, he's just going to have to back away very swiftly. Now the paranoia as well crashing in.
They're all in.
Nice banget sih kalau flashnya si ini coy. Nice banget sumpah itu flashnya.
Something is the one, of course, the headshot at the same time. Munchkin will make his way up into heaven. Will be able to take
Something
down
jangan sampai snowballing sih.
Aduh. Such
Nice dapat.
right clear, Divide holding ramp.
Nice, nice trade.
Still managing to find the
Nah
elimination
ini
there.
nih tinggal si.
Texture waiting out that flash.
Nice, nice, nice,
A 3K
nice.
here from the Yoru was PRX. Well, not going to be losing all their weapons this time around. And in fact, they pick up the operator themselves.
Attacker harus dapat minimal
how you're going to counter
minimal
the Yoru all
13.
you want. But once you hear that little whisper from the other dimension following you all into
Soalnya
the
ntar
site,
kalau
things get a
defensif
little
udah
chaotic.
susah.
We even have the paranoia there to assist as well. That just really sets up all three duelists for a great entry. And I was going to say, overall, this is actually one of the first matches where I felt that Divide had
Mereka
very
tidak
little
senyum guys,
impact, but
tandanya.
right there holding that close angle, trying to get back into the swing of things himself.
Still a purchase coming through, but obviously the operator not in hand. Something just going to look to eat some of that damage. As the Trailblazer, nice timing, does get cleared out before it can spot him in this position. Texture on the swing.
Gila. Nice
Not
banget.
ready for it, ends up getting taken down. Dominance continuing from PRX.
Now, Gen.G, they can't get too curious about this. I like that they're retaking control of ramp, but that's about all you get. You try to push in through the smoke. That spells trouble.
Look at this. I mean, because
Komit
of the just lack of sound, they're drifting off. They're moving away from this A site.
I don't blame them, because otherwise you're down to a 2-2 split, right? So I guess they're just saying, listen, worst case scenario, we go for a 45 retake for Divide. We'll see what they have cooked up.
Masuk aja, masuk aja, masuk
They
aja.
go for the gamble because they don't hear the audio anymore, and it's going to be once again another free site for PRX.
Nice, nice. Monyet mulai ambil space, nice.
If we go in for free with no content, we'll take that as well.
Ryzen, thank you to subscribe.
Showstopper now online.
Kan,
Gen.G.
kalau outnya jelek nih.
And how far do you really push to try to get this retake going before you just have to call it off? Lockheed does have a stinger, so he wouldn't mind sacrificing for the chancer to try to clean some kills up. The Showstopper doesn't come out. Doesn't find much of anything there, and oh man, gonna stop him on the shorty. Lockheed will be one. Karon now though. Last man standing.
Let's go.
Push onto the corner. Gonna be good for the something. He was down to no HP. Snappy as all hell though. Finds another kill. Goes into the astral form. Sends it the Cosmic Divide. Mind Freak sends out the paranoia. He tries to swing the wall. TP's in behind.
Nice.
Karon thinking he was up above.
Nice.
I mean,
oh man.
The fact that first of all, Karon thought he would have gone above, props to
Nice,
him. I mean, he
nice,
threw his
nice.
best
Gila,
shot
Aaron.
he had in that chaotic 1v1 when he was just enshrouded in the darkness. But Mind Freak, I've been seeing it watching these games. I feel like we're
Minimal 12 ya guys ya poinnya.
Mind Freak once again. Reminiscent of the
Kalau udah
performance
defending nggak tahu nih.
Masters Copenhagen, where he was helping carry so many
Damn.
impact rounds.
They say Masters Copenhagen, we can still look at champions.
That's true.
That
Masih belum ya
Astro
makanan
play,
gue.
the 1-2-3 on
Yes.
Pearl lives rent-free in my head. Not because I was the one that said it. He had his spikes,
Yeah.
but I mean, right now,
Panik
GEN.G
sih
looking like a
mungkin
very
ya.
different team, and PRX absolutely thriving
Ya
in this
dihabisin,
chaos.
selesai itu TO.
Wow.
A second timeout called after 6 rounds played. Nothing scooped up here for GEN.G. And I mean, again, the closest that they got was when they killed everybody. But the spike, it was too far gone.
I'm curious to see because with, once you're down that one man, suddenly these retakes are looking tough. Forsaken just asking for a massage. He's like, I really want to be the super hard carry here. You got to loosen me up a little bit, but I mean, they don't really need it at this point. All of them performing well up to their own standards here on the second map, looking very comfortable and proving that this triple duelist wasn't just a gimmick. And we talked about this before coming into this match. I mean, sure, they might have cooked something up just because this tournament is relatively short. People aren't going to have as much time to anti-strat. So yes, there's merit to that. But hey, that's power to you. You know how to play the tournament. You know how to play the system. You might as well be ready for that victory.
Dengan PRX trio Jaja, tukang masas bisa dibantu ibu.
Gila banget.
Gonna be looking at this one. Only for PRX to do something completely different when they make it over to Spain. Mythia jumping forward, trying to see if we can get somebody out in the open.
Nice,
Something
itu
has
lah.
happened mid. Locky just jiggling on the corner.
That's just
Karen nih panas ya hari
No
ini.
flashes. Your
Kemarin-kemarin
retake
masih
is now more
diem tuh.
difficult. You don't know if you want to stack or go for the 2-2 split. So GEN.G, if you don't want to give up this round right away, I think you do have to play for content. It's risky, but this is what you need.
GH-nya bagus-bagus.
Orb going down.
Dua orang mati begitu aja, guys.
Surprise fight goes the way of GEN.G. Munchkin texture. Putting their team here in the most winnable position.
Nggak ada lawan nembaknya gitu loh, guys. Mati.
Sights back over to main. The swing in. Snake fight at the ready. Full flash connecting on him. He will just get sprayed down through the smoke.
Lompat tapi selalu mati gitu.
Texture now. Swinging back over the ramp. Forsaken winning the fight. The mask going to be thrown on.
Oh, he should be able to get
the teleport. He's going to be able to spot them both. Rotating around. And it looks like they think that he's just going to end up snapping back over towards A. Fakes the teleport. Now makes it over here.
Nice.
They call the bluff.
Ini kalau menang sih gila ya
they
Jason.
could, but it's Forsaken. He knows how this works. He sees their movement all the way to the end. Even leaves that one extra seed of doubt.
Ini harus menurut gue sih harus
nearby. And now he has the
diputar.
gate crash.
He is going all the way back around. He does have that gate crash set up. No other util to play with. 40 HP.
When does he tap it though? Surely this is a fake.
Ayo.
Hold.
Hey.
He's gonna have to do something here
udah
soon. The fake TP
hey.
coming in, but Charon's just stuck to it.
Makanya gue bilang itu kalau
That's
muter,
unfortunate. Just couldn't find the lineup onto the headshot. Meteor will clean up the kill as well.
Keren sih tapi keren.
The setup was there. You can't doubt the master over here in Pacific, but Charon just sticking with it close to the wall as well. So good positioning with Meteor able to cover him.
Jadi di GH-nya itu
This is where
makanya
it starts.
Mas
I mean, Munchkin with the call that we can't just keep getting shaken up back and forth after we lose one guy. We have to even out the numbers, and this is how they win a lot of these rounds, where they don't get the first kill, right? They've been very good at converting these.
Dia udah pasti enak, guys.
Well, that's one step in the right direction here for GEN.G. Again, it was, widely that attacker's side that we saw PRX getting the most value from the triple duelist. Understandable. As last pack just bouncing backward out of that smoke. Not much damage taken here. Bot comes in. That's his swing timing. Something swings up in towards heaven. Finds Locky with the right click.
Nice.
Able to keep his teammate protected. It's whittled away at, but keeps them in with the man advantage.
They have information on two of the members. I'm pretty sure they should have spotted the jet up in heaven as well. Waiting to see if anybody else comes swinging in, but Forsaken just playing right on the edge outside of the garage. There's the timing.
Nice.
Will be able to find one, then gets taken down.
Masuk.
They're going to wait for the lurk from Devi. They still have so much time.
Ini si GEN.G. Aduh, ini gue bilang nih.
Ready for it. Now looking for the push forward. Something able to win out versus Meteor.
Nice.
Munchkin has the pit.
Paling harus
jagain here. Still so risky. Maybe if he wins the opening fight. It's something jiggle peeking.
Ya elah.
Ends up falling.
Apa dah?
Still though, completely unaware of Mind Freak's position.
Ya bisa
So
ya.
just rely on his intuition, but now knows.
Ini nggak usah ngepik-ngepik gak sih?
Time is going to be dwindling. Smoke coming down.
Miti.
Swings out.
Nice,
Mind
nice.
Freak right in the
Dimancing
corner,
jelek
able
banget
to
ngepiknya
find
begitu.
the kill.
Iya.
PRX
Iya,
not
iya,
allowing for
jelek,
Gen.G to string anything together. 7-1. The half becomes worse and worse as time goes on for Gen.G.
Yeah,
Well played,
PRX is
well
going to be
played.
happy if they can even just pick up one more round here, which is looking very possible with the economy in this one. But a very quick kill and exit from something on that one. And I want to give props to Munchkin. He reads the jump timings onto the jet over from something, and he
Jason
peeks
tuh
out right as he
spraynya bagus
knows
loh
the
guys,
jump is
anjir.
landing because he hears the
Dia
flow.
mah spray terus
At
tahu,
the
jarang
end of
yang
the day, it's
tang
Mind Freak
tau guys.
once
Lihat dah.
again, 10
Beda sama Texture anjir,
kills
dia
and 3
mantep
deaths.
Texture mah
What an
mantep.
impressive score line.
Tapi dia punya spray bagus banget sih, itu gua nggak tahu kenapa.
Vanya going on the entry.
Wah,
Hits
ya
the full
ngapain?
with the nade. Still
Kebiasaan.
finding one now, Showstopper.
Monyet.
Actually goes leaping forward. Sends it into the corner.
Monyet.
Mind Freak TP is actually on the back end of the Showstopper
Ya
going off.
Allah.
Ya ampun.
Gets himself tucked away
Gila.
with Spike for now,
Biasaan
getting
deh.
drifted over towards that B site, rotating back around through the attacker spawn. Meteor, however,
Belum
way
belum
out
bisa
ahead.
tuh guys.
He can hear these footsteps.
Oh yeah, notwithstanding the weapon situation, this is the best round Gen.G's looking at.
Oh
so far.
my
There's
god.
the one tap, the
This
Guardian putting him
guy.
down. Doesn't want to continue to hold the angle, showing respect to the opponents that he's facing. He pulls back, also very well aware that that sewer lurk
Get a
could come
subscribe.
through from behind.
And the Seekers are going to give him sight of at least one.
Oh,
Oh,
my,
what?
what a snappy shot. Finds one, looks for another. Hadn't got that on the Mind Freak. I might have lost my damn mind. Paranoia going to be sent out. Meteor pulling back over in towards Heaven. But now it is just Devi and Mind Freak to try and see if they can somehow engineer this 2v5 retake. Otherwise, Gen.G, I mean, it was on the tip of my tongue right as the round started, but they pushed the go button so quickly. But these guys, they're thrifties
30
throughout this
seconds
tournament,
left.
have been impeccable, and they're looking for another one now.
That's how they're able to overcome so many of these opponents. And Texture has the lineup. 2 more in B main as well. So even if they get through this race, it's a difficult one.
So with the Sheriff looking for the shot.
Nice,
not gonna be able
Dabai.
to find it.
Gravity well.
Grab well coming through. Time dwindling. 12 seconds. By
10 seconds
tapping the
left.
rope, and Karen just
Oh
trying to
my
slow them
God.
up.
Nice.
Able to find one, but he
Aduh,
needs to
low
get the
tapi.
plant down. Taps it, fakes it. The round is already over. He's well aware of it. Won't be able to hold on to the weapons. The Thrifty will come through. Gen.G get themselves up to 2 rounds.
We're going to have to go back
Okay.
and look at this entire tournament because it wasn't just yesterday. Gen.G, they have been clawing their way back into not just maps, but entire matches and stages, phases of this entire kickoff
Jangan
tournament.
banyak
To stay
kalah ini,
alive off
Attacker.
of these Thrifties, off of these 4v5s, 3v5s, things like that. And you wonder just what it is, and I think Karon's a big part of it. Just the shots he can make with these Sheriffs, with these Guardians,
Enggak guys,
things
kurang
like
guys,
that.
harus 9 guys menurut gua guys. 7 kalau di kita ntar
He
defendingnya
and Mind
pasti ini abis nih PRX.
Iya,
Top of the
makanya.
board.
Ini dia defending nggak bisa defend coba PRX. Defending apa sih?
Astaga, matinya.
Testing the
Kenapa
limits
dah?
there, but coming out on top. Trailblazers are going to be cleared. Meteor's got the
gampang
cover
banget ke
fire.
dalam ini guys.
He was going to have
Kepancing
the
kalau
jump.
udah ada ini.
Ends up getting
Mereka
punished
tuh
for
terakhir
it.
jalan banget cuy.
Gen.G look to get the 3.
Bad baitingnya jalan.
Pulling off the angle for a brief little moment. Meteor continuing to have his sights trained in towards mid. By swinging on the
Nice,
corner.
Dabai.
Will find a follow-up headshot through the corner now. Grabwell goes out. For now, not wanting to challenge in. Still formidable opponent to the other side, even if it's just the Sheriff's in hand. The Texture arriving through vent will be able to take out the Divide. That's the Spike now stranded. Mind Freak has no choice but to swing in and try to fight. He'll go down.
I'm not sure if this was necessarily called out in their comms, but Karon not peeking once more.
Kenapa dah? Tadi
Grabwell.
awal-awal udah bagus
It
loh,
just
udah
shows
enak
how
loh
much
flownya.
experience he's gained
Jadi,
throughout this
suka
tournament
gitu,
as an
makanya gua bilang, ini
entirely
monyet juga
new
kagak,
rookie.
jangan
Because
monyet bangun
obviously
dari
with the
tadi, dari
Grabwell
kemarin.
activating, he saw that the Omen was still stuck
Cahaya
in
bangun,
that
Cah.
area of effect. He could have gone for it, but if he dies there while everyone is waiting for that extra duel, the last duel in mid, that's a rifle given over one more chance for PRX to claw back into the round. So he just says, I won't give it to you. I'll wait
Iyalah,
for more backup
bye.
to come, and we'll swarm you for the last kill.
And we only have the timeout being called here from PRX. So I mean,
Timeout, guys,
a bit of a
bentar.
moment to kind of talk about Karon a little bit more and maybe explain to those who don't know what a Royal Road is.
Ah, yes, because I guess for Karon,
Bentar ya,
this
guys.
is exactly
Ini ku
that
nge-fresh
opportunity.
dulu.
It's when someone
Soalnya
obviously just enters
mau
into that
ngecek,
tournament for the very first
makanan.
time, and they're able to go all the way to the very end, winning the title. And for Karon, it's not just this tier of tournament, it's not just this
Nah,
event or this
timeout
series
dulu,
of
timeout
VCT. It is just everything in the entire professional Valorant ecosystem. This is going to be his first time playing at an official tournament during a regular season. And for him to win a title of Pacific Kings would be nothing short of miraculous.
Yep. It's on a good pace, and I mean, Gen.G, let's say they take the series. Right now, Karon making a damn good argument for MVP of this grand final. See what happens, so there's still plenty more Valorant to be played. PRX still out in the lead by 4 rounds. Gen.G want to try to claw that back as much as humanly possible. Right from Devi, anticipating some forward aggression. Keeps that staved off for the time being as majority of PRX found themselves out here in mid. Mythia, however, snappy with a headshot, takes down Forsaken. Something in Mythia, go rushing forward. They will get some nice trade damage back there on the Mythia, putting him down to 48, but kill is not found.
PRX, they have good position on the map, but they just have no idea
Aku
how
time out
many
ya,
members
aku time
might
out
be
guys,
near
tapi rada
ramp
lama
in the
nih.
site on A, so they are a little cautious, and that gives
Time out
time
4
for
menit ya
Mythia
guys.
to get the information he needs to start the rotate over to A.
Back in, somehow making it out of there with his life intact. Drop down from Mythia, rushing forward.
Nice.
Find the spray.
Itulah.
Come up with a kill against all odds. Bring it now back into a 4v4. Rest of the team rotating over. Devi ready. Pit now going to be invested.
All 4 in the pit, though. I mean, this is a gamble if I've ever seen one.
Conflict Divide. Not sure how much it's going to be realistically doing here for the side of Gen.G. We'll see how they opt to play around this one, but something spotted the gun barrel. We'll find the headshot there on a Meteor. Just continue to play around the back of the side. Lock finished off. Something coming up with yet another kill. Now updrafts here.
Nice.
Finds texture. Karon pushing forward, is able to find 1, finds 2. Something will get the 4th to put him down and stop the potential run back from coming through. PRX, timeout working for them. They get themselves now up to 8, looking for 9.
Yeah, I think 8's where you feel okay with it, but 9 would make it very
dong.
comfortable.
Udah lama lu nggak
Just win
top break,
that
something
pistol,
aja dong.
and with this composition, surely you just cook up a little, a couple more options for your pistol rounds. Make sure you secure the 2 free rounds on the half off the back of the pistol. And then try to get this 3rd kill.
Bentar ya,
It's just not fair.
3 menit
Right
lagi,
at
guys.
the end of the
3 menit,
spray,
3 menit,
he
3 menit.
adjusted towards the bottom before he dashes
Satu
out.
lagi,
But
satu
the
lagi,
updraft
satu
is
lagi.
smart. You know the Cosmic
Ayo,
Divide.
Satu lagi guys, let's
please.
go guys.
Clearly.
Satu lagi guys. Kayak ada ulti Jason enak nih.
Please.
Mau double ini dia.
Starting off this last round of the half very quickly. Rushing forward, judge in hand. He finds Karon. Meteor on the backside of the pillar. Hit the line 1, but now
Nice.
he's surrounded. He's going to get just chopped to bits. With the Blade Storm finding the kill. The man advantage for now going to be here in the hands of PRX. Top left send. Texture swinging out.
Nice.
The transfer can't make it happen. Mythia arrives.
Wih,
The
banget.
Nice.
Gak kena loh pas pistol lewat sekali.
Something, and now it is all on Divide.
Ya elah, kan tinggal satu.
Playing on this alley
Apa
side.
sih?
Mythia now.
Ntar lo, aku yang time out
Creates
dah.
to his potential position. Starts checking in behind.
Yeah, you gotta suspect it one way or the other. I'm fine with you refilling the pit, but you know where Devi's been playing in that match yesterday against T1. No, he loves those lurks. Now 50 seconds. I mean, Devi could clear here, go back up to heaven. He's got all the options he needs.
Does, but he's going to be spotted. Checking right. Munchkin finds it. Gen.G will be able to finish the half with 4 rounds. Which is more than it was looking like it was going to be.
Yes.
But PRX still in a
Banyak
very,
whip ya,
very
guys.
firm control.
No, I think the scoreline itself, both teams are probably okay with it, but given how it started, Gen.G probably feeling a bit better going into the second half, looking at their chances. Both teams going to be eyeing that ever so precious pistol round to see if they can chain it in to the 2 free wins. That would get PRX just 3 steps away from trying to tie up the series 1-1. It's great to see so many fans out here, not just for Gen.G, but of course the reigning champions Pacific as well. I mean, the fan base that they've created here in Korea after the impressive performances last year, including the finals at the Changchun Stadium, has been very, very amazing to see. But now they have to prove it once more, a new start in the 2024 season.
Minum guys, es teh tawar.
Menurut gua tahun ini guys, kalau mau tajam lagi mereka harus
You know, just their history and camaraderie with PRX throughout the multiple internationals that you know, they have appeared at together, which has basically been every international until now.
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy to really think about the history that the two teams have created, and now we're already seeing a bit of a shakeup, and maybe a little bit more of it as well. As PRX are already down one map, now trying to win their map choice of split. The pistol, this is where it starts. It's going to be a 3-2 split for PRX.
Aduh.
No gate crash just yet.
Monyet nih kena pressure guys, soalnya emang bener guys. Susah guys gantiin Jing, gila gantiin Jing guys. Jing segila itu tembakan.
International feels like dad going out to get milk.
Susah guys si Nyonyet nih. Dia panasnya pas di
wonder if he's gonna come back.
Jadi main lagi. Susah tau.
Well, Forsaken did go
Soalnya
for the
dia
share.
tuh posisinya kayak ya. Nice.
They didn't look to the left. He's gonna take it down. Forsaken trying to hold here with that sheriff, but has the gate crash back across the opposite side of the map.
Kami lah. Kamu nggak lihat ini ku,
just looking to swing and win these duels. The train.
Driving, able to find one, giving them back into the advantage, but Karon snappy with the first one, the swing out.
Elah, nih telat banget Jason cowok, nggak di thread coy.
Now it's all on Forsaken.
Nice.
Low HP Bart finishes off the enemy Astra.
Kayaknya kelamaan nih kalau keluar situ.
It's down the stairs, but this is going to cost him a significant amount of time.
Yeah, he's just going to need to swing at the last second, get that kill. But it might just work out. Oh no!
Okay,
nice.
For a second, Rushkin could have got the headshot. It seemed like that would have been such a devastating loss. But PRX, they will maintain dominance in these pistol rounds. Now 3-1. They will get up to 9.
Mythia still has a statue in that corner, and you just don't suspect it in the pistol round. Especially after, the guiding light hits, you see one person flash, there's just no reaction, no spray, nothing else. Gen.G thought they had it all.
Menangnya selalu luck bang, nggak bagus juga bang.
Double kill, stabilizes just enough. I was afraid that we saw the double team of
Benar,
something
benar.
Bukan luck sih, itu lebih ke timing ya, like timingnya guys.
Able to
Mereka tuh
arrive,
penting
but
banget.
dwindling the numbers down just enough.
Ini monyet nih timingnya nggak ada sama sekali dari dulu. Lagi jelek banget
They want
timing
to
dia.
snowball as many rounds as they can,
Mati,
because
kena bom
listen, just
mati.
one round here and then
Tadi
maybe
siapa sih yang
another with all your
muter-muter,
ults
buset,
online,
pusing
and
gua.
then you're close to the win.
What the?
I think one outlaw, easy enough to read. Do you expect that there's going to be 2?
Nice.
I mean, it's such a commitment too.
Forsaken looking for it. Shot.
Nice.
Flipping, but hey, he got 2 bullets. Swings further out, finds Karon. And they still don't even know that something has one over in this A site, which is where they're about to start heading.
Yeah, the gate crash once again set up for A side as well, and it almost just feels like Forsaken gets some kind of armor when he tries to gate crash out. Always so good with it.
Something now. Sends the shot, live pushing forward, able to find one, but runs out of bullets. Lakia is able to take him down.
Ini best of 5 ya.
Damage from here though. Let's start hurting PRX a little bit more, but for now, lost the Spectre, not going to be
Nice.
2 bullets, 2 kills.
Nice.
PRX gets double digits.
A lot of value off of this new weapon introduced here in 2024.
Nice. Ha,
and they can continue with it. Now, most people on Gen.G will have full armor, so it won't be as devastating as if they had, all bought up to things like Marshals and Sheriffs. But with the shots that these players are able to hit, and this position on Divide, as soon as he knows that there's contact on ramp,
ternyata gue tahu buffnya guys, gue harus makan.
And just cut off a little bit of reinforcement.
Makan sampai kelar ya.
Sampai kelar gue makan. Pelan-pelan gue
ready to send it here at A. Like something going to be going for the peak. Sends out one.
Gila.
Trying to chase in, will get a good amount of damage through the wall, but now to swap over onto the shorty, but decides to pull back as that Trailblazer does come through. Shorty once again drawn out.
Nice banget something. Nice banget red kill.
Memang buffnya gue harus makan.
Comes up with 2. Mythia backside judge in hand.
Bener kan?
Nice banget.
Bener kan? Gue harus makan guys. Oke, saya akan makan pelan-pelan ya.
PRX.
Pelan-pelan aja.
They're gonna convert yet another bonus.
Gila, something bisa dapat satu.
I mean, you just don't expect that, right? Sure, you see the outlaw, you chase
Makan
it
terus ya,
down.
manusia butuh makan ya.
It seemed like Meteor was somewhat wary of the shorty standing by, but they tried to chase.
Bagus.
And then you think you cleared it all.
Gila, nice banget.
But yet still one more final boss behind the map. And now PRX so close, and this outlaw's going to continue to find value. And they've been doing this. They did it on Sunset against Gen.G as well. They just keep rolling with it.
Yep. This time he's way out in front. Be a hell of a shot to try to stop this one, but I mean, he's covering fire there from something. So Mythia
nice banget.
Take it down. Mid has been cleared out. Spike stranded in Ramen.
And the gate crash back as well. And it's things like this that'll really start to make you question your understanding of the economy. Because obviously some rounds you just can't help it, but how many of those rounds are you willing to make happen? Because of course you might have your own set plays with some rifles, maybe with shotguns, things like that, but the moment you buy that half armor, it just feels bad. Got sight.
Yep. Saw enough of each other there, and Mythia wisely backing away, knows that a clean shot to the chest will take him down.
Dapat senjata dia.
Weapon recovered. We'll see if Munchkin can deal any additional damage here.
Nice.
Way up, but as he stands up, it's right into the crosshair, and Forsaken will be able to find Karen trying to.
Ayo guys, hashtag Gaming.
Let's go.
For PRX. Clearly not flustered whatsoever with the loss on Ascent, feeling right at home with this triple duelist.
Hashtag Gaming.
Everyone putting up the numbers they need, playing the role that they need to.
Hashtag Gaming biar
These
menang.
long-range duels really assisting the scoreline for Something and Forsaken. But they're also kind of the main ones that are creating a lot of these distractions. I mean, now and then it's a division between that Jet and the Raze. But once it comes to that defense, just one more round is all they need. And now it's an operator. They want to close this out as soon as possible.
Extra jump forward, gets himself past that outlaw. Have the tempo to try to really rush in and take it down. They're also wary about that covering fire that could be there backing it up. But look at this line. Nebula coming in, all the timing just barely off to try to be able to find the kill. Splash still there. Think going to be taken out. But Mindfreak fighting one, Mythia getting the other. TP in the backside.
Nice! Nice! Mindfreak!
Blowing Karen to smithereens. Somehow winning out that fight. He's now going to rotate off around this spot, and he doesn't get the opportunity. Something will finish him off. 13-4 in response to the 13-5 loss on Ascent. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a series on our hands. No 3-0s in sight.
We absolutely do. And I love the confidence that both teams are bringing out on the picks that they chose. When it first started, obviously at the very beginning of kickoff, you're just not quite sure how each of the teams look. You're trying to gauge each other's power level, and you just come with something you're prepared. You get caught off guard a little bit, and that takes you down on your own map pick. But now we've had the tape, especially plenty of it over from Gen.G.
Well, that's map 2 done and dusted. I feel like it wasn't that long ago that I handed things back over to the desk. But hey, guys, it's all yours. Take it away and break down the action.
I mean, is it really a PRX game if you don't lose fast or win fast? I mean, that's just how they roll. It always ends super fast. PRX does take map 2 in a dominant fashion. Gen.G, I don't think their team comp was really matched up for the triple duelist comp from especially a team like PRX.
Yeah, there's nothing really to slow down the PRX comp here, and they're just better at kind of this style of play, right? Yeah, you got the double duels for the side of Gen.G, but they don't seem nearly as comfortable with the speed of play. The only thing you really have is Astra gravity wells, and just relying on that, it's not really that great against Yoru, because he can TP out of there. You're not really catching anybody else, because they're so maneuverable, they're so fast with the Jet and the Raze, so you're not getting a lot of value out of that pick. So definitely something that I think if there was more time for Gen.G, if they had the ability to really workshop this map a little bit more, they could have come in here with something different, but with how fast-paced they've had to play, with how they've had to play every day, I frankly think just not enough time to really try something different.
I completely agree. I think this would be a very different outcome if Gen.G had more time to prepare. That said, PRX, I mean, they used this comp yesterday, and they also looked great.
Works wonderful, especially on that attacking half. You saw how Forsaken
ini lagu VCT Pacific ini
tipis-tipis nggak bisa dong.
Gate crashes away, gets information from a team, they come in and swing off of it, or dimensional drift, and it actually
sebentar kalau ganti map sebentar guys.
Kalau
ganti game perlu lama.
If he's trying to off, suddenly dimensional drift is
lambat-lambatan dimakan nih.
in front of you, you start to feel a little bit shaken, and that happens for several rounds until Coach Solo calls 2 timeouts really early on, and then you start to see some adjustments.
Sekarang aku Alex bakal syukuran, iya pakai DJ angkot juga, biar Aaron senang.
And you really have to watch out Gen.G's guardians right now. The way that they shoot is so sharp sometimes that you actually see.
Emang kamu nggak pernah naik angkot yang ada lagu-lagunya itu?
Pernah, cuman emang kayak gitu, emang lagunya breakbeat kan, breakbeat.
Kan ada tuh yang DJ
gitu ya lagi.
Iya. Terus lampunya jerak-jeruk di dalam. Terus
PRX just making quick work of Gen.G for this one.
Tapi berisik anjir, nggak bisa nelfon.
Yeah, I mean, Munchkin is so sharp, and that's the guy you're talking about on the Guardian.
Enaknya sayur nangka ya.
As long as he has a Guardian, he can turn the tides of around. A couple of these wins here that they have were thanks to Munchkin just nailing them in the
Lotus
head.
PRX menurut gua nggak seserem itu sih, kan dia juga ada pengalaman kalah sama Fnatic gak sih bantai dia.
A lot of these two teams were just going into contact plays. There was no utility being used, and they.
Bang, kamu lebih sayang
Tapi
Mythia
mereka
apa di belakang kamu?
Yeah, and this is something that Gen.G has excelled at throughout this entire kickoff. Is they're really good in 1v1s. They're winning a lot of those battles. I mean, yesterday in the 2 matches, Munchkin had 11%.
Wah, aku nggak bisa lihat lagi. Ngomong apa tuh dia?
He's not the defense, like he was all over the map.
Lotus map pick siapa? Gen.G. Tapi kemarin map decidernya kan Lotus ya? Kan menang tuh.
That Gen.G likes to run. Meteor and Munchkin are like to lurk around
Oh iya,
the
tapi DRX Lotusnya jelek banget.
Alex just said during that round that you were talking about, just like, guys, just deathball it, just stick together, and just go, just come on now.
And now we're gonna see
Something
versus Meteor stats
Sampai
instead
kalau
of our two duelists. Something was starting to
Ya,
win
tolong
a little bit.
datangkan
You know what?
ini
I
ya.
just miss seeing something
Tukang
from
keramik
Jen.
ya ke rumah
It's good
gue.
to see.
It's definitely
FB apa sih guys? FB.
It's like when you see an old friend that you haven't seen in a year, and then he gives you a warm hug.
Food and beverage.
I remember how this feels. That's really
Food and
nice.
beverage,
And then
bener.
he picks up
FNB
an
tuh.
outlaw, he starts shooting people, especially on that anti-eco.
FB apa guys?
Or
Facebook.
third round that the PRX played in that second.
Facebook.
Shows that this something is still around. He still has that short.
FB apa guys?
Still aggressive enough to dive into
First blood.
First
and
blood.
wait inside of smokes as Gen.G tries to push.
Meteor nggak pernah first blood aja
So
0%.
if they can keep up this momentum, keep up this pace, it could look really great. I mean, Meteor had some of his moments as well, maybe not quite as outstanding. So that's
Facebook.
difference.
Something punya
But as
35
we go
akun
into the
Facebook
next
berarti.
map, right, I mean, I still feel as though like
Kami minta nomor WA
PRX
tukang
aren't out of
keramik
the
ya
woods.
buat
As a
apaan
fan, I'm
gila?
gonna say that like PRX are not out of the woods yet. Because this is a Gen.G that's starting to wake up.
Oh iya ya, kemarin tuh kan
ngopi ya.
Ngopi sih, ngopi enak sih.
Their guardians, their sheriff shots, some
Emang
30 rounds
segitu
that Gen.G
demennya sama
pulls off
kopi,
are
Bang
still
Cio?
really freaking scary. And as an analyst, I will just
Wah
say
iya,
that
bener nggak
Coach
salah.
Solo really
3-1,
has some
3-2 ya.
Yeah, definitely. And you
3-2.
know, just to recap the stakes here, whoever wins today, both of these teams are going to Madrid. Whoever wins gets those really valuable points to qualify them
Mari
for
kita lihat ya,
champions,
guys.
which is back here in Korea.
Habis
this year.
Lotus
I
kan
can tell you right
Bind.
now, the
Bind
audience who stepped into there earlier,
Bind easy
a lot
sih
of them are
kayaknya.
here for PRX, but even more of them are here for Gen.G. Even yesterday, apparently, with all 3 Korean
PRX
teams
kalah Bind
playing,
sama
a lot
EG
of people
doang
are
kan
actually
ya?
supporting the underdogs, Gen.G.
Oh yeah,
PRX
the
kalah
Gen.G
Bind
fans have really
sama
come out in force, and players like Munchkin that have been playing for a
Ya
really
kan?
long time
Kayaknya
across
EG doang
multiple
kan?
different teams, multiple different regions, Meteor
Iya,
as
yang
well.
Meiji terakhir.
You know, bringing a lot of those fans over, you know, from the hype that they were
Nah.
able to generate over in Japan in particular. Now coming back to Korea, coming home, all those fans have kind of.
Oh, mau Fnatic juga.
Lumayan
They
sih
are
kemarin.
so loud out there right now.
Apa
I
tuh?
went down there
Bener
for a second just to
kuncinya
scope
itu
it out.
tetap si Ed sih guys.
Every
Si
time
Texture kalau
Gen.G
tembakannya
was
begini
something
juga
good
ngeri
to
anjir.
do
Siapa yang mau lawan?
Yeah, you
Benar,
looked really
benar,
energized when you
benar.
came back and they were like, guys, it's crazy inside there right now. And I really wish I was down there. And while all Korea
Thread
Valorant
dari
is here to win this showdown in
apa namanya
Southeast
dari
Asia,
PRX harus dikencengin
the
lagi
watch
sih.
party right now. Jing is watching
Karena
this
kalau
right now.
enggak-
Tapi udah lumayan rapi lah guys yang ini guys,
Mom
map
on
ini.
Team
Ya
Pearl.
ya, yang ini lumayan rapi lah.
Happy watching the split result.
Defendingnya rapi sih.
Definitely looks great. Again, triple
Surprisingly loh.
duelist, it's amazing.
Kemarin
especially
defending
with
dibantai
how
banget.
Forsaken plays and really pushes back Gen.G in some of these rounds. I think
Something
William
lumayan
was
ini lah.
talking about it in the
Lumayan
first
banget.
half that
Penting Rena
so
lah
many
sih bang.
times
Bisa
PRX
jadi
just
Rena
kinda had
Europe
free
keluar
sight
lagi, nggak tahu nih.
because Gen.G were, you know, respecting
Rena
some of these
Jet.
maneuvers.
Ya, Rena
Gen.G
Rena
wanted to
Race
try to go in
mungkin.
for some of these retake scenarios. There was like a lovely clutch from
Kayak maunya
Mindfreak
tetep
coming
race
through
deh.
as well against Karan of all things. Like Mindfreak is starting to, you know, wake up and come back to peak form again. That's the PRX that we all know and love.
Yang aku kasihan tuh sama Monyet ya. Kenapa dia mainnya kadang gak stabil tuh? Soalnya orang-orang tuh nge-expect dia bisa ganti Injing gitu loh.
Betul guys.
Nah, aku sedih karena
Juga Pak, dia masih muda guys.
iya masih muda loh. 18 loh umurnya. Buset.
Baru lulus SMA anjir dia guys.
Iya. Kasihan.
Not really playing into what you expect with the typical.
Tapi kalau kata gue sih dia harus rajin grinding sih. Saya jangan malas.
Oh ada Viper Race.
Pro player tuh penting soalnya kalau grinding selalu rajin tuh main 6 jam 7 jam sehari tuh grindingnya kayak gitu. Kalau mereka cuma kayak game doang terus have fun main game lain itu yang bahaya.
Tuh kan bener.
Turun kayaknya.
Wait.
Kan Rena kan.
Oke.
Rena Race kan udah.
Rena Race Sky. Omen side, oke.
Tapi ini Lotus ya, bukan Bay deh lu.
Lotus.
Rena Lotus loh kan.
Nggak tahu. Mari kita lihat.
Si Chai itu sekarang paling muda kalau nggak salah guys.
Iya, paling muda dia. Paling muda dia.
Dia mukanya doang agak dewasa ya. Tapi dia udah paling muda cuy.
Killjoy.
Sama bongsor badannya kan. Dan dibilang kan lebih bocah lagi dari Jason.
Flash ada 2.
PRX, we've seen an Ascent before, and I'm not too surprised that they're going to lean into this. I think maybe they felt like they needed a change versus the last time. Maybe something will give.
Kenapa ya masih pakai Sky ya? Sky udah jelek banget padahal loh, sumpah.
Ya, kesayangannya Dava ya kan. Besok berapa? 5. Cahaya sama flashback tuan siapa? Nggak tahu. Nggak tahu. Flashback juga baru kan dia. Nah itu makanya kenapa kenapa si monyet dibilang punya potensi tinggi, karena masih muda banget guys. Masih muda banget, dan dia tuh kayak apa ya, kayak ketahan gitu loh kalau kata gue si monyet.
Decent success against Gen.G's Lotus the first time around was with the double duelists of Jet and Raze. You can just power your way.
Ini di GS soalnya nggak main W gaming guys, suruh main cepet temponya, bingung kali ya,
kaget. Kataku masih kaget sih.
Kan kayak udah tiap saat gitu mainnya begitu ya udah.
Iya.
Udah satu ritme guys, kan nggak usah ngomong lagi udah call ritme guys.
Nice.
Baru ada yang begituan digas semua anjir kan.
Iya makanya.
Belakang.
Nice. Untung nge-whiff tuh. Si Jing emang kemana? Military.
Health will return up to 100. As for now, PRX not really leaving the spawn.
Yeah, a little scared, especially with that deep push from Texture. And, you know, if you're a fan of Texture, I think he can be forgiven for showing a human moment across 8 days. Still consider him a bit of a demigod at that point. PRX just cutting noise, trying to just make sure that they're not exposing themselves, trying to stay huddled, getting ready for these trades. Of course, with that PRX team capsule as well on that classic. See if we can find some more success with it here for Divide.
Mereka tuh ini guys. Mereka tuh kagak ada tuh mau nunggu 20 detik gerak gitu, kagak ada guys. Sempet ras 40 detik, 50 detik.
Iya. Jing persiapan wamil.
It's not as much utility for the retake though, whereas PRX, they have everything to push out if they get an inkling of Gen.G approaching close.
2005, flashback November 2005. Berarti mudaan flashback dikit doang.
Trailblazer in the presence of at least one gnome, but they anticipate that all 3 players are going to be right around this corner. Flash comes in to try to slow things up. Munchkin
Pistol Dava keren. Iya, jangan lupa ya untuk beli skin kapsul PRX untuk aim yang bagus.
Ya elah, apa sih?
What the hell?
Gets himself the 4K with 4 HP remaining. The fuse will come through. Get him even closer to that pit, and Gen.G will take this pistol round away.
What a monster! I thought PRX had everything set up. They had the trip, they had the cam to make sure they spot so you don't have someone who's sneakily trying to go for the defuse. It was good. It was meant to keep Karen at bay, but Munchkin is just able to push through the smoke at the right time. Catches set up Forsaken at the last minute. And picks him off through the smokes, feeding off the energy of the crowd here at the S Factory in Seoul.
Oh, but look at this.
Biasalah, nggak suka pistol.
Saw him going forward yesterday with a lot of success, but now the force buy coming back in once more. Gen.G,
dimasukin.
have they accounted for this? Well, they certainly know about
Ngapain Jason anjir?
They take down the outlaw as well. That's one of the big
Ya elah, apa sih? Apa sih?
Mowing him down on the entry. Spraying away, swapped over the weapon. Continuing to just pump bullets through that toxic screen. Line Freak tagged up just a hair here. Answering back with some of that bulldog fire, but
beli tapi rugi kan jadi ini guys, jadi kedua kali ya.
This force buy. This Karan now saying, you know what? I like the outlaw. I think I will use it.
I'll find a lot of value with it for sure. That's just a warning shot.
Swing in, Line Freak gone, Texture still nearby, spotting him, but 10 HP. They don't want to surrender any weapons.
Dava juga lagi agak-agak nih mainnya.
Back off.
Uncle.
Just trying to draw him in as backup arrives.
Nice.
Okay,
Texture a little scared. He's a little trapped with only 10 HP.
See the camera reaction
Flang.
there. Wasn't anticipating that one, but I mean, Divide.
Flang.
That's just really a question of how much damage can he deal, but just the one kill is all it's going to be as Gen.G taking the first 2 rounds here on Lotus.
It's a good start, and I am curious. I mean, sure.
Dia beli tapi mereka nggak beli flash tadi. Si Rena nggak nge-flash si something
but when
di
you're going up
dia
against
kan
the
di
likes
ditembak.
of Viper, a Raze, a Killjoy, where you can
Bukan,
just
nanti
get
kayaknya
so
nggak nge-flash di
much
B deh.
chip damage done to you before you even reach the site. Surely
ada flash,
PRX will
coy.
reconsider that in the future against other teams, or maybe even if they face Gen.G once again. As this is a map that Gen.G has felt very confident on throughout this entire kickoff.
It's going to be the Sheriff buy coming in here from PRX. Paranoia sent their way. Paint Shell's just driving them out and over towards Mythia. Who's got the outlaw and finds 2 kills. Just the classic for the backup here. And not really anybody to try to bail him out. Munchkin now arriving, but they already managed to push forward and take him down. Weapon is grabbed. Munchkin finding him, looking for more. Forsaken.
Nice,
Back over to the Sheriff. Yet another kill here.
Apa dah?
Swiftly shut down by Lakia.
I know PRX has been on weaker weapons the past 2 rounds, but Gen.G's movement around the map have been very quick. The moment they get contact, they are able to shove PRX out of the other side of the map and just tighten the chokehold onto Lotus. I mean, they are not approaching these sites at all in these 2 rounds, and if that's the comms that we're going to continue to see, Gen.G should be able to go right back up to 2 points. And the Meteor calling for the Outlaw, really wants to continue using that. I mean, it's a good pickup for the Killjoy as well, right? I mean, we've seen some of the pros talk about it. The turret, the nanoswarm, everything, even the alarm bot assisting for those one-shot kills.
Enggak, timeout malah.
Gen.G's ready for this.
Something trying to rush in. Does mention catch count by surprise. Gets a kill on the texture as well. Takes the back in towards Street. Line Freak covering fire. Comes up with 2 more. And suddenly, it is just Mythia by
Nggak bisa mereka
himself.
si Gen.G tuh nggak bisa ngerasa kerusuk.
It is
Cowok
nice
nggak
to
siap
see the
selalu
dismiss
lihat.
be a work of art once
Dia
again.
mau ngerasa kerusuk berempat, mau ngerasa kalah
It's
dia.
creating such a distraction.
Right up here against the smoke. Here's the run forward. Instant headshot from Mythia, but let's go now. Pull back. Wait for the reload. Sheriff in hand. Spike now planted. Trailblazer at the ready here. By on the hunt, seeing what he can spot. So far, it's just the turret. Mythia managing to avoid getting detected here.
Kalau kalah nggak tahu dah. Kalau kalah sih nggak jelas sumpah.
The double swing could be brutal for him.
Nice.
Spots 1. Oh,
Yep.
worked down at 12 HP. Somehow snaps over, finds him. Look for the shot. Barely misses.
Bang.
4 bullets remaining in the Sheriff.
Nice.
Time dwindling. Mythia, can he do the impossible? The tap onto the spike, trying to see if he gets any aggression out of Devi whatsoever. But Devi,
Nice.
stays still, gets the kill.
Nice, aduh.
But good lord, so much
Kenapa
damage
nggak kabur,
down
Devi?
here, and he will
Oh,
pay
nggak mati ya?
Nggak mati.
limitations of that spike explosion.
Man, I was worried when he stood still for a second there, because
Nice.
Meteor's goal was clearly just take down all the weapons. We
Iya, Meteor tuh dari kemarin kalau di map Lotus tuh panas tau.
Real scared when Meteor got the first shot, but this is why you use Arena. If you're able to
Nice
get those first
banget.
kills,
Nice
create that aggro, and then
banget.
the rest of your team can follow up once again at a cross angle. And Gen.G, they'll have to keep note of that. You cannot hunt for something like the Reyna anymore.
Maunya tuh startingnya nggak pernah jarang bagus guys.
Gogil ya.
Belum nge-kill dia.
There are some very critical ultimates available for Gen.G. Lakia get his way downstairs. Smoke about to dissipate. Pulls back around the corner. His texture being posted up on a very deep angle. Just knowing that this is everybody stacked up on the A side here for PRX.
A lot of damage onto Devi through the wall there as he tried to take that orb.
Spamming. Charon now sending out that paranoia. Massive connection, but something not caught by it. Managing to find the cover and kill.
Nice.
Now neural theft infested. Meteor just hanging out
Main
backside.
retake nih kayaknya. Meteor udah punya ult. Nice.
I cleared out Monyet coming up with the one. Lakia pushing forward, but he's full blind. Classic from Monyet with that vulnerability as well. Going to allow to get the elimination and texture.
Nice.
The operator can do nothing more but sit back, maybe try to find an exit frag, but needs to hold on to this op.
You know, I was just thinking about it as Devi was trying to go for that ult orb as well. With the Reyna now, you've got 3 agents on the side of PRX who don't really rely on their ultimates too much. You're not really looking at those ultimates to turn an entire round, you know, on its head. Sure, neural theft does help a lot if you're able to get the first kill. But outside of that, and yes, the Reyna with the Empress can go for some insane clutches, a lot of aggro, but again, not things you're building set plays around. it's curious that they're using that on a map like Lotus where you can try to greed for those ult orbs on the attack. Maybe just trying to say that we want to go up slowly up to the site, just like they did on A. Ignore that C site that has been difficult to break through against Gen.G's setup.
Menurut gue sih bagus ya, mereka cari info dulu pakai utility, ketahuan di mana tekstur, jangan masukin site tekstur aja.
PRX right back on the saddle here. Looking to catch up as they've dealt a significant amount of damage here to the economy on the side of Gen.G. Operator obviously still held over from texture, but the rest of the buy, like there's going to be some sheriffs, maybe, you know, a force up on something like a Marshall. I'll just wait and see what they have, but very nicely taken. And okay, looks like a hero rifle in the hands of Meteor.
Yeah, do you want to support that operator at least one way or another?
Di flash ya harusnya susah guys.
Where you're just trying to save it.
He's all the support he can get, because right now,
susah kan?
once again, PRX looking to just send it over towards A.
Yeah, the showstopper this time, it can be even quicker going in through tree.
Nightfall at the ready, Logia, ooh. Tap here, all to the Torment.
Oh my god. Nice banget main freak, nice.
Si Monya tuh sial banget guys dari tadi.
Iya dari tadi loh. Bukan timing dulu. Nice.
Way down rope. Creep in. Spotted. Meteor actually tucking below the spray there of something.
Nice.
Is sussed out. Falling. And now it's down to Karon to see if he can deal any additional damage here.
Oh anjir.
Finds the headshot. Now in a 1v2.
Nice.
Gonna stop him before he starts heating up. PRX tie us up 3-3.
Karon once again proving though that he's not a guy that you can underestimate. I mean that
Demi
was really
kejayaan
anybody's
saya
shot there
makannya
if they kept coming out
diperlambat guys.
one by one. So keep your eye on that new recruit. We've had so many successful new recruits here at VCT Pacific as we watch them grow even just within the past week of kickoff. But obviously Karon, one of the brightest shining stars as he has already reached the finals, going for that Royal Road here.
Nah.
Now the Odin.
Jelas anjir Emi.
Kalau dibilang tekstur belum nge-kill guys, tekstur belum nge-kill guys. Kena kutuk mampus.
True PRX, one piece at a time. We've got the Reina, we've got the Odin.
Now they're very well aware of this. Want to try to back away. Take some safer positions outside of the A site. Munchkin setting down that bite. Lear going to be cleared out. Just delaying the Trailblazer for a bit. Dive in should clear that close left side.
With the Nanoswarm still here, that's been the real bane of it. The Poison Cloud into the Nanoswarm, and just one Snakebite still on hold. That's good enough. No one's biting that Shadow Step. There's still two members at the side of CM.
Cuma si something
exactly
doang.
aware of that.
Gecko OP, Reina OP,
Three players here. You still have Lakia lingering around Waterfall. Tap onto the door.
Oh nih Jason gak enak banget sih guys. Jason ini kalau masuk sih bisa dapat 2 nih.
But for now it is going to be Karon who's looking to intercept all of this aggression that's coming through.
Flash
back forward. Monyet gets himself around a back rubble. Shots exchanged. Karon getting the worst of it. Now down so very low on HP. 2 health remaining for him as Mind Freak TP's in a drop.
Mind Freak's been hit.
Prowler not scouting him though. Says he swings out. Somehow coming away with a headshot. Has managed to shut him down. Now the shift. PRX working their way over towards C. The Nano Swarms, the alarm bot still available. Karon as well. Also going to be TPing over.
He just wants to buy time. It doesn't matter if he's low on health. The Nanoswarm should be enough to help him peek out just one more time.
12 seconds remaining. Spike still being brought forward into the site. Handed off now to Mythia.
Nice.
Corner in towards Waterfall. Something finally the reply, but there's the Odin spray. Section will go down.
Tuh,
now it's all on
tapi masih mau nge-pick lagi padahal udah
Iya,
ketahuan.
This Odin is going to prove to be
senjata aja belum dikokang tadi.
High ground position. And a little bit of damage there. I mean, Forsaken knocked down to 6 HP.
6 loh.
This is still such a rough task.
Gak ada yang lihat itu.
Lihat sih guys, ini apa sih? Something tuh suka overpicknya itu kurang ini, nggak ada posisi ya betul. Kalau si saya player kan kalau saya player guys main OP, nembak satu pindah, tembak lagi satu mati, pindah lagi makanya bingung.
It's PRX finally gaining some momentum.
Gonna be taking the lead here. The first time on Lotus. Gen.G just continuously getting knocked down time and time again when it comes to this economy.
But that's sometimes where they thrive. So I don't know if you can really count them
udah
out
tahu,
just
guys.
yet.
Texture aja sampai tahu guys bagaimana
But the calls
cara
have been good for PRX. Yes, they were cutting it close. I won't say that rotation was necessarily very well calculated. But of course,
Let's
you know,
go.
the push
Hashtag
onto the
gaming.
site,
Hashtag gaming.
drawing them all the way over because of the From the
guys.
Shadows. Him getting that kill onto Lakia really sells it all the way to the end. Forces Gen.G to have to come in. Karon saves it, because if he doesn't get the kill there, surely it just ends on the A site right away. But outside of that, it's PRX just saying immediately, okay, we still don't know exactly how many more have arrived just yet. We don't have anyone in the site to help with the pinch. That's the call to rotate over. And of course, you can see Coach Alex also not entirely happy, as it has been a close map here on Gen.G's pick.
Doing a lot of talking. Solo here doing some listening, allowing
Si
for the
Mamang
secondary
wasitnya
coaches
juga
as well to get
makan tuh.
involved.
Ngincer pengen dismiss sih dia
Yeah,
itu
I
bang.
want to give a
Enggak, dia
good
mau
shout
nge-pick
to
lagi baru
HSK as
dismiss.
well. We all know Solo from his new turn days, but HSK also kind of from that era and squad alongside Solo and Termi from the old days. And now, after finishing his
Amin,
military
Reza.
service, a
Makasih,
lot of the
Reza.
Korean pros were wondering if he will enter Valorant, if he'll enter as a pro, if he'll come back as a coach. He had a very brief stint as a player, and then a disastrous first year as a coach last year on the squad of
Lucu.
TFM and
Kos bisa
VCT
kos sih bang.
Pacific.
Kalau kos bisa
And
kos pas
just
lagi
building
temot doang,
doubt
sisanya nggak
amongst the
bisa.
entire global community, and he comes in and builds this squad, taking down PRX, taking the title of Korean Kings, and now looking to take it over for Pacific.
Padahal PRX nggak ini loh, nggak timeout kan ya tadi ya?
Belum.
The takeover can start here on the round.
Timeout deh kayaknya.
Belum timeout.
Fight
No,
still
no,
not
no.
looking great. Sprayed
Belum
through.
timeout.
Texture hanging far enough back to not get clipped by anything.
Odin,
As
guys.
Meteor with that
Odin.
Marshall for shot to go wide. Swing up from Munchkin as well.
Nice one, bro.
Not finding purchase. 2 kills picked up here for Divide. Now the Trailblazer into the site. Try to scout. Karon around the corner is going to be noted over in Waterfall. Something wants to push the issue. Full flash into his face. Shorty claims the kill.
Kayak shorty anjing dibunuhnya, what the
Yang
hell.
bener aja.
Nice and easy setup is PRX. Way out in front here on the round.
Shotgun.
Yeah, turning that corner with the shorty, knowing that it's going to be shorter guns here for Gen.G. That's just
Kalau
some
kata gue
heads
sih,
up,
monyet jangan
classic
sih nyet.
something
Lu udah
maneuver.
sial nyet, ini sial
This
lagi
is a
ya
good
sama
round to
shotgun.
abuse that C
Ya,
site,
mending
knowing
nggak
that they're
usah.
gonna have weaker weapons, weaker
Nggak
utility.
usah. Tunggu dia aja
Plant
nge-push.
that seed,
Nah,
no
itu
doubt
dia,
that the C site can always be
Ya.
Ya,
struck.
Texture lagi bau nih.
That's a nice
Kan.
Hilang kan?
Baru
Dia lagi yang
dijilain.
kena, Cok.
Lagi bau banget nih.
Lakia still in a really rough spot.
Nice.
Itu udah lompat loh guys, udah lompat masih mati guys. Di teabag.
And plenty of cash.
Nah, itu.
Something is working out those legs. The squats are coming in.
No.
Yeah, a little bit of a
monyet.
rumble from the crowd.
Lihat tuh
Of
tekstur.
course, you know, the Korean
Kill
fans
satu.
no strangers to it, thanks to
Lagi bau
particular
juga
members
itu
of
dia.
PRX. Won't name any names, but
Jelek banget lagi matinya pakai.
nice to get a little bit of that rivalry going.
Nice.
You can see just how tough it's been for both of these squads. I mean, PRX usually all just
Saran
laugh
gua
and enjoy
saran
the
gua sih
game
ganti
regardless of the
nicknya.
scoreline. Right now,
Monkey,
they don't want to
monkey.
lose. You know, they also obviously
Biar orang
both
lebih
teams
ngerti gitu.
looking to get the higher seed at Madrid as well.
Higher seed, but also championship points
Yes.
on the line.
Ya ampun,
They're trying
dibalas
to
ya
go
tuh
Odin
pakai
v
Odin.
Odin. It will be Forsaken. Getting the
Udah lu rasa aja
worst
kita
end of
kecil
it.
aja katanya.
Still
Wah,
relatively
kebeli.
healthy. And Divide, of course, with the heals could just hop back up to 100. Tap on the orb, something checked close.
Gak bisa sih ke CC.
Poison
Lu
orb
masukin masanya
obfuscating
rata
as
sini.
possible as
Dua orangnya
clear
udah
now
siap
gonna be
anjing.
sent in.
Heard the
Camera.
Prowler in B as well.
I'm getting the reveal, but Meteor not
Wah, dia masih
spotted.
diras sih, gila sih.
Quick little jump peek. Checks down below.
Diras
Nightfall
dong,
crashing
beneran.
across. Trailblazer coming in from behind though. Meteor
Nice.
noted. Taken down. Mythia
Ah.
trying to get through.
Ah.
Falling, and now the pit going to be invested. Texture at the same time finding Mind Freak, but Munchkin gone. The pit instantly dropping as Divide brings it down.
Ah.
Shot from something. Whipping a pit. He re-peeks, and Karon has to swing back. Showstopper in the ready. Is he ready for him to get close? Yes, he is. Texture taking him down.
Nice,
Now
Divide.
dead as the paint shells come flying through. Divide forced back. Him versus Karon. Both players having been so
Aduh!
clutch for their
Ah,
team.
no.
Will be
Kena
able
Davai nembak.
to get the kill.
Ah, man. Ya
Had the
mereka.
HP
Dia dapat
advantage.
dia
Gets it.
keluarin 3 ulti
GEN.G
guys.
will stop this
3 ulti dia keluarin.
round win streak that we saw from PRX was
GEN.G.
5 consecutively. They
Salah
keep it
banget sih
close.
tadi si kece. Damn.
You know, I just thought
Soalnya
maybe
C tuh
PRX
space-nya
would try to
aduh,
sell this as much as
hampir
possible,
nggak
draw
ada.
out that Nightfall, and rotate back over to B. They still had time, they still had Mind Freak on B, because
Ah,
again,
susah ini.
this C site has just been a wall against their opponents for Gen.G, and they are pushing them into that C site. They're doing everything they can to force him out there.
Jump forward. Texture likely noted. Yep. Has been spotted. Has to try to
Yeah,
blast
nggak
back
ada
his way
kena
out to
tembakannya.
safety. Does manage to do so. Avoiding all this forward aggression that we're
Kena.
seeing is pushing.
Nice! Oh my god, gila.
Continues to plus point towards these
Nice!
Mainnya itu enaknya gitu coba ngebet kalau dapat kill
Udah,
satu.
makanya udah paling bener
Managing
tuh
to find it.
kesini
Neural theft, getting the spot.
Nah.
Satu balik.
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 Eliminates Meteor.
Ini baru PRX
Just like
Ini
that.
baru,
Say,
iya
okay,
loh.
you want to stop our win streak?
Baru
We're just gonna
itu.
hound you down.
It's just unfair that PRX has this hidden card
Nah,
that they can use
masalahnya kan
against operators and
nggak lagi sama
simply
Jing,
called
Bang. Jadi
something.
nggak bisa.
He just swings out, takes down the scope
Dan
every
jangan
single time.
Udah nggak belakang, Allah.
Find
Ya
one.
Allah.
Mythia needs to be the one to wide swing in to try to save them here. Ding is going to be
Nice.
found, but 20 HP in.
Dan Lotus yang sekarang tuh udah beda
They're
banget,
on off
guys.
in Narnia.
Beda banget.
I think much else is going to be
Cewek tuh
found here
sekarang
for
gampang
Gen.G.
di-retake, gak kayak dulu.
PRX is going to be keeping them at an arm's length distance.
Si monyet guys,
Oh,
aimnya
iya,
itu
nggak
masih
tahu.
belum.
I mean, he's
Ini,
not that
jadi dia
close
lawan
to his
klasik tapi
ultimate.
barusan by one.
Predator
Dia
running
low.
very
Grogi
dry. I mean,
sih,
absolutely
kataku
dry.
grogi
They're
sih.
on.
Grogi dia.
Grogi.
Nembak palanya tuh nggak yang
Just trying
terus
to
instant
snowball
headshot.
whatever he
Iya,
can.
iya.
Dia
That's
nge-spray dulu
confidence
baru
they
headshot.
have. Now
Nge-spray
reaching
dulu
that
headshot.
6 on the scoreboard. They would
Ya,
like
Ilya pakai
nothing more
Reina,
than to
gila
extend
juga.
it at least to that 7. Feel a bit more comfortable going into the second pistol.
Gila OP-nya itu digituin.
Kayak mana ya, lihat
Laser
teksturnya,
guided.
kayak lihat si tekstur aja.
Not much more to break
Nembaknya
down
kan
on that
agak
one.
lambat kan?
Iya, agak lambat. Grogi sih kata.
Untuk
Tuh lihat
ngebunuh
kayak.
klasik doang.
Something on the arena. Delivering once more.
Bangkit lah bangkit. Season ini masih panjang kok, bisa bangkit ya.
Buy
Bisa, bisa.
for Gen.G,
Bisa.
and that's
Oh,
when
mereka
PRX
kecil lagi
look
kayak.
to C-site once again. I mean, they always start to try to
Anjir,
shake
itu yang
things
di
up.
A
The
langsung
problem
maju
is there's so
semua.
much utility to try to get through before you sell the fake. But now they know it's a weak buy. You don't need to sell it. You can just commit to it.
Anjing, Loki bot.
Haven't spotted that Nailstorm quite yet. We're fishing for it. It looks like something. He says, I'll
Ya,
just,
something
I'll just heal it back
terobos
up.
aja
Just
tuh, terobos.
gonna kill, and then I'll just, go ahead and use a devour.
That sounds like a good counter to the
Big
Nanoswarm.
space on the side. Lock his spot. There's
Gila.
gonna Smith. Takes himself out to safety. Meteor finding
Ya
one.
elah.
Getting involved. Gets another. Now suddenly it's just Mind Freak and Forsaken. Mind Freak still rotating over. The cam goes in. Gets the. Tries to get the dart out. I believe he actually whipped. Comes up onto the box. Finds one elimination. It's Mind Freak now put into a 1v1. Meteor swinging out. Down so low. 7 HP from him. Kind of toying around with Mind Freak, who's now going to drop down off the box.
Oh my god, he's
So low.
very
Mind
low.
Freak has to know this.
I mean, he knows exactly where he is.
Nice.
Took one bullet. The fadeaway shot. Finally will find
Itulah.
it. The damn close.
Iko cok masalah cok.
Not as reliably able to find the Thrifties here today. PRX counteracting them nicely.
I was going to just be blown out of my mind if they got that thrifty once again. 'Cause this was again, very
Mantap.
targeted execute onto the C site. And it's just a
For second
classic
gemeteran
run
banget,
into
coy.
the Nanoswarm, like you said, just
Itu
fully
orang high set
confident
gitu
that
tuh,
they
high
can
set gitu tuh
overpower it.
susah mit. Kalau udah
Gemeteran
pindah
banget.
kiri kanan
But it wasn't as
susah.
easy as PRX thought it would be.
Certainly not, but just given the bank, I mean, they've
Ascent
been
tuh enaknya
flying.
nge-spray makanya guys si
for this
Jason
half.
kan nge-spraynya bagus.
Showstopper. I would love to see some other way to
Aduh,
break this
no pull,
setup
jangan
on
lihat no
C
pull.
site. No one's done it successfully so far in
Enak
Pacific.
itu loh,
Meteor
kayak Demon One tuh
in a
guys.
far
Enak
forward
tuh dia main
spot. Poison Orb
pelan-pelan.
does give it an opportunity to maybe rotate up on top of the side itself, back away, and get into a position where that lockdown could find value.
Kayak 7-4 guys.
Gila.
It's already both
Kayak
guiding lights
ada
gone,
terus
by the
tuh.
way, for PRX.
Just popping them off the rip. Now going to be relying on those layers.
Astaga, yang bener aja. Hey.
Tiga, what?
Astaga.
It's taken down. Could be everything
Yang
for
bener
them.
aja.
You just
Ayo
gotta hope
kosong
that the
sih, bro.
Empress comes in big for something.
Ya ini last round sih, Empress nggak sih?
Lockdown still held. The creep up.
Ah,
Clear out. Something swings.
kosong banget cok,
Not gonna come to play.
nggak bareng-bareng
Mythia
cuy.
now.
Ngapain
Everything
monyet
to
ke
do
sana?
and tries to get himself up onto the site. Munchkin nails the headshot. Last round of the half going the way of
Astaga. Oh,
Gen.G.
ultinya udah
7-5.
dikeluarin.
Scoreline
Kayak halftime
separating
sih.
the teams.
And
Iya,
this is where
jelek
the trouble's
banget
going to be in
loh.
for PRX. Because sure, when you're on the attack, you can throw all those blinds alongside the guiding light, the mirrors,
Minum dulu guys,
the paint
minum.
shells,
Minum,
everything to
minum,
distract him.
minum.
But on defense, yeah, you can do it. But if they don't meet you where you throw that utility initially, that retake is looking nigh impossible. And it's a great idea against the
kenapa,
enemy Viper.
Cah?
Try to break through that toxic
Nah,
screen.
tuh minum
deal with
tuh
the
guys.
decay, just kind
Kasih
of keep
meteor
that
tuh minum.
disadvantage and go through it. But again, Gen.G, after a couple of rounds, surely, if that's the style that PRX brings, they read into it and they hold back. And PRX just won't have much to work with on the retakes.
Ini defendingnya agak susah sih guys.
20 more seconds to gather their thoughts as we get ready to swap sides and see how Gen.G is going to be
Harus
faring.
meta, guys.
Defendingnya bakal kayak taking, kayak bakal satu Jason jaga sendiri.
Making this look a bit more like an international Lotus rather than
Tuh
a
kan,
Pacific
second
one.
tuh.
Pasti deh.
True.
Iya ada Jing.
Keeping it on the side that it should be. Pacific's always had these weird tendencies across a lot of the maps, quite frankly.
Saya nih kurang boostingan bang.
We'll see though if they can maintain the dominance here on that defending side.
Mid makan lagi, udah
Now
habis.
they're going to be piloting this Reyna.
Udah habis.
A big part of it you have to imagine is you push them out on one side, funnel him into Forsaken setups as he's always been so good with the Cypher, especially once he gets the Odin. So Gen.G, if they can shut that down early, they should have a lot more breathing room.
There.
So far, I mean, the biggest achievement really here for PRX has been just denying Texture from finding value.
Caution here.
Karen as well, both of them down there at the bottom of the scoreboard for the side of
Duo
Gen.G.
GE lagi
We'll see if that
dipucuk, Bang.
changes
Oh,
now
iya.
that they go to the attack. But with Texture not finding nearly as much value, PRX got to be feeling pretty cozy.
Turrets destroyed.
Okay, turret noting one. Meteor trying to break line of sight, makes it around the corner just in time. Now re-swings.
Klasik loh.
Caught sight of multiple as
Mereka
well.
klasik semua, Cok, untuk mendukung klasik ini anjir.
Let's go guys.
Close here. Sheriff shot's not connecting yet. As there's the jump forward, but Munchkin with the covering fire.
Ya elah, nembak apa ada monyet.
Paranoia,
Sampai
Munchkin
juga kena.
coming up huge.
Ya udah mati
Texture in the
rata.
meantime, taking out Forsaken to take on the Divide. Full rotate around from the back. Might not be finding value here for PRX. Nade goes forward. Texture
Ya ampun.
finds the enemy sky. It's going to be a flawless pistol round for
Haya.
Gen.G.
Lo orang gimana lo?
Kagak ada follow up, coba yang lompat-lompat aja, guys.
Over PRX's. But it's a good call from Gen.G.
Jelek
They realize
banget
that
lagi.
PRX is just not stopping at anything, and they just say hold, stop, turn around, just one person watch out for the peek out from whoever is
Tuh,
anchoring
nggak
on
ada
A.
util telat.
We will meet them right here on Rubble. A very different look with the
Satselnya
Rubble fight.
masuknya
but a Rubble fight
ini.
nonetheless.
Cepetan.
And good shots from Munchkin. He's
Haya.
feeling that confidence once again. Back on
Gimana
top of
nih
the
lo?
scoreboard as the IGL for Gen.G.
Ya di A lagi, Cok.
No force buy this time around. PRX just going to see if they can try to get a thrifty done naturally. Just that Sheriff here in the hands of Divide.
Main retake ya mereka ya.
Once again, everybody overall on that C site.
You can just tell exactly the positions they're holding on the minimap as well, just stacked on top of each other at close range. Yeah, at least get that ult orb. I like the timing of it. But that's all they'll get, quite frankly. Haven't been as successful as Gen.G on these thrifties, so not going to hold my breath too much on this one.
You say that, I'm thinking about yesterday. On Ascent.
Lewatin
Crazy
sono.
one,
Ya.
really just classics. Forsaken will be able to find one kill, but Lock gives the Guardian good use. Finding now 3, looking for the 4th. Find free, will take him down. Any more than that would have been a big cause for concern for Gen.G, but they'll hold on to the most expensive weapons. Trade it to some Sheriffs as well. Tie things up at 7-7.
Yeah, considering the circumstances, you know, PRX, you did what you could. Got a couple extra ult points. That's all you were going to get, especially coming out of that choke point over by Baby Door. But now the real question is that Odin is going to take a little bit. Wow.
Okay, Lockya.
You know, there's something about Lockya. He just hides his power until Texture needs a break. And then he just rises to the top. Has some impressive multi-kills on a lot of these maps. Some good acrobatics as well.
Nade going forward. String C's coming out. It's Mind Freak. They're swinging out the door.
Apakah 3-2 real, guys?
Able to find an opening kill. Texture going to be taken down. Lockya as well. Found Parent on that
Never
swing.
mind.
Able to get a connection. Which people are on something. He'll back away.
Never mind.
Why?
They die.
Doesn't have the healing. With no charges either.
Dafai, tunggu Dafai, ada heal nggak Dafai? Nggak ada heal Dafai ya? Oh ada heal, nggak beli dia.
Quite the situation PRX would like.
Jangan something sih nge-pick
Trying to
20
absolutely
darah
turn
aja nge-pick
things
lagi.
around. They don't really
Masih
feel like
ya
they have a
nge-pick.
numbers advantage, so they'll stick 2 people together still. Forsaken
So
just
close.
watching B and C.
So close to tracking him through that smoke.
Last player standing.
I will be able to find him. Now it's all on Meteor.
Placing alarm
1v3. Alarm bot going to be set up.
Dengar nggak sih tuh kalau naruh barang? Kedengeran nggak? Dengeran.
Kedengeran harusnya.
He wants a
Ya,
challenge for a
matiin
kill
sampai.
first.
Exactly. He wants to dwindle the numbers down.
Matinya
And he knows
sama
he should
bot
know
tuh.
something is low.
Well, push out.
Wah!
If I swing again,
Really?
Lear now
Mati
going to
nih.
be cleared out. Something. Again, just chipped away at. Now looking
Ah.
for the double push.
Nggak mati loh.
Nggak, oh nice.
Somehow.
Gila.
dodging out those
Meteor
bullets.
nyawanya
Keeps
kayak
himself
kucing ya,
alive.
udah 7.
Helps the saves around here for PRX.
Astaga.
Something swings, his swings have been just so good, whether it's against
Nice.
Cisco's, whether it's against the rivals. 20 HP, and to be able to get that last kill. They're even running forward as the person who's supposed to be. Had a great dismiss amidst that chaos and rubble to keep the aggro going. And again, that's why you pick the Reyna. Now, we've seen it tried time and time again, of course. As always, it gets shut down once you can't get that first kill.
Tapi nggak beli armor,
But it's
what?
like PRX. It'll work.
Siapa?
Look at the vibe,
Oh,
though. Glass
dia
cannon.
nggak beli armor.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no armor. Just the cash right now. The situation not looking good for them. They want to be able to have those full rifle in his hand, I suppose, instead of going for something like a bulldog. This texture wanting to grab that.
Kamu menit berapa?
Camera is enough to dissuade.
Menit berapa?
For that no
Aku
armor,
di
just trying to
Twitch.
get some extra damage, and I think they're
Twitch ya,
really
berapa?
trying
Ini
to
apa?
feed something
Satu
these
berapa?
kills, make sure that they
Roundnya.
can go for the trades. But that means they're banking a lot on this
Nah,
round
waktu
to try to win
sisanya
out the
berapa?
map.
Kayak kamu delay deh, coba.
1-1-2, 1-1-11, 1-1-10.
Ah ya, kamu delay 3 detik dari aku.
Just outside of B,
Oh iya.
alongside this trap
Refresh
wire.
bareng, refresh bareng deh.
Clears it
Satu,
now, so
dua,
not yet
tiga.
being
Bentar, bentar,
aware.
bentar, bentar. Bentar.
Nggak refresh aman kok. Kalau di refresh dia langsung balik lagi.
Finding the headshot.
56 aku 55.
Oke.
54.
Ya, aku refresh bentar. Bentar, guys.
Terus kalau udah delay soalnya dia nggak bisa auto refresh.
Rock tries to get that transfer. Nearly had it. Karen
Ini
answer it back. Them in the lead.
Udah nge-plan
Paranoia
ya?
now going to be sent out, connecting on Mythia as he pulls away. Something starts swinging in behind, open baby door, which now is going to be broken.
apa ya, guys?
Clear. The
Tiga
Lear
dua
down.
sih kata aku mah.
Aduh.
Ah!
Where the spike is at, but it doesn't even matter. Karen finds one, texture gets the other two. And GEN.G tie it up at 8-8.
GEN.G, I don't know if they calmed it ahead, if it's just built in to their protocols, whatever it might be. They did not all turn to shoot down the Lear. They knew exactly what each other's jobs were, and this is where this team starts to get scary. All of them have the ability to shoot back, pick up those kills on those trades. So as long as you're not all distracted by the same thing, you are usually going to win out on these fights. Very good post-plant setup from GEN.G, and that'll draw the timeout, especially with that buy. PRX doubling down on that 16th round. Now they'll have to take
Ayo
a bit of a
bang,
breather.
bisa bang.
For the life of me, I mean, Munchkin just right in the line, standing right outside that door, trusting in Karen to be able to get the kill.
Yeah.
Ends up
Saya sih
working out.
marah-marah.
8-8.
Terus tinggal pause play aja ya udah.
Timeout called here from PRX. One apiece burned so far in the map. See more can be utilized. Alex wanting to just make sure that they're not letting this slip away from them.
Belum, guys. Belum
GEN.G
banting meja. Meja masih aman.
trying to get the win here. Take this all the way up to that match point.
Wonder if GEN.G is going to suspect a
Meja
different
masih
default
aman.
setup here and maybe try to go for something like a B push, because I would have imagined that one of the things PRX can try, of course, I guess this one's going to be an eco, but outside of it, will be to try to really push out from one side, hold their defender spawn entry points with two people, and
monyet
then go for the
grogi
retake with
banget
something
ya
like
di
the
Lotus.
spy cam. We'll see if it comes to
Dia
fruition in the next buy round.
selalu nggak
This
bisa
one,
nge-frag anjir.
just a singular outlaw.
Pokoknya kalau udah tinggal sendiri udah nggak bisa.
Of course, outlaw on the other side to really abuse the econ situation as well.
Tuck behind the box. Haunt not going to get the reveal there on a Forsaken. And shots go flying. Extra low. Swaps over the Classic. Easily confirmed the kill. Munchkin, however, finding one. Terran situated forward.
Oh my god.
Trying to hold the line.
Oh my god,
It's another point. Can
really?
you miss it around?
Real.
As GEN.G very swiftly dealing with what limited firepower PRX had.
You know, Munchkin's been hitting amazing shots throughout this tournament, but if you look carefully, a lot of it is, again, that experience shining through, just knowing how these trades are set up, how the crossfires are set up, going for those pre-fires. That's how he's so snappy. A lot of times he's correct. That's how he gets these 17 kills so far in the 17 rounds, leading by example. Now the operator in hand for something, and the Odin. I mean, they desperately needed this. We'll see if it works.
Makan nih gua ambil bash.
Forward, trying to get a
Monyet
catch.
tuh kalau misalnya nggak ke cover mati dia anjir.
Ultimately, there's no one there to find everybody from GEN.G. And out on this left side of the map. Prowler goes and checks forward. Nothing going to
Nggak
be
dicek
spotted.
kayaknya, aduh.
She's going to be leading in. Cam's still set up here from Forsaken.
Oh, they
now
find
going to be
it.
spotted. Clear out on the dart, and wisely does back down. It's not a default plan. It's just off to the side, and now the pin is going to be invested as well from Gen.G.
Ya besok sesi gym tambah nih gue.
Seekers are on the way. Something gets a nice opening kill through the door, though.
You're gone, Aaron. Trying to hold things close, and something goes bouncing
Kiri kanan
forward
lah
with
bang,
that
kenapa
Smith.
sih?
Now Device swinging back out.
Alergi cek kiri kanan.
In, Texture fighting one, but Mythia with a nice headshot equalizes. Gives this advantage over to PRX. Munchkin taken out, hit now by Rob Lock. Yes,
Bener gue harus makan. Oke, baik.
will be eliminated in
Kan udah bener lu makan aja dah.
Makan dah. Ku makan nih Beo Best nih.
Tie us up once more at 99, just trying to stay inseparable.
Saatnya 10.000 kalori. Gila banget.
BO5 ya.
Bulking gue gila banget.
The chaos that they bring, just the way they use the Odin, and you see this with a lot of teams that use the Odin often.
Kebanyakan BO5, kalau BO2 aja cukup yang penting tahu brut.
Beda BO-nya anjir. Distraction in the audio, really muffling everything up, just trying to make sure they
Lain
don't know
BO
where to
bang.
look, that they can't find the other
Kan
tracers,
bimbingan ortu.
and you just don't know where else you can move. You keep them pinned in, frozen like deer in the headlights. That's the retake for PRX.
Reset of the blast, back to jump forward. Mythia and Texture both racing over to Odin. Be able to find one apiece, but now Texture doubling up. Hey! Himself another elimination, but
Kocak.
Texture. As Rhea just finds the elimination. I cannot believe my eyes.
Kocak
sih. Everything to do, but Texture is so hungry for it. Won't be able to get himself an ace. Munchkin, he will take that kill away.
Nge-troll mulu,
Good
buang-buang
God,
ron
it feels like
anjir.
Texture just bailed Gen.G out of
Rico-nya nggak pernah ada yang mau
They had
tembak.
no
Si
right to
monyet
win.
maju-maju percuma begitu, Shop. Ini nggak usah maju dah kalau
That's
gitu.
the composition coming to play once again against PRX. I mean, if you're gonna have the Reyna, ideally you want something like the Lear that can really help you push up against that toxic
Astaga,
screen.
Texture udah mulai bangun. Anu.
Oh no, not again. That's deja vu. Just give this man his ace, man.
Anyam kenyang, anyam kenyang.
Again, I mean, Texture, he just is a content mill. Just give reactions.
Oh,
and Solo with a very rare smile.
He's very happy. It's got to be something that he's hearing in the comments, right? Reactions like that, knowing that your players are kind of feeling good, able to joke with each other despite it being a very tight game, and knowing that your players had the right read in that last round to bounce back.
Bener udah gua.
I mean, Solo looked so nervous.
Kamu siap beliin aku McD nggak, Cio?
With the pedigree that you have as a player, people
udah lemes banget.
for Asian FPS.
Kamu nggak percaya gitu sih menang.
I mean, quite frankly, taking your stock
Ya lihat aja tadi gimana nyebelin. Kesel.
Now saying I'll
Gimana
take one more
ini?
shot, be the figurehead here, be the brand leader for
Ya, mari
Gen.G
kita lihat
alongside
ya.
HSK. Really guide these players who are just looking for one more chance to prove themselves.
Calm the hell
to be
down,
seeing
bro.
the light at the end of the tunnel. And now another absolutely broken by a judge for something buying down to 850. Sure, it's the Reyna. You can always kind of try to rely on that half armor, but the Outlaw is in the hands of Meteor. Don't know if something's going to account for that.
Showstopper at the ready from Mythia. They feel that they can get this into a winnable position. We very well could see that pulled out. Try to turn the tide. Now Gen.G
Mereka nih nggak pernah ke B ya?
things very cautiously. Spamming boxes, checking corners.
Miti.
And it's just going to be a stack. No early rubble fight. PRX just saying, this is the best shot we got. Again, you gotta take your chances when you're on these broken buys, these ecos.
Tap on the door. Something on the opposite side of the box. Not going to be spotted. As Meteor, he's pushing into this one, but he's got the Outlaw. Something says hello.
Dasar kamu main jorok something.
Aduh.
He's gonna look for it. Gets the shot there into Munchkin, putting him down. Munchkin again with a nice headshot. At least trade this one back with the door getting opened once again. PRX reading a rotation. How far forward do they want to try to push here? Looks like Forsaken wanting to maybe get posted up top of A over at Rope to try to put this Outlaw to use.
Yeah, they don't spawn anyone B main either, so he's gonna have a shot. But he's so shaky with it.
Just on the opposite sides of Munchkin's legs. Cannot find the connection there. Munchkin somehow still in this fight. Paranoia in cross back sight. Mind Freak getting clipped by that for now. HL sent his way. Showstopper up close and personal. Mythia putting it at the feet of Block. Taking them down, but time is ticking. Mind Freak swinging around, but now caught off guard. Section comes in from the side. Spike gets planted. The jump shot there from Devi. Good for one. Heron quickly shuts it down. 11-9.
Oke.
Rounds away from moving
Mereka
up
yang main, gue yang
2-1 in this
stres.
series.
It's a Hail Mary from PRX, but one that was worthy just
Gimana guys?
because of the
3-2
timer.
ya? 3-2.
The Mindfreak had gotten just one kill up into that tree a bit earlier and really shut that down. But Texture's just so fast with the reaction, peeking back out right at the 5-second mark.
Nyebelin.
Share just to make sure they can close out this map. And
Pada
they're ready for it.
nge-whiff
Showstopper
anjir,
online for
kayak
Texture.
pada nyerah gitu loh. Nyebelin lah.
Smoke down, aggressive push out of B.
Sampingnya juga.
Clear the turret for now.
Iya.
You're back away, avoiding that aggression as Munchkin, the lone operative
Udah timeout tuh. Siapa? Udah timeout mereka.
quite a bit of space over at A.
Udah abis kan
Wants to see
timeoutnya
what
ya?
the rest of the team
3
can
kali kalau
report
nggak salah.
as far as the setup here on B. The smoke as well, going to be coming out of Mindfreak. Both of those now on cooldown.
Kalau menang 10-11, comeback-nya masih ada
Just have the double tripwires right up close to the entrance.
Kalau round ini menang udah enak sih.
It's a bit of a gamble, especially with the raise.
kalah.
It's a showstopper.
Iya udah pada tilted gitu loh rasanya.
Itu apa anjir?
No movement here from
Itu
the PRX
apa,
camp,
anjir?
not necessarily believing that this is going to be a stack.
Careful here.
Oh man, it was a double for the jump. I thought it was one above, one below.
Itu kalau main karet itu merdeka, Bang Cio. Harus bisa itu dilompatin, bisa nggak?
You know the ult's online.
Munchkin dead. Something finding him as he tries to cut across the rest of the
Waduh,
team. And there it
pinter.
is. The trapwire coming through. Has the reveal, but the Haunt also finding Forsaken as he tries to backpedal. Get himself out to safety. Rocket, he goes too deep.
Nice.
Nggak ada yang mati tapi, Cok.
Iya sih.
Meteor dueling with something.
Space here on the
Nyam
side.
nyam
Rocket
nyam.
able to shut
Ayam
down.
kenyang. Ayam
Forsaken
kenyang.
bring back up
Ayah,
the
yang
ball,
bener
but
aja.
Alah,
udahlah. Udah.
Finds the kill
Oke.
now. All on something.
Udahlah.
Heal rolling. They interrupt the plant again, passing it now over to Karon.
Lelah.
Lakia looking to hold the corner, swings back
Lelah.
around, puts him low, puts him down to 21. Spike planted. No leers, no
Orpe udah
dismisses, no
habis.
nothing. As the Haunt goes out, something now revealing himself.
Ayah.
Another smoke invested. He's looking for the cross. He's trying to get the headshot, but he
Udah.
cannot. Karon stands tall. 12-9. Gen.G now at map point.
Lakia with the mind games, running across the screen
Iya,
one
itu trap
last
buat
time
monyet.
before P to make sure that something doesn't have the opportunity to disrupt the plant. And yeah, it's back-to-back rounds where it
Pusing
got
aku
dicey with
lihat.
the
No,
timer.
it's too painful,
But
too
Gen.G keep
much.
their calm. I mean,
Ini lebih parah sih daripada.
it's unfortunate that Forsaken not able
Iya.
to get that initial kill.
Blow something up.
Udah kelarin lah biar
Bold
reset
call
lah.
to shift that spike over as well.
Nyebelin.
So few seconds left.
Nah, kan.
Want to make sure that they can try to get it planted down, but now PRX
Oh,
looking to
udah
play
beres
fire with
tadi.
fire. Something finding one. Mindfreak getting texture. It's
What
just
the fuck?
a quintessential
What
PRX
the
round.
fuck, Mindfreak?
One.
Okay.
We now find ourselves in a 1v2.
Okay.
Yeah, you still have all your setups for Cypher on the other site, so just stay
Mereka
doubled up.
keberes.
That's the game plan for PRX. Surely they'll just hold that rubble. Not sure if they'd be curious enough to push all the way through this toxic
My
screen.
God.
Munchkin wanting to go to B. Trapwire is there.
Udah ada tahu.
Destroys it. Just going to be a plant here into the open. Does he get the read that this is going to be approached from main? No bites to speak of. Just way in the top B. Flush against the wall.
He's going to want to pop that poison cloud. Yeah, try to act like he might be hiding in the smoke as well. Just some extra distractions. We'll see if it works.
Smoke comes down. Here's one. Poison now coming down, and they're just holding for this one. The spray. He gets him off the defuse for a moment.
Nice.
Mindfreak swings back out of the smoke.
Nice,
He's able to
Mindfreak.
collect
Nice
the kill. PRX hanging on by a thread. As they decide who wants to
bengong
defuse it.
mulu.
Yeah.
But if there's any weapons, they need to try to recover. PRX, they keep themselves in this game.
Bisa,
2
yuk.
rounds.
Pakai teori
Try to
diem
take us
nggak
into
bisa, nggak
overtime.
bisa.
You
Gue
just
diem,
know
gue
it's a good
makan.
match so far when you have
Bisa.
back-to-back of these rounds where the double left just have really good teamwork.
Gue
You
dukung
see
pakai doa aja.
Forsaken
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
sticking it and then goes for the spray first, gives the chance for Mindfreak to pop out as Munchkin is distracted trying to
Nggak
fire
tahu
back
bang,
against the
mereka yang
Tracers.
main gue yang
Small
stres bang
things like
sumpah.
that really make the difference between a clutch and just a standard 2v1 victory. Now they owed it for Lakia,
Oh,
really
iya.
trying to
Kita harus
bully their way,
Boleh ada
punish
lagi
PRX for
tadi.
pushing out aggressively.
Seekers at the ready here from the buy as well. once again. I mean, they're looking to take the fight again over at A, but Gen.G saying, we didn't like how that went for us. No, we're not gonna try to challenge into it again.
Mainnya begini kan.
But that's all of
Dua orang
cleared.
keculik
A
nih.
main cleared. I mean, you could just leave one person holding here and you have the entire map figured out.
Oh, enggak, never mind.
At least for now, especially considering the trap wire is still set up. Double push in towards B now.
Guys, doa guys.
Udah nggak ada flash something ya. Flash nggak ada something.
This is just gonna be pile into the site.
This is good from Gen.G though. Before the 1 minute mark, they're going to reclaim some control. They heard the footsteps. It sounds like Munch can't make that call immediately.
Sky kan udah nggak bisa reach.
Roller to check. Double push out, turn for the flash. Meteor. I'm still safe for now. Now Mythia gonna be taken down. Tuck into the corner. Meteor trying to survive.
Nice. Dapat.
Ends up falling. That's that potential.
Tuh tadi kalau nggak dapat keterlaluan sih. Aku udah marah sih.
Still do have that hit that Munchkin can invest.
Yeah, Divide gonna be looking to use those Seekers, but you're gonna have to give up the site for now, so it has to be used to try to attack through the pit.
Everest, 25% remaining.
Oh, they
as the spam starts coming through, trying to prevent the ground.
Nice!
Finding the kill. The one tap through the smoke finds
Nice!
And now nice!
Astaga!
Oh my god! I thought only person was close enough to follow up against the Seeker through the pit. But as soon as they go through the site, as soon as they figure out everyone's next to the door, they take the gamble, open and hold the doubles right around the revolving door, and something just with the one taps, the dismiss end to the site to get them vision.
I mean, good God! What? And then just
Wow,
there's nothing more to be done. Timeout now called.
Gila.
See, it is going to be from the Gen.G camp. This one was very much up in the air as far as who could be. Oh, never mind. PRX called the second one. I didn't write it down. My bad.
I mean,
I thought they still had one.
You know, PRX, yeah, I think they used it a little bit early on in the second half, but I mean, it's been tough from both sides.
Iya, Cod. Tadi suara Twitch-nya gua kecilin, maaf guys.
The real crazy part here
Suara apa?
that had to have been off of the
Suara
Seekers.
Twitch-nya gua kecilin, makanya suara kecil. Sorry guys.
Gimana?
Whatever it was, a one tap is just filthy from something, and it's what's gonna maybe give them this chance for the overtime.
Hi.
Now, lockdown still available on the side of Gen.G. They didn't have that ready to go as Meteor was taken out on the flank, and that's something that PRX will look to do again, cutting off the lurk nice and early. So I wonder if Gen.G, do they just go for a rush this time around? You have the Nightfall as well,
Ngeliat kayak
just
gini
push
tuh
through
rasanya
and then put up
kebelet
the
berak
lockdown
gitu
on
loh.
the post
Gimana
plant.
sih? Gugup gitu.
It's an option.
Mohon maaf, itu 3 ulti ya?
Looks like it will
Masih
be
full buy
it.
tapi sih.
Immense amount
Tapi
of
3
options
ulti
here
mereka
for
guys anjir.
Gen.G.
Iya, makanya.
Agak ini ya, agak kalah ini ya, kalah util ya.
Jump these many key ultimates into a round and end up going into overtime. Could be a little bit tilty.
KJ alt. Fate juga ada
One top
alt.
for now, up over the top and check
Sebenarnya
towards
harusnya-
Mount. Nothing going to be spotted. Forsaken again, just
Loh,
like the side
kebem
solo
mereka.
with that Odin in hand. We're checking the B box. Lockdown now going to be
Huh?
invested. Looking to shove them back, but I mean, you see something. Mind Freak, they're actually inching their way forward. Paranoia going to be taken on Munchkin. Not going to be caught by it. Ends up finding the kill. Lockdown now, getting ready to roll through. 1 more second remaining. They managed to back out. No one's going to be detained here. How smoothly can they try to retake? Boombot not getting cleared. It's drifting, in fact, over towards Texture. Finally manages to clear it out, just trying to hold the door.
Sabarnya,
First one yet.
jangan buru-burunya. Banyak itu, nggak bisa loh, nggak bisa sumpah.
Nggak bisa, nggak bisa, nggak bisa.
Comrade push through that position.
Mending gak usah lewat situ.
The flash goes in.
Nice flash.
It turns from it. No, Mythia still able to get taken down. Lokia
Duh,
trying to survive.
banyak fokusnya itu.
But Carrot swings in from main.
Ya.
Inside itself, I should say, to find the kill. Finds himself another one. Mind Freak into Divide. The last one standing. You know where this guy is at. Now it's all on the Sultan trying to get it done. Second kill, but cannot get the third. 13-11. Gen.G will narrowly close out their match.
3-2,
They now
3-2,
move up to match
3-2.
point.
It's a good call after that timeout. In fact, just one step further, not going for the rush off the bat, but trying to figure out who's stationed over by Mount, who's there.
belum
They hear
tentu,
the
Mit.
Odin, and they immediately say this is our
3-2.
chance to go. What a punish from Munchkin.
Kalau 3-1 gimana?
Just the hard read that you know.
Gen.G
PRX team that will try to push out from
Goblok.
lose the site because again their competition and
PRX
their
menang.
just didn't
PRX
cater for a
menang.
retake onto that B site. It's a hard read from Munchkin the IGL. This time he's just one step ahead.
Ini map selanjutnya kalau kalah gue udah nggak tahu lagi. Karena map mereka kan baik.
Ini kalau mainnya begini terus susah guys anjir. Kalah M-nya cowok.
What a game! What a series! Gen.G comes back on Lotus, proving themselves in this rematch on this particular map against PRX.
Yeah, I mean, I really like what I'm seeing from them on their attacker side. Their defender side looked a little bit strange, and a lot of that is just like losing holding angles. Like Texture so many times the operator was just sitting there, and then something would just swing a corner and just take him out. And I mean the player, not just like randomness. Like, it's like literally just walking corners and just smacking Texture out of the way. So that their attacker side looked good, but it's always the concern with PRX. Like their defender side is always a little bit shakier than their attacker side. And Gen.G is slightly better so far this year on their attacker side on Lotus than on their defender side. So it was just enough to get them over the line.
Definitely. I think the Reyna probably threw them in for a little bit of a loop. They probably prepped to redo Lotus, and the Reyna kind of threw them for a loop. So their aggressive pushes, though, were constantly punished.
Iklan lagi, gak jelas.
Iklan. Copyright nih.
Kesel sih gue hitungannya. Mereka nggak bisa on point guys. Kenapa ya?
Apa ya? Timingnya tuh selalu miss gitu. Chemistry-nya belum dapet loh dari tadi.
Ya, tapi mereka nggak bisa on point aja nembaknya. Beda sama si Gen.G loh. On point banget itu empat-empatnya.
Udah tilted gak sih masuknya? Nggak tahu ya.
These Gen.G players are Charon.
It really felt like both teams had a good read on each other's operator positions. Like neither side was having any success with the operator. So credit where credit's due. Both teams able to, in a short amount of time, kind of identify some weaknesses in their opponents, and that's why it's really so back and forth, and why neither defender side was really able to get the ball rolling. And it's quite surprising that only 6 and 9 in the post plants is Gen.G, which means they're winning those scrappy duels in the PRX like scrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just like trying to duke it out sometimes, and a lot. Gen.G is coming out ahead. The post plant's something to be desired here in terms of fixing that for Gen.G, but like the fact that they're able to go toe to toe with PRX like this in these just intense, chaotic battles, you know, the blink and you miss it rounds, is super impressive.
I think that is going to be very indicative, actually, for the rest of the year. You know, even with kickoffs over, we still have our two splits. And Gen.G, the way they are dueling against PRX right now, the firepower is.
Yo, Cahya, yuk, yang benar yuk.
It actually does.
Kamu jangan inilah.
Pretty much equivalent, if not slightly higher, actually.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're winning today. They're winning these duels.
Really, that's the wildest thing. I remember like round 20 off
masih
of
guys, gue
Alex's
tuh lagi
timeout.
kenapa?
Still
Takut
somehow
berak tau gak
the
sih?
retake ideas coming through.
Kenapa?
Some of the swings that PRX wanted to throw at Gen.G.
Iya,
Players
makanya.
like Munchkin, the MVP for this series, was
Oh,
able to
monyet,
hold his own
Cahya.
against
Yuk, bisa,
PRX.
yuk.
Like they would swing out really wide, really confidently, trying to get the duel up against them.
Saya ada
But
kebelet
the
berak ya guys ya.
reaction time
Tapi di
coming
toilet
from
tuh ada
Gen.G
tukang, jadi nggak bisa.
They were
Gitu.
able to
Toilet
take
cuma
them
satu di
down.
sini.
And it just feels as though, you know,
Oh,
PRX
seriusan,
needs something
Kemudian suara Gembang
this
tuh kan.
time, and that's crazy.
Emang serba salah.
It is.
Enggak.
Laki-laki tuh serba salah guys.
Myself here, but I'm already thinking of Bind, and
Kita
Bind
ganti
was
reso ya
fourth
guys,
round
coba.
champions too, and we're like, oh. Then you look at Gen.G, and it's very much actually in this order. It was Lotus and Bind, and yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go. You might be right with your predictions today.
Yay! I did it.
Monyet tuh bannya banyak sih yang aku lihat. Kasian lah. Thank you Gustia. Thank you udah subscribe.
So I've already won. This season is over.
Guys, nggak ke Rusia bah, nggak ke Rusia.
I'm already like popping the
Di
champagne.
sebelah panas
Guys,
banget
tapi
live-nya. Sebelah mana?
aku boleh minta tolong nggak untuk tidak membawa player yang tidak main sekarang. Kita dukung yang lagi main sekarang karena yang udah terjadi ya udahlah. Terjadilah gitu ya. Kita nggak bisa narik mereka yang nggak bisa main gitu loh. Dan jangan dibanding-bandingin guys, karena pressure gede loh untuk si Monyet. Aku sih respect banget buat dia masih bisa stabil at least. Ya. Jadi jangan ya guys ya. Ini kan juga apa ya, debut kan di VCT Pacific kan memang ini ya debutnya si Monyet juga. Terus juga ini tuh player Indo guys, kita harus bangga loh. Capek loh aku bacanya juga, kasihan tau. Jangan lah guys. People come and go betul. Jangan disamain dong gameplaynya. Atau juga dia nih masih adaptasi dari GE ke sini.
Ada ribu aku emang toxic, agak toxic Lex.
Guys ya. Jangan ya.
Namanya begitu bro.
Kasihan tau. Karena si Monyet nih emang butuh adaptasi aja kalau kata aku mah. Kalau kita bandingin sama yang si Jing, dia tuh udah bertahun-tahun sama PRX gitu loh. Udah lama dia sama PRX, jadi udah tahu chemistry-nya. Sedangkan Monyet kan baru, jadi ya wajar nggak sih guys? Wajar nggak sih? Gitu sih ya, please lah. At least educate yourself to not bringing other people yang emang nggak ada di sini. Gitu sih. Iya, nggak usah disama-samain gitu. Kata aku sih semua PRX tuh keren, semua playernya tuh keren. Tapi lawannya aja gitu loh. Ini kan lawan GEN.G ya. Kemarin aja lawan GEN.G tuh udah agak berat gitu loh.
Jing kenapa nggak main bang? Lagi wamil wajib militer.
Banyak kok pro player yang memang butuh adaptasi, apalagi dia roster dari ini ya. Apalagi dia roster ya. Jadi dia ngegantiin other player yang memang nggak bisa main gitu pada saat itu. Iya lumayan. Info next map ini bind ya habis ini.
Tapi konsistensi kalau emang dibandingkan Jing tetap Jing ya guys. Lebih jauh konsisten daripada si Monyet ya.
Benar.
PRX is now, they're so used to just kind of like aim dueling and really getting these.
Kalau kata aku mah Monyet tuh beneran grogi sih bang, jujur aja. Dia tuh kayak apa ya, dari tadi tuh aku lihat dia kayak ke hold gitu loh bang, belum gimana ya, belum dikeluarin semuanya gitu.
Nggak bang, nggak bisa aja, bisa kayak ke ini apa grogi satu sama
grogi.
Bebannya berat emang dia kalau Lotus harus nge-kill banyak gitu nggak bisa dia nge-kill.
Deep into the series and I really think we're gonna see.
Beda kalau Jing main kan lompat tembak dapat 2 aja. Terus lompatnya pas sama Flash.
Dan bedanya, nah itu chemistry-nya tuh udah dapet kalau Jing sama anak-anak lain. Sedangkan ya Monyet kan baru ya. Dan bisa jadi dia juga belum pede gitu. Si Monyet tuh.
Terus Ascent juga ngasih serem dulu. Menurut gua Ascent dibilang ngasih serem dulu iya, tapi tetap serem sih. Tetap nge-kill kan, tetap nge-frag.
Cuma dia stresnya, dia gampang stres something tuh. Kalau misalnya udah nggak kena, langsung ngaco gitu mainnya.
Circled around Jing's particular playstyle, so they just need to figure it out again. But that said, they are not a pushover.
No, absolutely not. Like, if you think PRX is out of this, you are wrong. Like, there's no way in hell that I think they're just going to go out with a whimper here on Bind. I would expect them, we have no idea what they're going to play. Like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is, I can foresee a whole bunch of futures on this Bind map, and I don't think I'm going to be right about any of them.
Thank you Kode
like
udah speak up. Thank you banget. Kayak nggak doesn't make any sense, you know what? Itu aja sih.
Kenapa nanya agama ya juga ya?
Lah.
What the heck is PRX
Jing
gonna
itu
do?
apa ya? Nggak tahu ya.
He doesn't know. Like only Coach Alex knows. Like he's the only one.
Haven't seen it since chat.
Makanya kalau tahu agamanya apa tuh? Apa yang akan terjadi?
Iya.
And then that's like
throw out a dart for it. That's the agent I want.
In the tail of the donkey.
It'd be fun to lose. Honestly, and we would be like, oh, okay, cool. PRX is doing crazy things again.
Deadlock, let's go. I show you were kind of
Nanti please banget.
Gua tau agama mamanya, bukan ya?
Ya itu mah.
I've seen some teams do this on where they really
isolate the Sky player over at Gila, aku ketemu mamanya di Half-Life tuh aku kayak wow. Gila banget ya. Wow. Pengen foto takut. Makan keramik nih ini. Makan gua grogotin nih keramik gua nih lama-lama. Bener-bener.
Well, it's PRX, so they will, but
that's very true. Now, let's talk about the first and the second map. That second map on Split was very dominant by PRX. How do we think, like, yeah, we don't know what they're gonna do with their comp now, but judging by how these first 3 maps have played out.
Judging by how the first 3 maps played out, I mean, first of all, you got to talk about Ascent and how much GEN.G adjusted. You know, they had a really aggressive texture. Karen, of course, still doing Karen things. But then that support coming in from a player like Munchkin, for example, the flash and dash that texture pulls off is all thanks to Munchkin's support. And they really knew how to aggressively
sabar guys. Kan skor tadi kita kan ngomong skor sweep, tapi skornya belum tahu menang siapa kan. Ya kan 3-2 tuh bisa menang Paper, bisa menang ini. 3-1 bisa menang Paper, bisa menang ini guys. Ya guys, guys, di sini kalau 2 sama udah pasti Mythia menang guys ya.
Ada teori baru belum?
Anti-execute, positional plays when they start out on defense. We saw a bit of that on
Teori
Lotus
apa,
as well.
guys?
Split was just a bit different because PRX
Teori nahan berak kali ya. Gua
kebelet of all things. How do you adjust to that?
Masih komentar ya. Sabar ya. Masih persiapan ini.
You were here yesterday, right?
I think so.
I've lost track.
Was
you were casting yesterday with
harus lihat dulu sih guys agennya,
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was.
Tuh guys, keren kan klasiknya. Jadi jangan lupa untuk beli klasik kapsul dari PRX yes. Karena desainnya yang bagus dan juga warnanya yang cantik seperti mythiabatford, warnanya ungu-ungu ya kan. Let's go nggak sih? Let's go nggak sih beli kapsulnya guys? Guys, beli guys. Beli guys. Biar bisa hashtag #WGaming untuk aim yang lebih baik dan bagus. Hehehehe, kalian pengen kan aim kalian seperti something? Nggak, gini. Kalian pengen kan otak kalian dapai, aim kalian Jason, refleks kalian something. Nah, tuh.
Have kind of a reputation of maybe being tiltable, but it hasn't shown so far this year.
Yeah.
Biar orang dapat duit terus gacor, bener. Kan lu pakai kursi meta jongkok di kursi bawahnya kasih plastik. Yo. No pakai weight ear.
Well, he looked a little upset, especially when his ace
Beliin mid sumpah. Yo. Promosi yang mantap. Hehehe. Mending beli kapsul PRX sama bayar cicilan. Kapsul PRX. Karena dengan kamu bayar cicilan, Aaron tidak akan senang. Karena Aaron sedang memikirkan cicilannya dia. Jadi kamu harus dukung PRX dengan beli kapsul PRX ya.
Dia main banyak banget match. Tapi masih tetap konsisten dia hebat.
Munchkin was absolutely crucial. What I really liked in the last map is he started using his util again.
Yay! I was calling for it. Like sometimes I don't know what has gotten into some of our Viper players in Pacific this year, where they're just not willing to use their Viper's pick.
Orang kayak Aaron harus masih mikirin cicilan. Dia harus pikir cicilan guys agar bisa mode BU. Tolong.
Alright, here we go. The comps. Okay, Yoru Rays, Gecko, Bait. This is basically like
what we saw with DRX.
Yeah. Similar to what DRX does, but not quite the same. It's so like obviously with the Rays. Yeah, exactly.
No Sentinel.
So second duelist in the form of
Bait kemarin DRX menang ya?
You're a little bit different from
kemarin yang mana?
Kalah sih.
But then again, you gotta look at that double initiator.
Kalah kan GEN.G kan 2-0.
Gecko again.
Oh, 2-0.
Iya.
Oh
shit. We were just talking about the difference between the regions and how some.
Oh iya guys, kalah ya?
Ya, kalah.
Waduh, ini nggak bagus nih.
Here at Pacific,
we don't believe
Tapi PRX nggak pernah kalah kan dibanding kecuali sama Iggy sama Penatik.
Like it's like they don't really play like they need one anyway, so whatever.
No Sentinel, no problem.
Alright, we are gonna go into
tapi DRX kan pro banget sih.
Fine, we know this is gonna be a hot one.
Iya.
Oh yang ini yang nge-whiff, yang mako nge-whiff parah, Cok.
Thank you very much. Here we go. Bind.
Kenapa Yuda?
Map number 4. We'll load up and see if PRX can rally back on yet another one of their map picks.
Ini monyet harus melek sih guys. Ini udah 4 map Cok pakai race. Harusnya udah biasa lah. Ayolah.
Apakah kita akan melihat Gecko pakai OP?
Bounce back for GEN.G as a team and all these players individually, but my eyes for now on this bind is onto that PRX.
Oh beda tapi komposisinya guys, kalau kemarin dia ada si flashback pakai ini ya, Sentinel, ini ada Sentinel.
The composition that Global Esports brought out at the very beginning of
Ayo
this
guys,
tournament.
#WGaming, #WGaming. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ayo. Menang, bisa.
Yoru alongside, so it's really feels like triple initiator alongside the Raze. Now just
Alergi pistol nggak apa-apa dah.
here for Showers control.
Texture.
Nah.
Able to find something. Does take
Dapat
down the
dua
enemy
tiba-tiba.
Raze.
What?
TP's now coming in around the back with Mythia holding in that
Dapat
side.
tiga tuh tiba-tiba.
Toggles over onto the cam. Dart going through. Back out.
Ya,
Find
nembak
out
apa dah?
something.
Alergi bang.
Nembaknya cok kagak dia.
Alergi bang.
Turns his sights back over to
Alergi
Shadow.
bang.
Just
Dibilang
react
alergi.
swings. Takes him down. Gen.G.
Apa? Dah.
Get the first pistol here on Bind.
And
Nah.
it starts to feel like the fans feel that they're
Set texture langsung
close, that
phantom.
we're close to
Belum
bringing
ya guys,
that
belum
title
beli, belum
back
beli.
to Korea, but PRX, they're no strangers to this.
Ada
Had to
apa
put
dengan
in a
Uncle?
massive crowd last year against TRX at the
Tiba-tiba
Junction
dua
Stadium
tuh.
for the Pacific Finals, and they overcame it.
They reverse swept out.
Yeah. But of course, Texture feeling it too. They're one step away.
Kebiasaan alergi.
Just a sheriff for Davai. Hasn't had as much of a blow-up performance as we're used to seeing from him.
Oh, on yet.
Greedy Orb.
Wanting to get this.
Mati sih.
And TP coming in to try to bail him out. Munchkin just
Hah?
forsaken as soon as the door is open.
Tiba-tiba
Good
dua tuh
lord.
hilang.
Something trying to hold him here for the
Oh,
orb. Will be able to get
What?
locked, yeah?
Nice.
Fire from him.
Itulah guys, kelebihan dari
Mind freak
skin
Davai.
kayak klasik PRX.
Push forward here. Karan very well back. Spots one, takes him down, saw the other. He's gonna re-swing aggressively, but
Ah,
Mind Freak
itulah.
does punish him
Gitu
for
dong,
that.
tajam itu tuh tajam baru guys. Dar.
Can be recovered. Sight taken. Texture not looking to try to guard things. Needs to bring this
Tiba-tiba
fight
tiga
forward.
hilang.
Considering
Tiga
that
masih ada winnable sih,
Sama
winnable.
sekali.
flying up from Gen.G, this could actually be a bit of trouble
3-2 guys.
and a lot more damage
3-2.
that PRX could do. Now, of course, that does mean Gen.G can also buy up to match in the next round. But right now, Mind Freak has a good opportunity alongside something.
Launching smoke. On the trap wire, something's still
Launching
making his way
smoke.
over. The setup, Texture looking to take those hopes and dreams away.
Mending mati sih something.
Your Munchkin can also rotate over to try to grab that Bulldog. Here at the end of the round is something hearing. Toggle on the camera. It's a trigger there, and Meteor just swings out behind the
Gila.
box. Catching him in the back. Gen.G.
Nah.
Lose two players, but finally,
Vandal.
you know,
Ayolah
the
bro.
weapons recovered here.
Vandal.
OP nggak tuh
2-0
Karan?
start for them on Bind.
Yeah, great start. And a good read, too, that it could be the split just to try to take away more
Terus ngamuk,
weapons.
Mit. Kenapa
Having
emang?
that Cypher utility set up across all
Apa yang
the
akan
different
terjadi
ways that
kalau
they
saya
could get
ngamuk?
taken out here on the
Gila.
retake. Wow.
Konsisten banget Emil loh.
Yeah, just keeping calm. They know they're close. Don't want
Ini
to
harusnya
overheat just
ya
yet.
map
on
mereka,
the
tapi
fourth
kemarin
map.
Gen.G
They haven't won it till the very end.
menang ya.
Neural Theft nearly online already.
Let's
Meteors one charge off of that. It's Forsaken getting darted. Staying tucked for the time being.
Yeah, we're seeing this a lot with the teams that are experimenting with the Yoru that, again, with the Sky gone, you know, not able to just constantly say
Yeah,
with your
bisa.
utility to check B long, you have to kind of invest two people there alongside the flashes. Now they've been pushed back.
Lah,
Okay, Meteor. Neural Theft
What?
now online. Mako goes rushing forward. Forsaken swinging out. Spraying does get quite a bit of connection there.
Yeah.
Doesn't have help.
But now, yeah, is getting flushed out. Quick turn on the flash. The Neural Theft going to be invested. Waiting to see if they can try to take him down. Karan able to find it in the end. Up down on the top of Hookah on yet. So finding one. Smoke disappears. Karan just re-steadying the aim there.
Aduh, ngaco banget.
Blast pack
Last player standing.
sent forward. Volley out from side. Will be able to find the elimination, but now it's all on.
Oh.
Meteor's so low.
Oh no, di heal.
Now the heals come in.
You have to save. You don't have anything to work with, and
Iya,
you're
iya,
already
mending
going to be
saving,
down
saving.
3-0.
Alamak.
And not the start that PRX was looking for on their pick of Bind. Haven't shown it this year. They've been known to be the leaders of the Yoru compositions on Bind. Really brought it forth for the entire world to see last year.
Just going to stay tucked right alongside this trap wire. Doesn't want to give them any inkling in case they come for the hunt.
The crazy part is they know, right? Because of the double trap wire set up, but
Okay.
they're not going to risk anything further either. They want to snowball the lead as much as possible. And just being wary just in case. Maybe he had another blast pack left over. Did used to, I believe, onto that site, but not taking any chances for Gen.G.
Yeah, and that's a big one because, I mean, Lakia went into that with just the Ghost in hand. Carries over one of those rifles, so it's only one weapon lost here for the side of Gen.G.
I mean, Mythia already has 5,000 creds banked up here.
It just hasn't died.
Yeah. Activated that first neural theft already.
Masih bisa ngasih satu atau dia udah mati.
Okay, yeah, just going through the comms as well. It seems like that's what they talked about during this break. Just saying, don't get overly excited. Let's just win and then celebrate. And they're only 10 rounds away.
Oh, Mythia looking to up the pace, trying to catch somebody off guard there.
Kalau round ini nggak menang, aku juga nggak tahu sih.
Back away though is Gen.G. Now turning their sights once more over towards the B side. Trailblazer rushing forward, not catching a glimpse of Divide before he makes his way back over in towards Elbow. The walk down, the drop into the smoke and Texture. He's taking him out. Spray as well, softening up Mythia. The paint shell does come through. Will interrupt the plan for now. Shifted around now within the tube.
Spike planted.
Thrash.
Okay, the check. Mythia not getting caught by it. Swings around. Will finally be felled, but not before finding Mind Freak. Scoreline continuing to build up for him. Trying to find something to share.
M-nya tuh beda guys sama guys. Mereka tuh first bulletnya kena bala. Minimal bunuh satu. PRX tuh kagak ada yang kayak gitu guys. Pasti nge-wave dulu satu.
He's gonna have to be the one that saves again.
So far, obviously, 2 rounds with some iffy purchases on the side of PRX, but what we're really seeing here is Gen.G aware that that's going to be the setup that you often find with these Euro defaults. It's a Euro on B, trying to gate crash out somewhere else, maybe ready to take the TP just to throw a bit of a curveball. But oftentimes you're going to need some other support. So the Fade is there with him. They try to pressure it. They try to push it back into the site as fast as possible. Worst case comes if the TP comes through. Meteor's ready for it. He's watching for that teleport, for that showers control, so he's not giving it up for free. It's a strong default from Gen.G, and quite frankly, one that PRX, as the defending team, has to figure out the answer to.
Yeah, Meteor's so clean so far here in this map. The movement there, dodging out on the Thrash into the Cyber Cage, being able to trade one before getting taken down.
Kayak itu mereka ngunyah permen karet udah ini kali ya? Udah nggak ada rasanya.
For PRX, which is why we see the timeout again being forced out very early on.
Yeah, and you're not even on the attacking side right now, so you can't even just say we're going to rush one site anymore. That's not going to work.
You could rush out of one site.
You could rush out of one site, and we have seen that before for PRX. Sometimes that's what catches them off guard, but I just feel like this map right now, Gen.G is ready for it. And the thing is obviously Gen.G showed one iteration of their bind yesterday against DRX, who also was running a Euro composition. So PRX, they, not much time, but they had some data to go off of. And this time, Gen.G is just saying, let's try to get a read on PRX first. So let them make the first move. They're going to be antsy for it, and they would have identified that absolutely correctly.
We'll see what the call is going to be here. After Alex's intervention, Operator does come through. He's put into the hands of something now, which I don't have the updated stats right now, but coming into this map, even being down in the series and having Gen.G be at match point, Something's impact has been impeccable.
Yes.
Tied for top fragging alongside Charon, both of them dropping 50 kills so far in the series. He's 16 and 5 in first kills, first deaths.
Jeez.
The start of the value here, something that's been amazing. Taken now, get a first goal of his own. Does so, but something pushing forward, trying to take that deep, hard angle outside of B.
Pakai OP lagi, namanya diambil.
Yeah, and he just thinks because of the hard push that they're going to be holding further back away from Fountain, but Meteor's just up close.
Tell him, Hank, this is how it feels. Just scoped in and instantly don't. Mind Freak, however.
What the hell?
Instantly finding 3. Extra
Mau udah BU? Mulai BU kah?
Finish him off. Fantastically done by Mind Freak.
Apakah mulai BU?
To bail him out. But yet another round lost keeps them alive, gets them on the board.
It's great to see Mind Freak performing as he has been the entire kickoff, because he's had some ups and downs throughout his career. Obviously very storied.
Tolong ya kakak ini.
But when he's at his peak, he's so clean with it. And just
kakak Kredivo atau apapun tolong
alone,
ditagih
right?
ya
The
utangnya.
controllers, Mind Freak and Charon, you mentioned it. Obviously, there's the fragging potential between Something and Charon. The duelists, of course, Texture, really trying to continue to be the top of the pack.
Oh
my!
Yang bener aja. Dari tadi loh begitu terus.
So he gets isolated and taken down. Move out into the corner. Forsaken makes his way into the dimensional drift. See what he opts for here. As flash out, Showstopper sent towards heaven. Mask comes off. That's the fake out. Texture not falling for it, but eventually just gets flushed out into the open.
Nice,
comes in. Divide as well, finding one. Forsaken with a nice tap. Takes out Meteor. Munchkin lock yet, now the
Udah
last one
Veloz.
standing. Spot on the one. Mind Freak heading across towards Showers.
They should know that he's trapped somewhere in Lamps. He saw a little bit more info coming out from that Prowler as well.
Not going for the teleporter
Yeah, ada
play here.
Velo
Mind
sih.
Freak going to be creeping all the way around over towards short.
Sulit.
PRX is playing this safe, and I don't mind that, but that could be what gives Gen.G this opportunity. They have all the time to explore the entire site and figure out a different exit.
Mind Freak just going a walkabout. Gets himself
30
rotated
seconds
around. Hearing the jump peeking, Dizzy going out. Munchkin with a click clear. Doesn't seem to be worried about potential wall bang coming through. Reads this.
Nice, oh my god.
Nails the shot.
Itu baru
Itu baru inget itu tagihan Kredivo dia.
Well, if it's not going to be your crazy duelists that are putting the round wins on the board, someone's got to do it, and Mind Freak's here to answer the call.
Harun mode BU.
Barely bringing them back into this. Forsaken committing to that spray was good, and also the dimensional drift just to make sure they can't commit the plant. Then the orbital strike, and then the flash as well to try to trap some of them with that blinded vision within that Brimstone ultimate. I like the entire sequence of it. And it eventually leads to that round win that PRX oh so desperately needed. Still, of course, in the hands of something as well.
Lihat nih ngepick lagi itu. Ini enak kan. Kita tahu PRX sering ngepick, Cok. Udah.
Outlock, yeah, actually does swing.
Oh, monyet nggak ngepick lagi.
Mark's by in there.
Flash udah keluar satu.
Aaron just holding back to see if there's going to be another aggro push out from something with his op.
But that does seem to be the adjustment that they made since that timeout. Not pushing entirely out, not full W gaming, but they will force the hand a little bit. Make sure that these default setups for Gen.G can't stay the way they are. Getting the read that Gen.G's playing this offense like a defense. The classic Forsaken Yoru.
Blown out, jump peek. Not going to be spotting anything here.
Rusuh banget Ascent kalau main Yoru anjir.
Sumpah.
Really get a read on what Gen.G's move is going to look like. This does send Forsaken
Nggak sabaran
anjir.
anjir.
So 3-man stack there, but the operator still posted up something. They have to be ready for this.
Helah.
Kan gua bilang kan.
Yeah, he does get
5 darahnya anjir.
Manages to stay alive and lock it.
I know exactly.
Throw those heals out. Now another neural theft. Second one for Meteor so far here in the game. Coming down.
30 seconds
It's going to be a little bit of a bait and switch attempt here with the teleporters, but yet still hovering nearby. Shot sent on that entry. Tucks back in towards Lamps.
Mythia now stuck in Lamps. No one there to back him up just yet.
Just flying with it's actually Mythia finding a kill.
Ya
Count on
ampun. Really?
Quick on that reply as
One
Meteor just
enemy remaining.
dancing around inside of the cyber cage as the kills come in.
Ampun,
It will
apa
be there. 4 members
dah?
still standing. Gen.G
Apa dah?
entering back with a fifth round win.
Kata gua mah.
That's a really well read round.
Nyet,
Quick
nyet.
adjustment to PRX. As soon as PRX starts to pressure the initial default just a bit, Gen.G just cuts all audio, doesn't invest more util, creeps up to the starting line, which this time is a little bit further behind, but it's going to be that entry point into B long. They want to suss out this operator, they get it correctly, and that's what you get when you're not using something like the Razor or the Jet. You just have no escape. And Munchkin following those Seekers, leading him to victory.
Ayo ingat cicilan.
Wide peek from Texture, just looking to get swung out by hearing a decent amount of noise. Wisely decides to creep back. Just has a stinger, so at range, not going to be doing him too many favors, but Forsaken
right above the Trailblazer.
Yeah, finding Texture's
Gila.
head, taking him down, eats a bit of damage here. I'm spamming through the cyber cage, trying to find the shot. Lockett will be able to get something. As Forsaken, still just trying to come up with the goods, can't do it, but Mind Freak
Nice.
is the help alongside Mythia with a showstopper delivery.
Nice.
It will shut down the attack, and PRX will keep things close.
It's an excellent setup from both Forsaken and Devi. Devi, of course, is backing out, holding the cross from elbow. But it's Forsaken who not only gets the first shot, but sends that fake gate crash early on. It keeps him tied up, buys all the time for the backup to come in the form of Showstopper.
Sambil jalan ya tadi ya?
Yeah.
There.
Beautiful. Finally getting a little bit of that shining moment as that raise. He's really been thrown into a couple islands here by PRX. Finding his footing as push out from PRX.
Mosh pit over the top, right off the rim here. As Forsaken goes rushing forward, managing to find one, but the trade back. Gen.G finding 2 kills.
Itu kebiasaan, Cok. W Gaming kalau udah nggak berhasil jangan terusin ya.
Trying to slow, but Meteor looking forward into Showers. As soon as Mind Freak realizes it, he's already dead.
Itu mulu kalahnya anjir.
4 players alive. Here for Gen.G. Prowler scouting one, and Mythia just bouncing forward. The boot bottle kill off Texture.
Apa?
Meteor
Tadi itu
finding 3.
apa
It's
gitu
2
loh.
charges away from yet another neural theft as Gen.G lock in 6 rounds on this attacking half.
Itu apa
Now,
itu
again,
loh?
looking at the composition, as crazy as single controller does sound for either side of Bind, you gotta imagine that all the projectiles they can throw on and execute benefits PRX a little bit more for the attacking side. But all things considered, it does feel like PRX is just not used to losing out on these trades. Yeah, they push out. They lose 2 people to 1. You've already invested a Molly. You have to use the second one just to buy time. But after that, you have nothing to delay. Gen.G does not respect it. They just push through from both showers and A short.
I must wait a moment.
Quick clear on the cam.
Lemas.
Dart not found, but looks like Gen.G not looking to waste any time. Teleporter going to be instantly taken here. So Meteor will be watching the back line. TP actually back over towards the defender spawn. Hot flash going to be sent. Now to be able to regain his vision.
Gila loh.
He shuts it down. Buying something again. Pushing forward, but ultimately may have to just call for the save.
Iya ya, vibes-nya kayak
You know what's crazy is
lawan
Texture
EG ya.
anti-flashes away from that bite, looking down because it's the Euro flash bounced up on the pop flash and then flicks right back up.
You could have just stopped the sentence after saying Texture.
Yes, he is crazy. You are correct. Sometimes a little long-winded on my commentary. Oh, just impressive, this guy. Again, I can't help but emphasize the point
Nggak
that
timeout nih.
tournament of his life. And he's always been great.
Locky on the hunt attempt will be staved off. Actually, just making sure there's no attempts at some ninja diffusery going on here. Make his way back out to safety here. Damn near flawless round for Gen.G. Now 7 rounds on this attack side. And I agree with you in regards to PRX's comp likely having
Tapi kasihan monyet sih guys
better
menurut gue,
legs
guys.
under them going on to the
Soalnya
attack.
setahu gua
Eventually, you do hit a point where it feels
kemungkinan
like it's important
besar
to
mungkin
return.
akhir tahun Jing bisa balik
Yeah, and I
guys.
think that's
Balik pokoknya
right
bisa
here, right
kalau
now.
mainnya nggak improve ya.
A little bit, a little bit left to the ground and flicks right back up. Not surprised about this timeout.
Nah,
You
kan
want to
udah
get these
goyang
last
tuh
2
monitor.
rounds. And obviously, I mean, the 7-5 scoreline, excuse me, is the halfway point as close as you can get without being a 50-50. But really, more than that, as you mentioned, you need something to hold your hope on, and it can't just be we absolutely have to win.
Banting
this.
dulu
You need
nggak
a little
sih,
bit more
Bang
than that,
Alex?
especially with a risky composition like this. Just a 1 brimstone. I mean, that gets so tricky on when and where you use those smokes, because all 3 of those sky smokes have to find value.
Plenty to be said here from Alex. His last few seconds, getting ready to dwindle out. See what kind of impact he's going to be able to have and whether or not they can try to rescue the remainder of this half. Like you said, 7-5, given the composition, the setup here from PRX. I'd say those are pretty decent odds for them. They need to be able to get these last 2. Showstopper pit available on the side of Gen.G. Yet another dimensional drift here for Forsaken.
See what value it brings. I feel like, sure, you get some tricky kills now and then already in this match. He's done it before on Split, but outside of the kills
Ada tuh yang
themselves,
pakai Odin ya.
hasn't been that easy to find amazing value for space, as Gen.G's been fairly prepared for it.
Gate crash back over. Forsaken joining in. Now they hear that Trailblazer coming, and that's going to be the rotation as well. As Mindfreak looks to make his way over to the side. Texture just disrespecting the poison damage since the Showstopper out at the fake, however. Now he's kind of going to be stuck within that smoke. Tries to push out, but Divide able to find the kill. To get him down, the pit's going to be invested. Thrash jumping forward. Doesn't get the detain onto anybody. As the Seeker rushes in. Looks to just slow him up. Forsaken jump in the corner, however, catching Nokia with Util in hand. Takes him down with the shorty. Draws down that Phantom. Finds another kill. Meteor now gone. Aaron forced to the other side. The tap onto the spike, the swing. But something will be able to clean him up.
Oh my god.
Wow, Munchkin with the Clad 2, and then something to answer right back as they line up through the tube. It could have been disaster. I didn't mind the idea to bait them out with the fake diffuse, but lining up like that against someone like Munchkin and Karon,
Moga dapet
a risky endeavor.
57 lah, 57 lah, biar enak lah ngejarnya.
As Texture trying to find the value here in that Odin spamming through lab. Good covering fire from Divide.
I mean,
Something something with those 2 kills in the back end.
Damn.
Bailing them out when it looked like it was going to be very painful. PRX now up to 4.
Still have that dimensional drift as well. The Odin for the pressure.
What the fuck?
Gue bilang, cowok, jelek
What
banget
the
sih.
fuck?
Belum dapat, cowok.
Well, speaking of 4s, I believe that's the 4th hero set from Meteor.
Really, ngepick 2 masih kalah.
Spot on a Mind Freak, flash goes in, he swings around the box. Meteor now maybe looking for an ace.
Aduh, lagi-lagi kumat.
So the crowd start chanting it.
Kumat
Seiken sprinting around,
banget.
trying to identify the positions here of the Gen.G members. Odin in hand, just wants to start slow swinging onto the box. They double face him. Karen will be able to take him down. No ace to be found, but a 4K and a flawless round. I'm sure Meteor is more than happy with that. It's Gen.G start off fine, 8-4 in the half.
Absolutely nasty double kill for Meteor to open that up. I'm not quite sure if that first shot from PRX was intentional or not. It could have worked in their favor to try to bait out the swing.
Dua orang ngepick dua-duanya
already
kecuali.
spread out. But Meteor, just too quick. I mean, he's not a stranger to having to swing out and win these impossible rounds, impossible fights. He is so used to fighting these 1vx situations.
Oh, that's a chin. Yes. He's frowning and smiling simultaneously.
Oh no, some of the PRX fans perhaps kind of staring down the end of this match. It's not over just yet, but it is looking tough.
Dia nggak bisa sih menang sih guys. Kenapa? Karena circuit point-nya lumayan bagus. Dapat 3 circuit point buat ke champion nanti.
But they've been here so many times, so close to try to lead and close out a match, and they just haven't been able to do it. As soon as they face an opponent that they thought they should beat, and they were challenged, they've crumbled in the last leg of it.
Well, it all needs to begin right here. A monstrous run back ahead of them if they want to extend this into that 5th and final map of Breeze. For now, I mean, it's just been such a dominant showing.
Gila,
12
gue
rounds
smoker ya
played,
di sana.
5 deaths only for Meteor.
Wow.
Been impeccable for him.
Yeah, such a clean game
Oh,
for
B-nya
Meteor.
4, cok. Kalau ke B mati sih.
Has that Cypher, and what a pick against this composition and this team of PRX. Another good example of how to just turn a crazy cracked duelist aimer into another stable role here.
See what PRX want to do ultimately for now. Everybody very fanned out. Cypher Util set up here on the A site, but Meteor still going to be playing over towards B. Seems like they're very much expecting
Thank you.
PRX going to end up going towards the site as
Mangga.
Pixel out of place spotted. Mind Freak sending a warning shot. Now the forces of PRX start gathering up, getting ready to attack the A
PRX
site.
lagi kenapa guys?
Yeah, I mean the A site, even the spy cam and everything.
Lagi kelilipan pasir ban.
You see that deep tripwire. They just want to know if backside is taken or not. Munchkin will try to get
Gila, itu
some shots
smoke apa? Itu cokobol.
Oh, Spawn yet up on top of the box. Still wants to try to send down that bite. He's greeting for Red. Munchkin able to win out. Goes for the reload. That's a pretty decent advantage here for the side of Gen.G, considering the damage already out onto something. Texture now swinging around from behind. Mind Freak tucked away, backing away from that smoke for the time being. As Meteor fighting for Seiken. Swinging out Munchkin now.
Nice.
Coming up with another one, finishing the job that he started. Comes up with a kill. Meteor, however, getting distracted. Nice little tug of war coming through as Texture falls. Lockya, last one standing by, rushing forward, and he gets
What the fuck?
already finished, but either way, he had all the time in the world. Lockya, the last one standing, as Gen.G move up to 9.
Lemas.
It's such a good setup from Gen.G. Abusing the fact that Cypher, obviously global utility, sets it up in A, but not to delay. Even the toss screen, it's not meant to delay, it's just meant to make sure that the retake is easier. I mean, they get the free gift of the early kill onto Manyen. But they had the trip set up, the spy cam set up to make sure that PRX can't find a good post-plant position. And Munchkin feels good about that. What a read, what a call from the IGL. And a good first kill. Shoves Mind Freak out into showers, and now PRX, they can't. Not going for the force. They want to go for the long way.
Around the corner. There's the push in. There's one.
Yang
Basically the call out with the judge.
The long-range support from the Guardian as well.
Just looking to shut them out of this one. Tucks away, the Prowler coming through. Munchkin
Ow.
will get himself a second.
Enggak, ada anjing loh si Dava. Kenapa nggak di anjing dulu, Cok?
It's GEN.G now up to double digits, 3 rounds away from becoming the kings of the kickoff.
You play enough games on stage, and even a cracked gamer like Kara is going to be using the Judge as well, getting the full Valorant experience. Playing like a cracked gamer, swinging out on those wide swings, sometimes playing like a Rat King, and he'll do it all. I mean, what do you do as PRX? You don't even have many chances here. Just finally the buy round, and you're already down 6 rounds.
Not many chances and no timeouts as well to work with. All of them having to be burned within those first 10 rounds.
Oh no.
Push out, the turn from the flash, but 2 kills now, 3 gonna be found. Some good answer back here, something and Divide find one apiece. Divide now finding himself.
Apaan sih?
Nggak tahu, apaan dah, guys, please lah, ini nggak main ranked woy.
3K with the Guardian, and GEN.G continue to strive towards the throne.
It's just as if that they have switched souls. This is how PRX used to play. Absolute disrespect, knowing that you can win every duel. Look at just how confident Texture is.
Oh my god.
This man just does not lose this week.
It's like he's constantly playing with neural theft.
Astaga, lihat guys,
So
anjir.
every single angle they're going to peek from.
I mean, this could be the start to just one heck of an insane year for Texture.
Prowler in, but Snakebite
Mereka nggak bisa counter agro sih.
Where those ones went.
Dia agresifin balik langsung
Full flash
bingung.
though on to Munchkin. Drop in, locked
Ah?
lurking.
Lihat, nggak dapet loh monyet.
Nah. Guardian, however, able to get Texture,
Nah.
but now Meteor arrives. Forsaken, no
Nice,
HP.
nice.
Gonna shut it down.
Banget lagi.
7 health remaining. The rookie versus
Ah,
the
hell.
The rookie stands tall. The odds were stacked against him. Forsaken needed that one. GEN.G now at series point.
Anjir, anjir.
Monyet kemana sih dia? Monyet lompat doang, terus selalu gitu guys.
Nggak tahu, nggak
I mean,
tahu.
obviously the year has just started, sure, but with the performances they've had throughout
Nggak.
so many maps,
Ada prowler nggak di?
through so many matches,
Tahu nggak
all
ngerti.
going the
Jelek
full
banget guys
distance.
trustnya anjir, sumpah.
I don't think we can say that
Apa,
this is just
guys?
a kickoff thing. I think they are building towards an absolute monstrous year. And if they get the 3 championship points right off the bat, going to Masters of Madrid at a higher seed.
Oh. One step forward, one step back. Things equalized. Forsaken gone. It's a lot of firepower taken away from the team.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
Thrash will lead the charge. Texture hanging back, trying to avoid detection. Orbital strike sent in from Karen, just delaying. Mythia up in front of it.
Texture digituin nggak ngaruh kali
Making
ya.
the Cade down lower and lower. Lamps the target here as Texture tries to make his way out the safety. He barely does. Flash from Lokia. The drag across. Finds one. Munchkin swinging the corner. Finds another. Mind freaking Mythia. Fight back. Now it's just down to Mythia and something. The TP is going to be used. Karon, the classic in hand. Surely not like this!
Yang
God,
bener,
finds one!
ayo monyet, monyet.
What in the world?
3 HP separating the 2 remaining players. A paint shell in the hands of Mythia. The boombot here for Texture.
Planted.
The plant comes down. Texture playing
Entes ini kayak
impatiently.
feeling gue.
But we can see Mythia tucking and swinging around through the elbow. And so far, Texture not getting a sense of this at all. But now he will turn his sights over. He's got them! He's got it done! 13-4, the players already on their feet. Texture will get the defuse as Arrest start the celebrations. GEN.G, they have controlled chaos and
Udah
carnage.
tilted,
They have put a leash on
anjir.
anarchy, and they are the kings of the Pacific Kickoff.
Every single player on this team looking for redemption, and they help lead Karon, the rookie, to a royal road in the VCT Pacific. This is a tournament run to go down in the history of VCT.
An unbelievable start to the season from GEN.G, from a team that struggled so much in the opening debut season of VCT Pacific. The 4-0 start into the cataclysmic fall to obscurity. They came into this season with many a question mark surrounding the roster, the decision making, the decision to pick up a player
Aduh, guys.
who had never even had the opportunity to prove himself in any capacity with Karon.
Mana pialanya, woy? Gak ada ini makanya. Makanya gak ada.
This rookie in his debut on any stage is a royal roader. Fist bumps about between the two squads. Obviously, for PRX, we still will be seeing more of them. They will be going over to Masters Madrid alongside Gen.G as their cohorts from VCT Pacific. But with a lot more pressure and a lot more doubt cast on them likely than ever before. Absolutely astounding here from Gen.G.
Nggak ada pialanya guys,
incredibly
nggak ada piala
win.
guys. Ya, kita tunggu di Madrid ya guys.
As the home crowd continues to go electric for them, but that will just about do it for myself here. It's been an absolute pleasure to guide you guys through these 4 maps. I will get ready to hand it over to my co-caster William, who's getting ready to take to the stage and talk to these players about this absolutely incredible feat of a victory that they have managed to pull off. This was not only just confident, but absolutely dominant.
Masih ada Madrid guys. Madrid tanggal 14 Maret berarti masih ada 2 minggu ya guys ya.
Yo, let's go guys. See you on Madrid ya guys ya. Salah. Ayo PRX Madrid tolong menyala lah ya guys ya. Please. My god. Oke guys. Aku yang stream dulu ya Bang Cio.
Thank you guys ya, thank you Mit.
Thank you Bang Cio. Okay. Nice throw guys. I'll see you guys on my next stream. Ntar malam kita stream ya. Thank you so much everyone. Good. Oh ya, see you on Madrid. Madrid, aku yakin PRX bakal jauh lebih bagus daripada ini, oke? Bye guys. Bye.
So can I just say I feel very